The Book of Psalms, Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder, and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Psalm 3, a psalm of David, when he fled from Absalom his son. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, There is no help for him in God. Selah. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of mine head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Selah. I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all mine enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. Selah. Psalm 4. To the chief musician on Neginoth, a psalm of David. Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me, and hear my prayer. O ye sons of men, how long will ye turn my glory into shame? How long will ye love vanity, and seek after leasing? Selah. But now that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself, the Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe, and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed, and be still. Selah. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness, and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, Who will shew us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Psalm 5. To the chief musician upon Nehiloth, a psalm of David. Give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God, for unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up, for thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Make thy way straight before my face. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wicked. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. Psalm 6. To the chief musician on Neginoth, upon Sheminith, a psalm of David. O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sore vexed. But thou, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave who shall give thee thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with my tears. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. It waxeth old because of all mine enemies. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity. For the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord hath heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all mine enemies be ashamed and sore vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly. Psalm 7. Shigeon of David, which he sang unto the Lord concerning the words of Cush the Benjamite. O Lord my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me, lest he tear my soul like a lion, rending it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is mine enemy, let the enemy persecute my soul, and take it, yea, let him tread down my life upon the earth, and lay mine honor in the dust. Selah. Arise, O Lord, in thine anger, lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. For their sakes therefore return thou on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness, and according to mine integrity that is in me. O let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trieth the hearts, and reigns. My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. God judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow, and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. Psalm 8. To the chief musician upon Gittith, a psalm of David. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth! Who hast set thy glory above the heavens? Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained, what is man, that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man, that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the seas. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. Psalm 9. To the chief musician upon Muthaben, a psalm of David. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will shew forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou Most High. When mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sattest in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name for ever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to the Lord, which dwelleth in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may shew forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion, Selah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not alway be forgotten, the expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail, let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Selah. Psalm 10. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He has said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore doth the wicked condemn God? He has said in his heart, Thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to requite it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. Psalm 11. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, Flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow, they make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple, the Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. Psalm 12. To the chief musician upon Sheminith, a psalm of David. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth. For the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, With our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us? For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side, when the vilest men are exalted. Psalm 13. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord, forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest mine enemy say, I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dealt bountifully with me. Psalm 14. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The fool hath said in his heart, There is no God. They are corrupt, they have done abominable works, there is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there were any that did understand, and seek God. They are all gone aside, they are altogether become filthy, there is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord? There were they in great fear, for God is in the generation of the righteous. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. O that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion! When the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Psalm 15, a psalm of David. Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that walketh uprightly, and worketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth in his heart. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is condemned. But he honoureth them that fear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own hurt, and changeth not. He that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent. He that doeth these things shall never be moved. Psalm 16, Miktam of David. Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Lord, Thou art my Lord. My goodness extendeth not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom is all my delight. Their sorrow shall be multiplied, that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. I will bless the Lord, who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures for evermore. Psalm 17, a prayer of David. Hear the right, O Lord, attend unto my cry. Give ear unto my prayer that goeth not out of feigned lips. Let my silence come forth from thy presence. Let thine eyes behold the things that are equal. Thou hast proved mine heart. Thou hast visited me in the night. Thou hast tried me, and shalt find nothing. I am purposed that my mouth shall not transgress. Concerning the works of men, by the word of thy lips, I have kept me from the paths of the destroyer. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me, O God. Incline thine ear unto me, and hear my speech. Shew thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by the right hand them which put their trust in thee, from those that rise up against them. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Psalm 18, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies, and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, and my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler, and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord, and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled, the foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub, and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters, and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows, and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings, and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt shew thyself merciful, with an upright man thou wilt shew thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt shew thyself pure, and with the froward thou wilt shew thyself froward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but wilt bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He reacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away, and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avengeth me, and subdued the people unto me. He delivereth me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. There will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and sheweth mercy to his anointed, to David, and to his seed for evermore. Psalm 19, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night sheweth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth, as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Psalm 20. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. Send thee help from the sanctuary, and strengthen thee out of Zion. Remember all thy offerings, and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Selah. Grant thee according to thine own heart, and fulfill all thy counsel. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. The Lord fulfill all thy petitions. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen, and stand upright. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call. Psalm 21. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips. Selah. For thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest it him, even length of days for ever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation. Honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. For thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Psalm 22. To the chief musician upon Ijeleth, Shechar, a psalm of David. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me, and from the words of my roaring? O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and am not silent. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee, and were delivered. They trusted in thee, and were not confounded. But I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of men, and despised of the people. And they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, He trusted on the Lord, that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breasts. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God from my mother's belly. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, and there is none to help. Many bulls have compassed me. Strong bulls of Bashan have beset me round. They gaped upon me with their mouths as a ravening and a roaring lion. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like waxed. It is melted in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaveth to my jaws, and thou hast brought me into the dust of death. For dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. They look and stare upon me. They part my garments among them, and cast lots upon my vesture. But be not thou far from me, O Lord. O my strength, haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. Ye that fear the Lord, praise him. All ye the seed of Jacob, glorify him, and fear him, all ye the seed of Israel. For he hath not despised nor abhorred the affliction of the afflicted, neither hath he hid his face from him. But when he cried unto him, he heard. My praise shall be of thee in the great congregation. I will pay my vows before them that fear him. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. All the ends of the world shall remember and run unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. A seed shall serve him. It shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come, and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this. Psalm 23, a psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 24, a psalm of David. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. Psalm 25, a psalm of David. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Shew me thy ways, O Lord, teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth, and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindnesses, for they have been ever of old. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions according to thy mercy. Remember thou me for thy goodness' sake, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore will I teach sinners in the way. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For thy name's sake, O Lord, pardon mine iniquity, for it is great. What man is he that feareth the Lord? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the earth. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will shew them his covenant. Mine eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me, and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. O bring thou me out of my distresses. Look upon mine affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. O keep my soul and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. Psalm 26, a psalm of David. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash mine hands in innocency. So will I compass thine altar, O Lord, that I may publish with a voice of thanksgiving, and tell all thy wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honour dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me, and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregations will I bless the Lord. Psalm 27, a psalm of David. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidst, Seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, Thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Psalm 28, a psalm of David. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord, my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands toward thy holy oracle. Draw me not away with the wicked, and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds, and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them, and not build them up. Blessed be the Lord, because he hath heard the voice of my supplications. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoiceth, and with song will I praise him. The Lord is their strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed. Save thy people, and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also, and lift them up forever. Psalm 29, a psalm of David. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. He maketh them also to skip like a calf. Lebanon and Syrian like a young unicorn. The voice of the Lord divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to calve, and discovereth the forests. And in his temple doth every one speak of his glory. The Lord sitteth upon the flood. Yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Psalm 30. A psalm and song at the dedication of the house of David. I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up, and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood, when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth, and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. Psalm 31. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore for thy name's sake lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Into thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy, for thou hast considered my trouble. Thou hast known my soul in adversities, and hast not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. Thou hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. Mine eye is consumed with grief, yea, my soul and my belly. For my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength faileth because of mine iniquity, and my bones are consumed. I was a reproach among all mine enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and a fear to mine acquaintance. They that did see me without fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel, for I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side, while they took counsel together against me. They devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies, and from them that persecute me. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. O how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of thy presence from the pride of man. Thou shalt keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he hath shewed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thine eyes. Nevertheless thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee. O love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faith, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. Psalm 32, a psalm of David, Maschil. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of the summer. Selah. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. Psalm 33. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise the Lord with harp. Sing unto him with a psaltery, and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song. Play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the sea together as an heap. He layeth up the depth in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. The Lord looketh from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men. From the place of his habitation he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike. He considereth all their works. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. An horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waiteth for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. Psalm 34, a psalm of David, when he changed his behavior before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof, and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man is he that desireth life, and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil, and do good. Seek peace, and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Psalm 35, a psalm of David. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded, and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back, and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord, it shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him? False witnesses did rise up, they laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into mine own bosom. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced, and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me, and ceased not. With hypocritical mockers in feast they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye has seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. Psalm 36. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of God before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes, until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise, and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Thy mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds. Thy righteousness is like the great mountains. Thy judgments are a great deep. O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O God! Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. They shall be abundantly satisfied with the fatness of thy house, and thou shalt make them drink of the river of thy pleasures. For with thee is the fountain of life, in thy light shall we see light. O continue thy loving kindness unto them that know thee, and thy righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked remove me. There are the workers of iniquity fallen. They are cast down, and shall not be able to rise. Psalm 37, a psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. This sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth, and payeth not again. But the righteous sheweth mercy, and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful, and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell for evermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved for ever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein for ever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in the heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together, the end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them, and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked, and save them, because they trust in him. Psalm 38, a psalm of David, to bring to remembrance. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. For mine iniquities are gone over mine head. As an heavy burden they are too heavy for me. My wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. I am troubled, I am bowed down greatly, I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Lord, all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart panteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of mine eyes, it also is gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things, and imagine deceits all the day long. But I as a deaf man heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth. Thus I was as a man that heareth not, and in whose mouth are no reproofs. For in thee, O Lord, do I hope. Thou wilt hear, O Lord my God, for I said, Hear me, lest otherwise they should rejoice over me. When my foot slippeth, they magnify themselves against me. For I am ready to halt, and my sorrow is continually before me. For I will declare mine iniquity, I will be sorry for my sin. But mine enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They also that render evil for good are mine adversaries, because I follow the thing that good is. Forsake me not, O Lord, O my God, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord, my salvation. Psalm 39, to the chief musician, even to Jeduthun, a psalm of David. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence, I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me, while I was musing the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue, Lord, make me to know mine end, and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah. Surely every man walketh in a vain shew, surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb. I opened my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. O spare me, that I may recover strength, before I go hence and be no more. Psalm 40, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. Blessed is that man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. Many, O Lord my God, are thy wonderful works which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which are to usward. They cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. Mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips, O Lord, thou knowest. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. Withhold not thou thy tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. For innumerable evils have compassed me about. Mine iniquities have taken hold upon me, so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs of mine head, therefore my heart faileth me. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, Aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, The Lord be magnified. But I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. Psalm 41. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth. And thou wilt not deliver him unto the will of his enemies. The Lord will strengthen him upon the bed of languishing. Thou wilt make all his bed in his sickness. I said, Lord, be merciful unto me, heal my soul, for I have sinned against thee. Mine enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die, and his name perish? And if he come to see me, he speaketh vanity. His heart gathereth iniquity to itself. When he goeth abroad, he telleth it. All that hate me whisper together against me. Against me do they devise my hurt. An evil disease, say they, cleaveth fast unto him, and now that he lieth, he shall rise up no more. Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me. But thou, O Lord, be merciful unto me, and raise me up, that I may requite it. By this I know that thou favorest me, because mine enemy doth not triumph over me. And as for me, thou upholdest me in mine integrity, and settest me before thy face forever. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, from everlasting and to everlasting. Amen and Amen. Psalm 42, to the chief musician, Maskil for the sons of Korah. As the hart panteth after the water brook, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God? When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God, with a voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept holy day. Why art thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. O my God, my soul is cast down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and of the Hermonites, from the hill Mizar. Deep calleth unto deep at the noise of thy waterspouts. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Yet the Lord will command his loving kindness in the daytime, and in the night his song shall be with me, and my prayer unto the God of my life. I will say unto God my rock, Why hast thou forgotten me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? As with a sword in my bones mine enemies reproach me, while they say daily unto me, Where is thy God? Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance, and my God. Psalm 43. Judge me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, for thou art the God of my strength. Why dost thou cast me off? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? O send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me, let them bring me unto thy holy hill, and to thy tabernacles. Then will I go unto the altar of God, unto God my exceeding joy. Yea, upon the harp will I praise thee, O God my God. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance, and my God. Psalm 44. To the chief musician for the sons of Korah, Maskil. We have heard with our ears, O God, our fathers have told us, what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old, how thou didst drive out the heathen with thy hand, and plantest them, how thou didst afflict the people, and cast them out. For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thine arm, and the light of thy countenance, because thou hadst a favor unto them. Thou art my King, O God, command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. In God we boast all the day long, and praise thy name forever. Selah. But thou hast cast off and put us to shame, and goest not forth with our armies. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me. For the voice of him that reproacheth and blasphemeth by reason of the enemy and avenger. All this is come upon us, yet have we not forgotten thee, neither have we dealt falsely in thy covenant. Our heart is not turned back, neither have our steps declined from thy way. Though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons, and covered us with the shadow of death. If we have forgotten the name of our God, or stretched out our hands to a strange God, shall not God search this out? For he knoweth the secrets of the heart. Yea, for thy sake are we killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Awake, why sleepest thou, O Lord? Arise, cast us not off forever. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and forgettest our affliction and our oppression? For our soul is bowed down to the dust, our belly cleaveth unto the earth. Arise for our help, and redeem us for thy mercy's sake. Psalm 45. To the chief musician upon Shishanim, for the sons of Korah, Machil, a song of loves. My heart is inditing a good matter. I speak of the things which I have made touching the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Thou art fairer than the children of men. Grace is poured out into thy lips. Therefore God hath blessed thee forever. Gird thy sword upon thy thigh, O most mighty, with thy glory and thy majesty. And in thy majesty ride prosperously, because of truth and meekness and righteousness. And thy right hand shall teach thee terrible things. Thine arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies, whereby the people fall under thee. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Thou lovest righteousness and hatest wickedness. Therefore God, thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloes and cassia, out of the ivory palaces, whereby they have made thee glad. King's daughters were among thy honorable women. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen in gold of Ophir. Hearken, O daughter, and consider, and incline thine ear. Forget also thine own people and thy father's house. So shall the king greatly desire thy beauty, for he is thy Lord, and worship thou him. And the daughter of Tyre shall be there with a gift, even the rich among the people shall entreat thy favor. The king's daughter is all glorious within, her clothing is of wrought gold. She shall be brought unto the king in raiment of needlework. The virgins her companions that follow her shall be brought unto thee. With gladness and rejoicing shall they be brought. They shall enter into the king's palace. Instead of thy fathers shall be thy children, whom thou mayest make princes in all the earth. I will make thy name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore shall the people praise thee forever and ever. Psalm 46, to the chief musician for the sons of Korah, a song upon Alamoth. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. Selah. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her, and that right early. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord. With desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow, and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Psalm 47, to the chief musician, a psalm for the sons of Korah. O clap your hands, all ye people, shout unto God with a voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is terrible, he is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. God is gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises unto our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heathen. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted. Psalm 48, a song and psalm for the sons of Korah. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, on the sides of the north, the city of the great King. God is known in her palaces for a refuge. For lo, the kings were assembled, they passed by together, they saw it, and so they marveled, they were troubled, and hasted away. Fear took hold upon them there, and pain, as of a woman in travail. Thou breakest the ships of Tarshish with an east wind. As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God will establish it forever. Selah. We have thought of thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple. According to thy name, O God, so is thy praise unto the ends of the earth. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice, let the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. Walk about Zion, and go round about her, tell the towers thereof. Mark ye well her bulwarks, consider her palaces, that ye may tell it to the generation following. For this God is our God, forever and ever. He will be our guide, even unto death. Psalm 49, to the chief musicians, a psalm for the sons of Korah. Hear this, all ye people, give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I will incline mine ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth, and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceaseth forever. That he should still live forever, and not see corruption. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is, that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah. Like sheep they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning. and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Selah. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Though while he lived he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. Man that is in honor, and understandeth not, is like the beasts that perish. Psalm 50, a psalm of Asaph. The mighty God, even the Lord, has spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds, for every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hast instruction, and castest my words behind thee? When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I shew the salvation of God. Psalm 51. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, when Nathan the prophet came unto him, after he had gone into Bathsheba. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness. According unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin, for I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, thee only, have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall shew forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar. Psalm 52, to the chief musician, Maskil, a psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, and said unto him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and thy lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away, and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise thee forever, because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints. Psalm 53, to the chief musician upon Mahalath, Maskil, a psalm of David. The fool has said in his heart, There is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. God looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand, that did seek God. Every one of them is gone back. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called upon God. There were they in great fear, where no fear was, for God hath scattered the bones of him that encampeth against thee. Thou hast put them to shame, because God hath despised them. O that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion! When God bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Psalm 54, to the chief musicians on Neginoth, Maskil, a psalm of David when the Ziphims came and said to Saul, Doth not David hide himself with us? Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O God, give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Selah. Behold, God is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies. Cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and mine eye has seen his desire upon mine enemies. Psalm 55, to the chief musician on Neginoth, Maskil, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me, and hear me. I mourn in my complaint, and make a noise, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is sore pained within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And I said, O that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Lo, then would I wander far off, and remain in the wilderness. Selah. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man mine equal, my guide and mine acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together, and walked unto the house of God in company. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell. For wickedness is in their dwellings, and among them. As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray, and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. God shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. Selah. Because they have no changes, therefore they fear not God. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. Psalm 56 to the chief musician upon Jonathalem Rekokim, Miktam of David, when the Philistines took him in Gath. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily opposeth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou Most High. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps, when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. In God will I praise his word. In the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? Psalm 57 to the chief musician, Altaskith Miktam of David, when he fled from Saul in the cave. Be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me, for my soul trusteth in thee. Yea, in the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge, unto these calamities be overpast. I will cry unto God Most High, unto God that performeth all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me from the reproach of him that would swallow me up. Selah. God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. My soul is among lions, and I lie even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged a pit before me, into the midst whereof they are fallen themselves. Selah. My heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise. Awake up, my glory, awake psaltery and harp. I myself will awake early. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people. I will sing unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great unto the heavens, and thy truth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. Psalm 58 to the chief musician, Altaskith Miktam of David. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a nail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, Verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Psalm 59 to the chief musician, Altaskith, Miktam of David, when Saul sent, and they watched the house to kill him. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, not for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold, thou therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips, for who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defence. The God of my mercy shall prevent me. God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by the power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be, and let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. Selah. At an evening let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they be not satisfied. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. For thou hast been my defence and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing, for God is my defence and the God of my mercy. Psalm 60. To the chief musician upon Shushaniduth, Miktam of David, to teach when he strove with Aram-Naharaim and with Aram-Zobah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt 12,000. O God, thou hast cast us off, thou hast scattered us, thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again. Thou hast made the earth to tremble, thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast shewed thy people hard things, thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah. That thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand, and hear me. God has spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice, I will divide Shechem, and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Wilt not thou, O God, which hast cast us off? And thou, O God, which didst not go out with our armies? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Psalm 61. To the chief musician upon Neginath, a psalm of David. Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee, when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Psalm 62, to the chief musician, to Jeduthun, a psalm of David. Truly my soul waiteth upon God. From him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defence. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defence. I shall not be moved. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to every man according to his work. Psalm 63, a psalm of David, when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God, thou art my God, early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee, my flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is, to see thy power and thy glory, so as I have seen thee in the sanctuary. Because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed, and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help, therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul followeth hard after thee. Thy right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword, they shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Psalm 64, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, Who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear, and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Psalm 65, to the chief musician, a psalm and song of David. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgression, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest, and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are afar off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people.
Chapter 1.
They also that dwelt
These be
in
the
the
words
uttermost
which
parts
Moses
are afraid
spake
at
unto
thy
all
tokens.
Israel on this
Thou
side
makest
Jordan,
the
in the
outgoings
wilderness,
of the
in the
morning
plain
and
over
evening
against
to
the Red
rejoice.
Sea,
Thou
between
visitest
Paran
the
and
earth, and
Tophel
waterest
and
it.
Laban,
Thou
and
greatly
Hazeroth
enrich it
and
with the river
Dizahab.
of God,
There are
which is
11
full
days'
of
journey
water.
from
Thou
Horeb by the
preparest
way of
them
Mount
corn,
Seir
when
unto
thou hast
Kadesh
so
Barnea.
provided for
And
it.
it came to
Thou
pass in the
waterest the
40th
ridges
year,
thereof
in the 11th month,
abundantly.
on the
Thou
first day of the
settest
month,
the furrows
that
thereof.
Moses spake
Thou
unto the
makest it
children of
soft
Israel
with
according
showers.
unto
Thou
all that
blessest
the Lord
the
had given
spring
him in
thereof.
commandment unto
Thou
them.
crownest the year
After
with
he
thy
had slain
goodness, and thy
Sihon, the
paths
king of
drop
the
fatness.
Amorites, which
They
dwelt in
drop upon
Heshbon,
the
and Og,
pastures
the
of the
king of
wilderness,
Bashan,
and the little
which dwelt
hills
in
rejoice on
Ashtaroth,
every
and
side. The
Edrei,
pastures are
on this side
clothed with
Jordan, in
flocks.
the land
The
of
valleys
Moab,
also are
began
covered
Moses
over
to
with
declare
corn.
this
They
law,
shout for
saying,
joy.
The
They
Lord our
also
God
sing.
spake unto us in Horeb,
Psalm
saying,
66, to the
Ye have
chief
dwelt
musician,
long
a
enough
song
in this
or
mount.
psalm.
Turn you and take
Make
your
a
journey,
joyful
and
noise
go
unto
to the
God,
mount
all
of
ye
the
lands.
Amorites,
Sing
and unto
forth
all
the
the
honor of
places
his
nigh
name. Make his
thereunto, in the
praise
plain, in the
glorious.
hills,
Say
and in the
unto
vale,
God, How
and in the
terrible
south,
art
and by the
thou in thy
seaside,
works!
to the land of the
Through the
Canaanites,
greatness of thy
and unto
power shall
Lebanon,
thine
unto the
enemies
great
submit
river, the
themselves
river
unto thee.
Euphrates.
All the
Behold,
earth
I
shall
have set the
worship
land
thee,
before
and shall
you.
sing unto
Go
thee.
in and
They
possess
shall
the
sing
land which
to
the
thy
Lord
name.
sware unto
Selah.
your fathers,
Come and see the
Abraham,
works of
Isaac,
God.
and Jacob,
He is
to give
terrible
unto
in his
them
doing
and to their
toward the
seed
children
after
of
them.
men. He
And
turned
I
the
spake
sea
unto
into
you
dry
at that
land.
time,
They went
saying,
through the flood
I
on
am not
foot.
able to
There
bear
did
you
we
myself
rejoice in
alone.
him.
The
He
Lord your
ruleth by
God
his
hath
power
multiplied
forever.
you, and
His eyes
behold, ye
behold
are
the
this day
nations.
as the
Let
stars of
not the
heaven for
rebellious exalt
multitude.
themselves.
The Lord
Selah.
God of your
O
fathers
bless our
make you
God, ye
1,000
people,
times
and
so
make
many
the voice
more
of
as
his
ye
praise
are,
to be
and
heard,
bless you,
which
as he
holdeth
hath
our
promised
soul in
you.
life, and
How
suffereth
can I
not our
myself
feet to be
alone
moved?
bear your
For thou,
cumbrance,
O
and
God,
your
hast
burden,
proved
and your
us.
strife?
Thou hast tried
Take
us
you
as
wise
silver
men,
is
and
tried. Thou
understanding, and
broughtest
known
us
among
into
your
the net.
tribes, and I will
Thou
make them
laidest
rulers over
affliction
you.
upon our
And
loins.
he
Thou
answered
hast
me,
caused
and
men
said,
to ride
The
over
thing
our
which thou
heads.
hast
We went
spoken
through
is
fire and
good
through
for us
water,
to
but
do.
thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place. I will go into thy house with burnt offerings.
So
I
I
will
took
pay
the
thee
chief
my
of your
vows, which
tribes,
my lips
wise
have
men
uttered,
and
and my
known, and
mouth
made
hath
them
spoken
heads over
when
you,
I was in
captains over
trouble. I
thousands,
will
and
offer
captains
unto thee
over
burnt
hundreds, and captains
sacrifices
over
of
fifties, and
fatlings with the
captains over
incense of
tens, and
rams. I will
officers
offer
among your
bullocks with
tribes.
goats.
And I
Selah.
charged your
Come and
judges at
hear,
that
all
time,
ye that
saying,
fear God,
Hear the
and I
causes
will
between your
declare what he
brethren, and
hath
judge
done for my
righteously
soul.
between every
I
man and his
cried unto
brother,
him with
and the
my
stranger
mouth,
that
and
is
he
with
was
him.
extolled
Ye
with
shall
my
not
tongue.
respect persons
If
in
I regard
judgment, but
iniquity
ye
in
shall
my
hear
heart,
the
the Lord
small
will
as
not
well as
hear
the
me.
great. Ye
But
shall not
verily
be
God
afraid of the
hath heard
face of
me.
man,
for
hath
the judgment
attended to
is
the
God's.
voice of my prayer.
And the cause that is
Blessed
too
be
hard
God,
for you,
which hath
bring it
not
unto
turned
me,
away
and
my
I will
prayer,
hear it.
nor his
I
mercy
commanded
from
you
me.
at that time
Psalm
all the
67,
things which ye should
to
do.
the chief musician,
And when we
a
departed
negado,
from
a psalm,
Horeb,
or
we
song.
went through all that great
God
and
be
terrible
merciful unto
wilderness
us,
which ye
and
saw
bless
by
us,
the way
and
of the
cause his
mountain of
face
the
to shine
Amorites,
upon us,
as the Lord
Selah.
our God
That
commanded
thy
us.
way may be
And we
known
came to
upon earth,
Kadesh
thy
Barnea.
saving
And
health
I said
among
unto
all
you,
nations.
Ye are
Let the
come unto
people
the
praise
mountain of
thee,
the
O God,
Amorites,
let
which
all
the
the
Lord
people
our
praise
God
thee.
doth give
O
unto
let the
us.
nations be glad and sing
Behold,
for
the
joy,
Lord
for
thy
thou
God
shalt
has
judge
set
the
the
people
land before
righteously,
thee.
and
Go up
govern
and
the
possess
nations
it,
upon
as the
earth.
Lord God of
Selah.
thy fathers has
Let the
said
people
unto
praise
thee,
thee, O
Fear
God,
not,
let
neither
all
be
the people
discouraged.
praise thee.
And ye
Then
came
shall
near
the
unto
earth
me,
yield
every
her
one of you, and
increase,
said,
and God,
We will send
even
men
our own
before us,
God, shall
and they
bless
shall
us.
search us out
God
the
shall
land,
bless us,
and
and
bring
all
us
the ends
word
of the
again
earth
by what
shall
way we
fear
must
him.
go up, and into
Psalm
what cities
68,
we shall
to
come.
the chief musician,
And the
a
saying
psalm, a
pleased
song
me
of
well,
David.
and I took 12 men of
Let
you,
God
one of a
arise,
tribe.
let his enemies
And they
be
turned
scattered.
and went up
Let
into
them
the
also
mountain,
that hate
and
him
came unto the
flee
valley of
before him.
Eshcol, and
As
searched it
smoke
out.
is driven
And
away,
they
so
took of the
drive
fruit
them
of the
away.
land in their
As wax
hands, and
melteth
brought it
before
down
the
unto
fire,
us,
so
and
let
brought
the
us word
wicked
again, and
perish at
said,
the presence
It
of
is a
God.
good land which
But
the
let the
Lord our
righteous be
God doth give
glad.
us.
Let them rejoice
Notwithstanding
before
ye would
God.
not
Yea,
go
let
up,
them
but rebelled
exceedingly
against the
rejoice.
commandment of the
Sing
Lord
unto
your
God,
God.
sing praises
And ye
to his
murmured in
name.
your tents, and
Extol
said,
him that rideth
Because the
upon the
Lord
heavens
hated
by
us,
his
he hath
name,
brought us
Yah,
forth out of the
and
land of
rejoice
Egypt to
before
deliver
him.
us into the
A
hand of the
father of the
Amorites,
fatherless,
to
and a
destroy
judge of the
us.
widows, is
Whither shall
God
we
in
go
his
up?
holy
Our
habitation.
brethren have
God
discouraged
setteth
our
the
hearts,
solitary in
saying, The
families. He
people is
bringeth
greater
out
and
those
taller than
which are
we.
bound with
The cities are
chains.
great and
But the
walled up to
rebellious dwell
heaven.
in a
And
dry
moreover,
land.
we have seen the
O
sons
God,
of the
when thou
Anakims
wentest forth
there.
before thy
Then I
people,
said
when
unto
thou
you,
didst
Dread
march
not,
through the
neither be
wilderness,
afraid of
Selah.
them.
The
The
earth
Lord
shook,
your
the
God, which
heavens
goeth
also
before
dropped at the
you, he
presence
shall
of God.
fight for you,
Even
according to
Sinai
all that he
itself
did
was
for you
moved
in
at the
Egypt
presence of
before
God,
your
the God
eyes.
of Israel.
And
Thou,
in the
O
wilderness,
God, didst
where thou
send a
hast seen
plentiful
how
rain,
that the
whereby
Lord
thou
thy
didst
God bare
confirm thine
thee, as a
inheritance
man
when it
doth
was
bear
weary.
his son, in
Thy
all the way that
congregation
ye
hath
went,
dwelt
until ye
therein.
came
Thou,
into
O
this
God,
place.
hast
Yet in
prepared of
this
thy
thing ye
goodness
did
for
not
the
believe the
poor.
Lord your
The Lord
God,
gave
who
the
went
word.
in the way
Great was the
before you
company
to
of those
search you
that
out a
published it.
place to pitch your
Kings of
tents in,
armies did
in
flee
fire by
apace,
night,
and
to
she
shew you
that
by
tarried
what
at
way
home
ye should
divided the
go,
spoil.
and in a
Though
cloud
ye
by
have
day.
lean among
And
the
the Lord
pots,
heard the
yet
voice of
shall
your
ye
words,
be
and
as
was
the
wroth
wings
and
of a
sware,
dove covered
saying,
with silver,
Surely
and
there
their
shall
feathers
not
with
one of
yellow
these men of
gold.
this evil
When the Almighty
generation see
scattered
that
kings
good
in it,
land,
it was
which I
white as
swear to
snow
give
and
unto your
salmon.
fathers.
The hill
Save
of God
Caleb the
is
son of
as the hill
Jephunneh,
of
he
Bashan,
shall see it,
and
and
high
to him
hill
will I
as the
give the
hill of
land that he
Bashan.
hath trodden
Why
upon,
leap ye,
and
ye
to his
high
children,
hills? This
because
is
he
the
hath
hill
wholly
which God
followed the Lord.
desireth to dwell in.
Also
Yea,
the Lord was
Lord
angry
will
with
dwell
me
in it
for your
forever.
sake,
The
saying,
chariots of
Thou
God
also
are
shalt not go in
20,000,
thither.
even thousands of
But Joshua
angels.
the son
The
of
Lord
Nun,
is
which
among
standeth
them, as
before
in
thee,
Sinai, in
he
the
shall go
holy
in
place.
thither,
Thou
encourage
hast
him,
descended
for he
on
shall
high.
cause
Thou hast
Israel
led
to inherit
captivity
it.
captive.
Moreover,
Thou
your
hast
little ones,
received
which
gifts
ye
of
said
men,
should
yea,
be a
for the
prey,
rebellious
and your
also.
children,
Let the
which in
Lord
that
God
day
might
had no
dwell
knowledge
among them.
between good and evil,
Blessed be the
they
Lord,
shall
who
go in
daily
thither,
loadeth us
and
with
unto them
benefits,
will I give
even
it,
the God
and
of
they
our
shall possess
salvation.
it.
Selah.
But as for
He that
you,
is our
turn
God
you, and
is the
take your
God of
journey into the
salvation,
wilderness
and
by
unto
the way
God
of
the
the Red
Lord
Sea.
belong the issues
Then
from
ye
them.
answered and said
But
unto
God
me,
shall wound the
We
head
have
of his
sinned against
enemies,
the Lord.
and
We
the
will
hairy
go up and
scalp of
fight
such an
according to
one as
all that the
goeth
Lord
on
our God
still in
commanded
his
us.
trespasses.
And when ye
The
had
Lord
girded
said,
on every
I will
man his
bring
weapons
again
of
from
war, ye
Bashan.
were
I
ready
will
to
bring
go
my
up into
people
the
again
hill.
from the
And the
depths of
Lord
the
said
sea.
unto me,
That
Say
thy
unto
foot may
them,
be
Go
dipped in the
not up,
blood of thine
neither
enemies,
fight, for
and
I
the
am
tongue
not
of thy
among you,
dogs in the
lest ye
same.
be smitten
They
before
have
your
seen thy
enemies.
goings, O
So I
God,
spake unto
even the
you, and
goings
ye
of
would not
my
hear,
God,
but
my
rebelled
King, in the
against the commandment
sanctuary.
of the
The
Lord,
singers
and went
went before, the
presumptuously up
players on
into the hill.
instruments followed
And the
after.
Amorites which
Among
dwelt
them
in
were
that
the
mountain came
damsels
out
playing
against you,
timbrels.
and chased
Bless
you as
ye God
bees
in the
do, and
congregations,
destroyed you
even
in
the
Seir,
Lord from the fountain
even
of
unto
Israel.
Hormah.
There is little
Ye
Benjamin
returned and
with
wept
their ruler,
before the
the
Lord,
princes of
for the
Judah
Lord would
and
not
their
hearken
council,
to your
the
voice,
princes
nor
of
give ear
Zebulun,
unto
and the
you.
princes of
So
Naphtali.
ye abode in
Thy
Kadesh
God hath
many
commanded
days,
thy
according
strength.
unto the days that
Strengthen,
ye
O
abode
God,
there.
that which
Many
thou
days,
hast wrought
according
for us. Because of
Chapter
thy
2.
temple at
Then
Jerusalem
we
shall
turned
kings
and took
bring
our journey
presents
into the
unto
wilderness
thee.
by the way of the
Rebuke
Red
the
Sea,
company
as
of
the Lord
spearmen,
spake
the
unto me.
multitude
And
of
we
the
compassed
bulls
Mount
with the calves
Seir
of the
many
people,
days.
till
And the
every
Lord
one
spake
submit
unto me,
himself
saying,
with pieces
Ye have
of silver.
compassed this mountain
Scatter
long
thou the
enough.
people
Turn
that
you
delight in
northward,
war.
and command
Princes
thou
shall
the
come
people,
out of
saying,
Egypt.
Ye are to
Ethiopia
pass
shall
through
soon
the
stretch
coast
out
of your
her
brethren,
hands
the
unto
children
God.
of Esau, which
Sing
dwell
unto
in
God, ye
Seir, and they
kingdoms
shall
of
be
the earth.
afraid of
O
you.
sing
Take ye good
praises unto
heed
the
unto
Lord.
yourselves,
Selah.
therefore.
To him
Meddle
that
not
rideth
with them,
upon the
for I will
heavens
not
of
give you
heavens,
of their
which
land,
were of
no, not so
old,
much as
lo,
a
he doth
footbreadth.
send out his voice,
Because
and
I
that a
have given
mighty
Mount
voice.
Seir unto
Ascribe
Esau
ye
for a
strength
possession.
unto God.
Ye shall buy
His
meat of them
excellency
for
is
money,
over
that ye may
Israel, and
eat,
his
and
strength
ye
is
shall
in the
also buy
clouds.
water of them
O
for
God,
money, that ye
thou
may
art
drink.
terrible
For the
out of
Lord
thy
thy
holy
God hath
places.
blessed
The
thee in
God
all
of
the works
Israel
of
is
thy
he that
hand.
giveth
He
strength
knoweth
and
thy
power
walking through
unto
this
his
great
people.
wilderness these
Blessed
40
be
years.
God.
The Lord thy
Psalm
God hath been
69,
with thee.
to the chief
Thou hast
musician
lacked
upon
nothing.
Shoshanim,
And when we
a
passed
psalm of
by from
David.
our brethren the
Save
children of
me, O
Esau,
God,
which
for the
dwelt in
waters are
Seir,
come in
through the
unto my
way
soul.
of the plain
I
from
sink in
Elath
deep
and
mire
from
where there is no standing.
Ezion-Gaber.
I am
We
come into
turned
deep
and
waters
passed by
where
the
the floods
way of the
overflow
wilderness
me.
of Moab.
I am
And the
weary
Lord
of
said
my
unto me,
crying. My
Distress
throat
not
is
the
dried,
Moabites,
mine eyes
neither
fail,
contend
while
with
I
them
wait
in
for my
battle,
God.
for I will not give
They
thee
that
of
hate
their
me
land
without
for
a
a
cause are
possession,
more than
because
the
I have
hairs
given
of my head.
Ar unto the
They
children
that
of
would
Lot for a
destroy me,
possession.
being mine enemies,
The Emims
wrongfully are
dwelt
mighty.
therein in times
Then I
past, a
restored
people
that which I
great
took
and many
not away.
and tall,
O
as
God,
the
thou knowest my
Anakims, which also
foolishness,
were
and
accounted
my sins are
giants as
not
the
hid from
Anakims,
thee.
but the
Let
Moabites
not
called
them
them
that wait on
Emims.
thee, O Lord
The
God of
Horims
hosts,
also
be
dwelt in
ashamed for
Seir
my
before
sake.
time, but the
Let not
children of
those
Esau
that seek
succeeded
thee
them
be
when they had
confounded for my
destroyed them
sake,
from
O
before
God of
them,
Israel.
and dwelt in their
Because
stead.
for thy
As
sake I have
Israel did
borne
unto the
reproach.
land of his
Shame hath
possession,
covered
which the
my
Lord
face.
gave unto them.
I am become a
Now rise
stranger
up, said
unto my
I,
brethren,
and get you
and an
over the
alien
brook
unto my
Zered.
mother's children.
And we went
For the
over the
zeal
brook
of thine
Zered.
house
And the
hath
space
eaten
in
me
which
up,
we came
and the
from Kadesh
reproaches of them
Barnea
that reproach
until we
thee are
were come
fallen
over the
upon
brook
me.
Zered
When I
was
wept and
30 and
chastened
8
my
years,
soul with
until all
fasting,
the generation
that was
of the
to
men
my
of war
reproach. I
were
made
wasted out
sackcloth
from among
also
the
my
host,
garment,
as the Lord
and I
sware
became a
unto them.
proverb to
For
them.
indeed the
They
hand
that
of the
sit in
Lord
the
was
gate
against
speak
them, to
against me,
destroy
and I
them
was
from
the
among
song
the
of the
host until
drunkards.
they were
But as for
consumed.
me, my
So it
prayer
came to
is unto
pass,
thee,
when
O
all the men of
Lord,
war were
in an
consumed
acceptable
and dead
time,
from
O
among the
God,
people,
in the
that the
multitude of
Lord
thy
spake
mercy,
unto
hear
me,
me in
saying,
the truth of
Thou
thy
art to pass
salvation.
over through
Deliver
Ar,
me out
the
of the
coast of
mire,
Moab,
and
this
let me
day.
not sink.
And when thou
Let me
comest
be
nigh
delivered
over
from them
against the
that hate
children of
me, and
Ammon,
out of the deep
distress them
waters.
not, nor
Let not
meddle
the
with
water
them,
flood
for I will not
overflow
give
me,
thee of the
neither
land
let
of
the
the
deep
children of
swallow me
Ammon
up,
any
and
possession,
let not the
because
pit
I
shut
have
her
given
mouth
it unto
upon
the
me.
children of
Hear
Lot
me,
for
O
a
Lord, for
possession.
thy loving
And also
kindness
was
is
accounted
good.
a land
Turn
of
unto me
giants.
according to the
Giants dwelt
multitude of
there
thy
in old
tender
time,
mercies.
and the Ammonites
Hide
called
not
them
thy face from thy
Zamzummims.
servant, for I am
A
in
people
trouble.
great and
Hear
many
me
and
speedily.
tall, as the
Draw nigh unto
Anakims,
my
but the Lord
soul, and
destroyed
redeem
them
it.
before them,
Deliver me
and they
because of mine
succeeded them
enemies.
and dwelt in
Thou
their
hast
stead.
known my
As he
reproach
did
and
the
my
children of
shame and
Esau,
my
which
dishonor.
dwelt in
My
Seir, when he
adversaries
destroyed
are
the
all before
Horims
thee.
from before them.
Reproach
And
hath
they
broken my
succeeded
heart,
them, and
and I
dwelt
am
in
full
their
of
stead
heaviness,
even
and
unto
I
this
looked
day.
for some
And
to
the
take
Avims,
pity,
which
but there
dwelt in
was none,
Hazerum,
and for
even unto
comforters, but I
Asa, the
found none.
Captorims,
They
which
gave me
came
also
forth out of
gall for my
Caphtor,
meat,
destroyed
and in
them,
my
and dwelt
thirst
in
they
their
gave me
stead.
vinegar
Rise
to
up,
drink.
take
Let
your
their
journey,
table
and
become
pass
a
over the
snare
river
before them,
Arnon.
and that which should
Behold,
have been
I have
for
given
their
unto thine
welfare,
hand
let it become a
Sichon, the
trap.
Amorite,
Let their
the
eyes
king
be
of
darkened, that
Heshbon,
they
and
see
his
not,
hand.
and make their
Begin to
loins
possess it, and
continually
contend
to
with
shake.
him in battle.
Pour out
This day
thine
I will begin
indignation
to put
upon
the
them,
dread
and
of
let thy
thee and the fear
wrathful
of
anger
thee
take
upon
hold
the
of
nations
them.
that are under
Let
the
their
whole
habitation
heaven,
be
who
desolate,
shall
and let
hear
none dwell
report
in their
of thee,
tents. For
and
they
shall
persecute
tremble and
him
be in
whom thou
anguish
hast
because of
smitten, and
thee.
they talk
And I
to the
sent
grief of
messengers
those
out
whom
of the
thou hast
wilderness
wounded.
of
Add
Kedemoth
iniquity
unto
unto their
Sihon, king
iniquity,
of
and
Heshbon,
let
with
them not
words of
come
peace,
into thy
saying,
righteousness.
Let me pass
Let
through
them be
thy
blotted
land.
out
I
of
will
the
go
book of the
along by the
living, and not
highway.
be
I will
written with
neither
the
turn
righteous.
unto the right
But I
hand
am
nor to
poor
the
and
left.
sorrowful.
Thou shalt
Let
sell
thy
me meat
salvation,
for
O
money,
God,
that
set
I
me
may
up
eat,
on
and give
high.
me water
I
for
will
money, that I
praise the
may
name
drink.
of God with
Only
a
I will
song,
pass
and
through
will
on my
magnify
feet.
him with
As the
thanksgiving.
children of
This
Esau, which
also
dwell in
shall please
Seir,
the Lord
and the
better than an
Moabites,
ox or
which dwell
bullock
in
that hath
Ar,
horns
did
and
unto
hooves.
me, until I
The
shall
humble
pass over
shall see
Jordan
this,
into the
and be
land which the
glad, and
Lord
your
our
heart shall
God giveth
live that
us.
seek God.
But
For
Sihon,
the
king of
Lord
Heshbon,
heareth
would
the
not let us
poor, and
pass by
despiseth
him.
not
For
his
the Lord thy
prisoners.
God
Let
hardened
the
his
heaven
spirit,
and earth
and made
praise
his
him,
heart
the seas and
obstinate, that he
everything
might
that moveth
deliver him
therein.
into thy
For God
hand,
will
as
save
appeareth this
Zion,
day.
and will
And the
build the
Lord said
cities
unto
of
me,
Judah, that they may
Behold, I
dwell
have
there
begun
and
to
have
give
it in
Sihon and
possession.
his land
The seed
before thee.
also of his
Begin to
servants shall
possess,
inherit
that
it,
thou
and
mayest
they
inherit
that
his
love his
land.
name shall
Then
dwell
Sihon
therein.
came out against
Psalm
us, he and
70.
all his
To
people,
the
to
chief
fight at
musician, a psalm of
Jahaz.
David,
And the
to
Lord
bring
our
to
God
remembrance.
delivered him before
Make
us, and
haste,
we
O
smote
God,
him and
to
his
deliver
sons
me.
and all
Make
his
haste to
people.
help me, O
And we
Lord.
took all
Let
his
them be
cities at
ashamed
that
and
time,
confounded
surrounded
and
that
utterly
seek after
destroyed
my
the
soul,
men and the
let them
women
be
and the
turned
little
backward
ones
and
of
put to
every city.
confusion
We
that
left none to
desire my
remain.
hurt. Let
Only
them
the
be turned
cattle we
back
took
for a
for a
reward
prey
of their
unto
shame,
ourselves,
that say,
and the
Aha,
spoil of the
aha.
cities which we took.
Let all those
From
that seek
Aroer,
thee
which is
rejoice
by the
and be
brink of the
glad
river
in thee,
Arnon,
and let
and
such
from the
as
city
love
that
thy
is by the river
salvation say
even unto
continually,
Gilead.
Let God
There was
be
not one city
magnified.
too strong
And
for
I am
us. The
poor
Lord
and
our
needy.
God delivered
Make haste
all
unto
unto
me, O
us.
God.
Only unto
Thou
the
art
land
my
of the
help
children
and
of
my
Ammon thou
deliverer,
camest
O
not,
Lord.
nor unto
Make
any
no
place of the
tarrying.
river Jabbok,
Psalm
nor
71.
unto the cities in the
In thee,
mountains,
O
nor
Lord,
unto
do I put my
whatsoever the
trust.
Lord our
Let me
God
never be
forbade
put to
us.
confusion. Deliver me in thy
Chapter
righteousness,
3.
and cause me to
Then we
escape.
turned and went up the
Incline
way
thine ear
to
unto me,
Bashan,
and save
and
me.
Og, the king
Be
of
thou my
Bashan, came
strong
out against
habitation,
us, he
whereunto
and all
I
his
may
people,
continually
to battle
resort.
at Edrei.
Thou hast given
And the
commandment
Lord
to
said
save
unto
me,
me,
for thou
Fear him
art
not,
my
for I
rock
will
and my
deliver him
fortress.
and all his people
Deliver
and
me,
his
O my
land
God,
into
out of
thy
the hand
hand.
of the wicked,
And thou
out of the
shalt
hand
do
of the
unto him as
unrighteous
thou
and
didst
cruel
unto
man.
Sihon,
For
king
thou
of the
art my
Amorites,
hope,
which
O
dwelt
Lord
at
God.
Heshbon.
Thou art
So the
my
Lord our
trust
God
from my
delivered
youth.
into our
By
hands
thee
Og
have I been
also,
holden
the
up
king of
from the
Bashan,
womb. and all his people, and we smote him until none was left to him remaining. And we took all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we took not from them. 60 cities, all the region of Argob, the kingdom of Og in Bashan. And all these cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, beside unwalled towns a great many. And we utterly destroyed them, as we did unto Sihon king of Heshbon, utterly destroying the men, women, and children of every city. But all the cattle and the spoil of the cities we took for a prey to ourselves, and we took at that time out of the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorites the land that was on this side Jordan, from the river of Arnon unto Mount Hermon, which Hermon the Sidonians call Sirion, and the Amorites call it Shinir. All the cities of the plain, and all Gilead, and all Bashan, unto Salcah and Adriai, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan. For only Og king of Bashan remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. Is it not in Rabbah of the children of Ammon? 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of a man. And this land, which was possessed at that time from Aroer, which is by the river Arnon, and half Mount Gilead, and the cities thereof, gave I unto the Reubenites and to the Gadites. And the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh. All the region of Argob, with all Bashan, which was called the land of giants. Jair, the son of Manasseh, took all the country of Argob unto the coasts of Geshurai and Maachathai, and called them after his own name, Bashan ha Voth Jair, unto this day. And I gave Gilead unto Machir. And unto the Reubenites and unto the Gadites I gave from Gilead even unto the river Arnon half the valley, and the border even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, the plain also, and Jordan, and the coast thereof, from Chinnereth, even unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, under Ashdod-Pisgah,
and the little hills by
I commanded you at that time, saying, The Lord your God hath given you this land to possess it. Ye shall pass over armed before your brethren, the children of Israel, all that are meet for the war. But your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your cities which I have given you, until the Lord have given rest unto your brethren, as well as unto you, and until they also possess the land which the Lord your God hath given them beyond Jordan. And then shall ye return every man unto his possession which I have given you. And I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, Thine eyes have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto these 2 kings. So shall the Lord do unto all the kingdoms whither thou passest.
For he shall
not
deliver the
fear
needy
them,
when he
for the Lord your
crieth,
God,
the
he
poor
shall
also,
fight for
and
you.
him that
And
hath
I
no
besought
helper.
the Lord
He
at
shall
that
spare
time,
the
saying,
poor and
O
needy,
Lord
and shall
God,
save
thou
the
hast
souls of the
begun to
needy.
shew thy
He
servant
shall
thy
redeem their
greatness and
soul
thy
from
mighty
deceit
hand.
and violence.
For what God
and
is there
precious
in
shall
heaven
their
or in
blood
earth
be in his
that
sight.
can do
And he
according
shall
to thy
live,
works
and to
and
him
according
shall
to
be
thy
given
might?
of the
I
gold
pray
of
thee,
Sheba.
let me go
Prayer
over and see
also
the
shall
good
be
land
made
that is
for him
beyond Jordan,
continually,
that
and
goodly
daily shall
mountain
he be
and Lebanon.
praised.
But
There
the
shall
Lord
be
was
an
wroth
handful
with
of
me
corn
for your
in the earth
sakes, and
upon
would
the
not
top
hear
of the
me.
mountains.
And the Lord
The
said
fruit
unto
thereof
me,
shall shake
Let
like
it suffice
Lebanon,
thee,
and
speak
they
no
of the
more
city
unto
shall
me of
flourish
this
like
matter.
grass of the
Get
earth.
thee up
His
into the
name
top
shall
of
endure
Pisgah,
forever.
and lift up
His
thine
name
eyes
shall be
westward and
continued as
northward
long
and
as the
southward
sun,
and eastward,
and men shall be
and behold
blessed
it
in
with
him.
thine eyes.
All
For
nations
thou
shall
shalt
call
not
him
go
blessed.
over this Jordan.
Blessed be the
But
Lord
charge
God,
Joshua,
the God of
and
Israel,
encourage him,
who
and
only
strengthen
doeth
him, for he
wondrous
shall go
things.
over before
And
this
blessed be
people,
his glorious
and he shall
name
cause
forever.
them to
And
inherit
let
the
the
land
whole
which
earth
thou
be
shalt
filled with
see.
his glory.
So we
Amen
abode in the valley
and
over
amen.
against Beth
The
Peor.
prayers of
So
David
we
the son of Jesse are
Chapter
ended.
4.
Now
Psalm
therefore
73,
hearken,
O
a psalm
Israel,
of
unto
Asaph.
the statutes and
Truly
unto the
God is
judgments
good
which
to
I
Israel,
teach you
even to
for
such
to
as
do
are
them,
of a
that
clean
ye may
heart.
live and
But as
go
for
in
me,
and possess
my
the
feet were
land which the
almost
Lord
gone, my
God of
steps
your
had
fathers
well nigh
giveth you.
slipped. For
Ye
I
shall
was
not
envious
add
at
unto the
the
word
foolish,
which I
when I
command
saw the
you, neither
prosperity
shall
of the
ye
wicked.
diminish aught
For there
from
are
it,
no
that ye
bands
may
in
keep
their
the
death,
commandments of the
but
Lord
their
your
strength
God
is
which I
firm.
command you.
They are not in
Your
trouble
eyes
as
have
other
seen
men,
what the
neither are
Lord
they
did
plagued
because
like
of
other
Baal
men.
Peor.
Therefore
For all
pride
the men that
compasseth
follow
them
Baal
about as a
Peor,
chain.
the Lord thy
Violence
God hath
covereth them
destroyed
as a
them
garment.
from among you.
Their eyes stand
But ye
out
that
with
did
fatness.
cleave unto
They
the
have
Lord
more
your
than
God
heart
are
could
alive,
wish.
every
They
one
are
of you
corrupt
this
and
day.
speak wickedly concerning
Behold,
oppression.
I have taught
They
you
speak
statutes and
loftily.
judgments,
They set
even
their
as the
mouth
Lord my
against the
God
heavens, and their
commanded me,
tongue
that ye
walketh through
should
the
do
earth.
so in the
Therefore
land
his
whither ye
people
go
return
to
hither,
possess it.
and waters of a
Keep
full
therefore
cup
and
are
do
run
them,
out to
for
them.
this is your
And they
wisdom
say,
and your
How doth
understanding in
God
the sight
know?
of the nations,
Is there
which
knowledge
shall
in the
hear
Most
all
High?
these statutes
Behold,
and say,
these are the
Surely
ungodly,
this
who
great
prosper
nation
in
is
the
a
world.
wise
They
and
increase in
understanding
riches.
people. For what
Verily I
nation
have
is there
cleansed
so
my heart
great
in
who
vain
hath
and washed
God
my
so
hands
nigh
in
unto them
innocency?
as the
For all
Lord
the day
our
long
God
have I
is in
been
all
plagued and
things that we
chastened
call
every
upon him
morning.
for?
If
And
I
what
say,
nation is
I
there
will
so
speak
great
thus,
that hath
behold, I should
statutes and
offend against
judgments
the
so
generation
righteous
of
as
thy
all
children.
this law
When I
which I
thought to
set
know
before
this,
you this
it was
day?
too painful
Only
for
take
me,
heed to
until I went
thyself,
into
and
the
keep thy
sanctuary
soul
of God.
diligently,
Then
lest thou
understood
forget the
I
things which
therein.
thine eyes have
Surely
seen,
thou didst
and
set
lest they
them in
depart from
slippery
thy
places.
heart all the
Thou
days of thy
castedst
life.
them
But
down
teach
into
them thy
destruction.
sons and thy
How are they
sons'
brought
sons,
into desolation
especially the
as in
day
a
that
moment?
thou stoodest
They are
before the
utterly
Lord thy
consumed
God
with
in
terrors,
Horeb,
as a
when the
dream
Lord
when
said
one
unto
awaketh.
me,
So, O
Gather me
Lord,
the
when
people
thou
together,
awakest,
and I
thou
will
shalt
make them hear
despise
my
their
words,
image.
that they
Thus
may
my
learn
heart
to
was
fear
grieved,
me
and I was
all the
pricked
days
in
that
my
they shall live
reins.
upon the
So
earth, and
foolish
that
was
they
I,
may
and
teach their
ignorant.
children.
I was as a
And ye
beast
came
before
near
thee.
and stood under the
Nevertheless
mountain,
I am
and the mountain
continually
burned
with
with
thee.
fire
Thou
unto
hast
the
holden
midst of
me by
heaven,
my right
with
hand.
darkness,
Thou shalt
clouds, and
guide
thick
me with thy
darkness.
counsel,
And the Lord
and
spake unto
afterward
you out
receive
of the
me
midst
to
of the
glory.
fire. Ye heard the
Whom
voice
have
of
I
the
in
words,
heaven
but
but
saw
thee?
no
And
similitude,
there is none
only
upon
ye
earth
heard
that
a
I
voice.
desire beside
And he
thee.
declared unto you
My
his
flesh and
covenant,
my heart
which he
faileth,
commanded you to
but God
perform,
is the
even
strength
10
of my heart and
commandments.
my
And he
portion
wrote them
forever.
upon 2
For
tablets
lo,
of
they that are
stone.
far
And
from
the
thee
Lord commanded
shall
me at
perish.
that time to
Thou
teach
hast
you
destroyed all
statutes and
them that
judgments,
go
that ye
a-whoring
might
from
do
thee.
them in the
But
land
it is
whither
good
ye
for me
go
to
over
draw
to
near
possess
to
it.
God.
Take
I
ye
have put
therefore
my
good
trust in
heed
the
unto
Lord
yourselves,
God, that I
for
may
ye saw no
declare
manner
all
of
thy
similitude
works.
on the day
Psalm
that the Lord
74.
spake unto you in
Muscular
Horeb
of
out of the
Esau.
midst of the fire.
O God,
Lest
why
ye
hast thou
corrupt
cast us off
yourselves, and make
forever?
you a
Why
graven
doth
image,
thine
the
anger
similitude
smoke
of any
against the sheep
figure,
of thy
the likeness
pasture?
of male
Remember
or
thy
female,
congregation which
the
thou
likeness
hast
of any
purchased of
beast that
old,
is on the
the
earth,
rod of thine
the likeness of
inheritance,
any
which
winged
thou hast
fowl that
redeemed.
flieth in the
This
air,
Mount
the
Zion,
likeness of
wherein thou
anything
hast
that
dwelt.
creepeth on the
Lift up thy
ground,
feet
the
unto the
likeness of any
perpetual
fish that is in the
desolations.
water beneath
Even
the
all
earth.
that the enemy hath
Unless
done
thou lift
wickedly in
up
the
thine eyes
sanctuary.
unto heaven,
Thine
and
enemies
when thou
roar in the
seest the
midst of thy
sun, and the moon,
congregations.
and
They
the
set up their
stars, even all
ensigns
the
for
hosts of heaven,
signs. A
shouldest be
man was
driven to
famous
worship
according as he
them,
had
and
lifted
serve
up
them,
axes
which the
upon
Lord
the
thy
thick
God
trees.
hath divided
But now
unto
they
all
break down the
nations
carved
under the
work
whole
thereof
heaven.
at once with
But the
axes
Lord
and
hath
hammers.
taken you,
They
and
have
brought
cast
you forth
fire
out
into
of
thy
the iron
sanctuary.
furnace,
They have
even out of
defiled by
Egypt, to be
casting
unto
down
him
the
a
dwelling
people
place
of
of thy
inheritance,
name to the
as ye
ground.
are this day.
They said in their
Furthermore,
hearts,
the Lord
Let
was
us
angry
destroy
with
them
me for your
together.
sakes,
They have
and
burned up
sware
all
that
the
I should not
synagogues
go
of
over
God in the
Jordan,
land.
and that I should
We
not
see not
go
our
in
signs.
unto that
There is
good
no more
land
any
which
prophet,
the Lord
neither is
thy
there
God
among
giveth
us
thee
any that
for an
knoweth how
inheritance.
long.
But I
O
must die in
God,
this
how
land.
long
I
shall
must
the
not go
adversary
over Jordan,
reproach?
but ye
Shall
shall
the
go
enemy
over
blaspheme
and
thy
possess
name
that good
forever?
land. Take
Why
heed unto
withdrawest
yourselves,
thou
lest
thy
ye
hand,
forget the
even thy
covenant
right
of the
hand?
Lord your
Pluck
God,
it out
which
of
he
thy
made
bosom.
with you, and
For
make
God
you a
is my
graven
King of
image, or the
old,
likeness
working
of any
salvation
God
in the
thing,
midst of
which
the
the
earth.
Lord thy
Thou
God hath
didst divide
forbidden
the sea
thee.
by thy
For the Lord
strength.
thy God
Thou
is a
breakest the
consuming
heads of the
fire,
dragons in the
even a
waters.
jealous
Thou breakest
God.
the heads of
When
the
thou shalt
Leviathan
beget
in
children
pieces,
and
and
children's
gavest him to
children,
be
and ye
meat
shall
to the
have
people
remained long
inhabiting
in
the
the land, and
wilderness.
shall
Thou didst
corrupt
cleave the
yourselves,
fountain and
and
the
make a
flood.
graven
Thou
image, or
driest
the
up
likeness of
mighty rivers.
anything,
The
and
day
shall
is
do
thine,
evil
the
in the
night
sight of the
also is
Lord thy
thine. Thou hast
God, to
prepared the
provoke him
light
to
and the
anger.
sun.
I
Thou
call
hast set
heaven and
all the
earth to
borders of
witness
the earth.
against you
Thou
this
hast
day,
made
that ye
summer
shall
and
soon
winter.
utterly
Remember
perish
this,
from off
that
the
the
land
enemy hath
whereunto
reproached,
ye
O
go
Lord,
over
and that
Jordan
the
to
foolish
possess it.
people have
Ye shall not
blasphemed thy
prolong your
name.
days upon it,
O
but
deliver
shall
not the
utterly be
soul of thy
destroyed.
turtle dove
And the
unto the
Lord shall
multitude of
scatter
the
you
wicked.
among the
Forget
nations,
not the
and ye shall be
congregation of
left
thy
few in
poor
number
forever.
among the heathen,
Have
whither the
respect
Lord
unto
shall
the
lead
covenant.
you.
For the
And
dark
there ye
places of
shall
the earth are
serve
full of
gods,
the
the work
habitations
of
of
men's
cruelty.
hands,
O
wood and
let not the
stone, which
oppressed
neither
return
see nor
ashamed.
hear, nor
Let the
eat
poor
nor
and needy
smell.
praise thy
But if from
name.
thence thou shalt
Arise, O
seek the
God,
Lord thy
plead thine own
God,
cause.
thou shalt find
Remember how
him,
the
if
foolish
thou
man
seek him with
reproacheth
all
thee
thy
daily.
heart and with all
Forget
thy
not the
soul.
voice of thine
When thou
enemies,
art
the
in
tumult of those
tribulation,
that rise
and all
against
these things
thee
are come upon
increaseth
thee,
continually.
even in the latter
Psalm
days,
75,
if thou
to
turn
the
to the
chief
Lord thy
musician,
God, and shalt be
Altaskith,
obedient
a
unto
psalm
his
or
voice,
song of
for the
Asaph.
Lord thy God is a merciful
Unto thee,
God.
O God, do
He
we
will
give
not forsake
thanks, unto
thee,
thee do we
neither
give
destroy
thanks,
thee,
for
nor
that thy
forget
name
the
is
covenant
near,
of
thy
thy fathers
wondrous
which he
works
sware unto
declare.
them.
When I
For
shall
ask now
receive
of the
the
days that are
congregation, I will
past,
judge
which were
uprightly.
before thee,
The
since
earth
the
and
day
all
that
the
God
inhabitants
created
thereof
man
are
upon the earth,
dissolved. I
and
bear
ask
up
from
the
the one
pillars of
side
it.
of heaven
Selah.
unto the other,
I said
whether
unto
there
the
hath been
fools,
any
deal
such
not
thing as
foolishly,
this great
and
thing
to the
is,
wicked,
or
lift
hath
not
been
up the
heard like
horn.
it.
Lift
Did
not
ever
up your
people
horn
hear the
on
voice
high.
of God
Speak
speaking
not
out
with
of
a
the midst
stiff
of the
neck.
fire,
For
as thou
promotion
hast
cometh
heard,
neither
and
from the
lived?
east,
Nor
nor
hath
from the
God
west, nor
assayed
from
to
the
go
south.
and take him
But
a
God
nation from the
is the
midst of
judge.
another
He
nation,
putteth
by
down one, and
temptations,
setteth
by
up
signs,
another.
and by
For in the
wonders, and
hand of
by
the Lord
war,
there is a
and by a
cup,
mighty
and the wine
hand,
is
and by a
red.
stretched
It is
out
full of
arm,
mixture,
and
and
by
he
great
poureth out
terrors,
the
according
same.
to all
But the
that the
dregs
Lord your
thereof,
God did
all the
for you
wicked
in
of the
Egypt
earth shall
before
wring
your
them
eyes.
out, and drink
Unto
them.
thee it was
But I
shewed
will
that thou
declare
mightest
forever,
know
I
that
will
the
sing
Lord,
praises
he
to the
is
God of
God.
Jacob.
There is none
All
else
the
beside
horns of the
him.
wicked also
Out
I
of
will
heaven
cut
he
off,
made thee
but
to
the
hear
horns
his
of the
voice,
righteous shall
that he
be
might
exalted.
instruct thee. And
Psalm
upon earth
76
he
to the
shewed
chief
thee his
musician
great
of
fire,
Meginoth, a
and thou
psalm or
heardest
song
his
of
words
Asaph.
out of the midst of
In
the
Judah
fire.
is
And
God
because he
known, his
loved thy
name is
fathers,
great in
therefore he
Israel.
chose their
In
seed
Salem
after them,
also is his
and brought thee
tabernacle
out in
and
his
his
sight
dwelling
with his
place in
mighty
Zion.
power out of
There
Egypt,
break
to
ye
drive
the
out
arrows of the
nations
bow,
from
the
before thee,
shield, and the
greater and
sword,
mightier
and the
than thou
battle.
art,
Selah.
to bring thee
Thou
in
art
to
more
give thee
glorious
their
and
land
excellent
for
than
an
the mountains of
inheritance,
prey.
as it is this
The
day.
stout-hearted
Know
are
therefore
spoiled, they
this
have slept
day,
their
and
sleep,
consider
and
it
none
in
of
thine
them of
heart,
might
that the
have
Lord,
found
He
their
is
hands.
God in
At
heaven
thy
above,
rebuke, O
and
God of
upon the
Jacob,
earth
both the
beneath.
chariot
There is
and
none
horse
else.
are cast into
Thou
a
shalt
dead
keep
sea.
therefore His
Thou,
statutes
even
and His
thou, art to be
commandments,
feared,
which I
and who may
command thee
stand
this
in thy
day,
sight when
that it
once
may
thou
go
art
well
angry?
with thee, and
Thou
with thy
didst
children
cause
after
judgment to
thee,
be heard
and that
from
thou
heaven.
mayest prolong
The earth
thy
feared
days
and was
upon the
still,
earth,
when
which
God
the Lord
arose
thy
to
God
judgment
giveth
to
thee
save all
forever.
the meek of the earth.
Then Moses
Selah.
severed 3
Surely the wrath
cities
of
on
man
this
shall
side Jordan
praise thee,
toward the sun
the
rising,
remainder of wrath
that the slayer
shalt
might
thou
flee thither,
restrain.
which should
Vow
kill
and pay
his
unto the
neighbor
Lord your
unawares,
God.
and
Let
hated
all
him
that
not
be
in
round about
times
him bring
past, and that
presents unto
fleeing
him
unto
that
one
ought
of
to be
these
feared.
cities he might
He shall
live,
cut off the
namely
spear of the
Bezer
princes.
in the
He
wilderness,
is
in the
terrible to
plain
the
country
kings
of
of
the
the earth.
Reubenites, and
Psalm
Ramoth in
77.
Gilead
To the
of
chief
the
musician,
Gadites, and
to
Golan in
Jeduthun, a
Bashan
son
of the
of Asaph.
Manassites.
I
And this is
cried
the law
unto
which
God with my
Moses
voice,
set before
even
the
unto
children
God
of
with my
Israel.
voice, and
These
he
are the
gave ear
testimonies
unto
and
me.
the statutes
In
and
the
the
day of my
judgments which
trouble I
Moses
sought the
spake unto the
Lord. My
children of
soul
Israel
ran in the
after they
night,
came
and
forth out
ceased
of
not.
Egypt.
My soul
On this side
refused to be
Jordan, in the
comforted.
valley over
I
against Beth
remembered God
Peor,
and was
in the
troubled.
land of
I
Sihon, king of
complained,
the
and my
Amorites, who
spirit was
dwelt in
overwhelmed.
Heshbon,
Selah.
whom Moses and the
Thou
children of
holdest mine
Israel
eyes
smote after they
waking.
were come
I am
forth
so
out of
troubled that
Egypt.
I cannot
And they
speak.
possessed
I have
his
considered
land,
the
and the
days
land of
old,
Og,
the
king
years
of
of ancient
Bashan, 2
times.
kings of
I
the
call to
Amorites,
remembrance
which were
my
on this
song in
side
the
Jordan
night.
toward
I
the sun
communed with mine
rising,
own heart,
from
and my
Aroer,
spirit
which is
made
by the
diligent
bank of the
search.
river Arnon,
Will the Lord
even unto
cast
Mount
off forever?
Sion, which is
Will he
Hermon,
be
and
favorable
all
no
the plain
more?
on this side
Is his
Jordan
mercy
eastward,
clean
even
gone
unto the
forever?
sea of the
Doth his
plain,
promise
unto
fail
the springs of
forevermore?
Pisgah.
Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in
Chapter
anger
5.
shut up his tender
And Moses
mercies?
called all
Selah.
Israel, and said
I
unto
said,
them,
This is
Hear,
my
O
infirmity,
Israel, the
but I will
statutes and
remember the
judgments
years
which
of
I
the right
speak in
hand
your
of the
ears
Most
this
High.
day,
I
that ye
will
may learn
remember the
them,
works
and
of the
keep
Lord.
and do them.
Surely I will
The Lord
remember
our
thy
God made a
wonders of
covenant
old.
with us
I
in
will
Horeb.
meditate
The
also
Lord
of
made
all
not
thy
this
work,
covenant
and
with our
talk of thy
fathers, but
doings.
with us,
Thy
even
way, O
us,
God,
who
is
are
in the
all of us
sanctuary.
here
Who
alive
is
this
so
day.
great a
The
God as
Lord
our
talked
God?
with you face
Thou
to
art the
face in the
God that
mount,
doest
out of the
wonders.
midst of the
Thou hast
fire.
declared thy
I stood
strength
between the
among the
Lord
people.
and you
Thou
at
hast
that
with
time
thine
to
arm
shew you the
redeemed thy
word of the
people, the
Lord,
sons of
for ye
Jacob
were
and
afraid
Joseph.
by reason
Selah.
of the fire,
The
and
waters
went
saw
not
thee,
up
O
into the
God, the
mount,
waters
saying,
saw thee.
I am the
They were
Lord thy
afraid.
God, which
The
brought
depths
thee
also
out of the
were
land of
troubled.
Egypt
The
from the
clouds
house of
poured out
bondage.
water.
Thou
The
shalt have
skies
none
sent
other
out a
gods
sound.
before
Thine
me.
arrows
Thou
also
shalt
went
not make
abroad.
thee any
The voice
graven
of thy
image, or
thunder
any
was in the
likeness of
heaven. The
anything that
lightnings
is in
lightened
heaven
the
above,
world. The
or
earth
that is in
trembled
the
and
earth
shook.
beneath,
Thy
or
way
that is
is
in the
in the
waters
sea,
beneath
and
the
thy
earth.
path in the
Thou
great
shalt not
waters,
bow
and thy
down
footsteps
thyself
are
unto
not
them,
known.
nor
Thou
serve them,
leddest
for
thy
I, the
people like a
Lord thy
flock by
God,
the
am
hand
a
of
jealous
Moses and
God,
Aaron.
visiting
Psalm
the iniquity
78.
of the fathers upon the
Maskil of
children,
Asaph.
unto the
Give
third
ear,
and
O
fourth
my people, to
generation
my
of them
law.
that hate me,
Incline your ears
and
to the
shewing
words of
mercy
my
unto
mouth.
thousands
I
of
will
them
open
that
my
love
mouth in
me,
a parable.
and keep
I
my
will utter dark
commandments.
sayings of
Thou
old,
shalt not
which
take
we
the
have
name
heard
of the
and
Lord
known,
thy
and our
God in
fathers have
vain,
told us.
for the Lord
We
will not
hide
hold
them
him
from
guilty
their
that
children,
taketh his
shewing
name
to the
in vain.
generations to
Keep
come
the
the
Sabbath day
praises of
to
the Lord, and
sanctify
his
it, as the
strength,
Lord
and his
thy God
wonderful
hath
works that
commanded
he
thee.
hath done.
6
For he
days thou shalt
established a
labor
testimony
and do
in
all
Jacob,
thy
and
work,
appointed a
but the
law in
7th day
Israel,
is
which
the
he
Sabbath of
commanded
the
our
Lord thy
fathers, that they
God.
should make
In
them
it
known
thou
to their
shalt
children,
not do any
that the
work,
generation to
thou,
come
nor thy
might know
son, nor
them,
thy
even the
daughter,
children
nor
which
thy
should be
manservant,
born,
nor thy
who should arise
maidservant,
and
nor thine
declare them
ox,
to their
nor thine
children,
ass, nor
that they
any
might
of
set
thy
their
cattle,
hope in
nor
God,
thy
and not
stranger that
forget
is
the
within
works
thy
of God,
gates, that
but
thy
keep his
manservant and
commandments,
thy
and might not
maidservant
be
may
as their
rest as well
fathers, a
as thou.
stubborn and
And
rebellious
remember that thou
generation,
wast a servant in
generation
the
that
land
set
of
not their
Egypt,
heart
and
aright,
that the
and whose
Lord thy
spirit was
God
not
brought thee
steadfast
out
with
thence
God.
through a
The
mighty
children of
hand,
Ephraim,
and by
being
a stretched
armed and
out
carrying
arm.
bows, turned
Therefore
back
the
in the
Lord
day
thy
of
God
battle.
commanded
They
thee
kept
to
not the
keep the
covenant of
Sabbath
God, and
day.
refused to walk in
Honor
his
thy
law.
father and thy
and forget
mother,
his
as the
works
Lord
and
thy
his
God
wonders
hath
that he had
commanded
shewed
thee,
them.
that thy
Marvelous
days may be
things did he in the
prolonged,
sight
and
of
that
their
it may go
fathers in the
well
land
with
of
thee
Egypt,
in the
in the
land
field of
which the
Zoan.
Lord thy
He
God
divided
giveth
the sea
thee.
and caused them
Thou
to
shalt
pass
not
through,
kill,
and he made the
neither
waters
shalt
to
thou
stand
commit
as an heap.
adultery,
In the
neither
daytime
shalt
also
thou
he led them
steal,
with a cloud,
neither
and
shalt
all
thou
the
bear
night with
false
a light of
witness
fire.
against thy neighbor.
He clave the
Neither
rocks in the
shalt thou
wilderness,
desire
and
thy
gave them
neighbor's
drink
wife,
as out of the
neither
great
shalt thou
depths.
covet
He
thy
brought
neighbor's
streams
house,
also
his
out of the
field,
rock, and
or
caused
his
waters to run
manservant,
down
or
like
his
rivers.
maidservant, his
And they
ox, or
sinned
his
yet
ass,
more
or
against him
anything
by
that is thy
provoking the
neighbor's.
Most High in the
These
wilderness.
words the Lord
And they
spake unto
tempted
all
God
your
in their heart
assembly
by
in the
asking
mount,
meat
out
for
of the
their
midst of the
Yea,
fire,
they
of the
spake
cloud,
against God. They
and of the
said,
thick
Can
darkness,
God
with a
furnish
great
a table
voice.
in the
And
wilderness?
he added no more.
Behold, he smote
And he
the
wrote
rock,
them
but
in
the
2
waters
tablets
gushed
of
out,
stone,
and
and
the
delivered
streams
them unto
overflowed.
me.
Can he
And it
give
came to
bread
pass, when
also?
ye
Can he
heard the
provide
voice
flesh
out of
for
the
his
midst of
people?
the darkness,
Therefore
for
the
the
Lord
mountain
heard
did
this,
burn
and
with
was wroth.
fire,
So a
that ye
fire
came
was
near
kindled
unto
against
me,
Jacob,
even
and
all the heads
anger
of your
also came
tribes
up
and your
against
elders.
Israel,
And ye
because they
said,
believed not in
Behold, the
God,
Lord
and
our
trusted
God hath
not in
shewed
his
us his
salvation.
glory and his
Though he had
greatness,
commanded the
and
cloud
we have
from
heard his
above, and
voice
opened
out of
the
the midst
doors
of
of
the
heaven,
fire.
and
We
had
have seen
rained
this
down
day
manna
that
upon
God
them
doth
to eat,
talk
and
with
had given
man,
them of the
and
corn of
he
heaven.
liveth.
Man did eat
Now
angels'
therefore why
food.
should
He
we
sent them
die?
meat to the
For this
full.
great
He
fire
caused
will
an east
consume
wind to
us,
blow
if
in the
we hear
heaven,
the
and
voice
by
of the
his
Lord our
power he
God
brought
any
in the
more.
south wind,
Then we shall
and rained
die.
flesh also
For who
upon
is
them
there
as
of all
dust,
flesh
and feathered
that hath heard
fowls
the
like
voice
as
of the
sand of
living
the sea,
God
and
speaking
he
out
let
of
it
the
fall
midst
in
of
the
the
midst of
fire,
their
as we
camp
have
round about
and
their
lived?
habitations.
Go
So they
thou
did
near,
eat and
and
were
hear all that the Lord our
for he
God
gave
shall
them
say.
their own
And
desire.
speak
They
thou
were not
unto us all
estranged
that
from
the
their
Lord our
lust,
God
but
shall
while
speak
their meat
unto
was
thee.
yet in their
And
mouths,
we will hear it
the
and
wrath
do
of
it.
God came
And the
upon
Lord
them, and
heard
slew
the
the
voice of
fattest
your
of them,
words when
and
ye
smote
spake
down the
unto
chosen
me.
men of
And the
Israel.
Lord said unto
For all
me,
this
I
they
have heard
sinned
the voice
still,
of the
and
words
believed
of this
not for his
people, which they have
wondrous works.
spoken unto thee.
Therefore their
They have
days
well
did he
said
consume
all
in
that they have
vanity, and their
spoken.
years in
Oh,
trouble.
that there were
When he
such
slew
an
them,
heart in
then they
them,
sought him,
that they would
and they
fear
returned
me,
and
and
inquired
keep all
early
my
after
commandments
God. And they
always,
remembered that
that
God
it
was
might
their rock,
be
and
well
the
with
high
them
God
and
their
with their
Redeemer.
children forever.
Nevertheless they
Go
did
say to
flatter him
them,
with their
Get
mouth,
you
and
into
they
your
lied
tents
unto him
again.
with their
But as for
tongues.
thee,
For
stand
their
thou
heart
here
was
by
not right
me,
with him,
and I will
neither
speak
were
unto
they
thee all the
steadfast in his
commandments and the
covenant.
statutes
But he,
and the
being full of
judgments which thou
compassion,
shalt
forgave
teach
their
them,
iniquity, and
that they may
destroyed them
do
not.
them
Yea,
in the
many a
land which I
time
give
turned
them
he
to
his
possess
anger
it.
away, and
Ye
did
shall
not stir
observe to
up all
do
his wrath.
therefore as
For
the
he
Lord your
remembered that
God
they
hath
were but
commanded you.
flesh, a
Ye
wind
shall
that
not
passeth
turn
away, and
aside to
cometh
the
not
right
again.
hand or to
How
the
oft
left.
did they
Ye
provoke
shall
him in the
walk in all
wilderness,
the
and
ways
grieve
which
him
the
in the
Lord
desert?
your God hath
Yea, they
commanded
turned
you,
back and
that ye
tempted
may
God, and
live,
limited the
and
Holy
that it
One
may
of
be
Israel.
well with
They
you, and
remembered
that ye
not
may
his hand,
prolong
nor
your
the day
days
when
in
he
the land
delivered them
which ye
from the
shall
enemy,
possess.
how he had wrought his signs in Egypt,
Chapter
and his
6.
wonders in the field
Now
of
these are the
Zoan,
commandments,
and
the
had turned their
statutes, and the
rivers into
judgments
blood,
which
and
the
their
Lord
floods
your
that they
God
could not
commanded
drink.
to teach
He
you,
sent
that ye
divers
might
sorts
do
of
them
flies
in the
among them,
land
which
whither ye
devoured
go
them,
to
and
possess
frogs
it,
which
that thou
destroyed
mightest
them.
fear the
He gave
Lord thy
also their
God, to
increase
keep
into
all
the
his
caterpillar,
statutes and
and
his
their labor
commandments,
unto the
which I
locust.
command thee,
He
thou
destroyed
and
their
thy
vines
son
with
and thy
hail, and their
son's
sycamore
sons,
trees with
all the
frost.
days of
He
thy
gave up
life,
their cattle
and that
also
thy
to the
days
hail,
may
and
be
their flocks to hot
prolonged.
thunderbolts.
Hear
He cast
therefore,
upon
O
them the
Israel,
fierceness of his
and
anger,
observe to
wrath,
do it,
and
that it
indignation,
may
and
be
trouble, by
well with
sending
thee,
evil
and that
angels
ye
among
may
them. He
increase
made a way
mightily
to
as
his
the
anger,
Lord God
and
of thy
spared not
fathers
their soul
hath
from
promised
death, but
thee,
gave their
in the
life
land
over
that
to the
floweth with
pestilence,
milk
and
and
smote all
honey.
the firstborn in
Hear,
Egypt,
O
the chief of
Israel,
their
the
strength,
Lord
in the
our God
tabernacles of
is
Ham.
one Lord.
But made his
And
own
thou
people
shalt
to go
love
forth
the
like
Lord thy
sheep, and he
God with
guided
all
them in the
thine heart,
wilderness like a
and with
flock.
all thy
And he led
soul, and
them
with
on
all thy
safely, so
might.
that they
And
feared
these
not.
words
But the
which I
sea
command thee
overwhelmed their
this
enemies.
day
And he
shall be
brought
in
them
thine
to the
heart.
border of his
And thou shalt
sanctuary,
teach
even to
them
this mountain which
diligently
his
unto
right
thy
hand had
children,
purchased.
and
He
shalt
cast
talk
out
of
the heathen
them
also
when thou
before them, and
sittest in
divided
thine
them an
house,
inheritance
and
by
when thou
line,
walkest by
and
the
made the
way,
tribes of
and when
Israel
thou
to dwell
liest
in their
down, and
tents.
when thou
Yet they
risest up.
tempted and
And thou
provoked the
shalt
Most High
bind them
God,
for
and
a
kept
sign
not his
upon thine
testimonies,
hand,
but turned
and they
back and
shall
dealt
be as
unfaithfully like
frontlets
their
between
fathers.
thine
They were
eyes.
turned
And
aside
thou
like
shalt
a
write them
deceitful
upon the
bow,
posts
for they
of thy
provoked him
house
to
and
anger
on thy
with their
gates.
high
And
places,
it shall
and
be, when
moved
the
him to
Lord thy
jealousy with
God
their
shall have
graven
brought
images.
thee
When
into the
God heard
land which
this,
he
he was
sware
wroth
unto
and
thy
greatly
fathers,
abhorred
to
Israel.
Abraham,
So
to
that he
Isaac, and to
forsook the
Jacob,
tabernacle of
to give
Shiloh,
thee
the
great
tent which he
and
placed
goodly
among
cities,
men,
which
and
thou
delivered his
buildest not,
strength into
and
captivity,
houses full of
and his
good
glory into
things,
the
which thou
enemy's hand.
fillest not,
He gave
and
his people
wells
over
digged,
also
which
unto
thou
the
diggest
sword, and
not,
was wroth with
vineyards
his
and olive
inheritance.
trees,
The
which thou
fire
plantest
consumed
not.
their young men,
When thou
and their
shalt have
maidens were
eaten
not
and
given
be
to
full,
marriage. Their
then
priests
beware
fell by the
lest thou
sword, and their
forget the
widows
Lord
made
which
no
brought thee
lamentation.
forth out of the
Then the
land of
Lord
Egypt,
awaked as
from
one
the
out of
house of
sleep, and
bondage.
like a
Thou
mighty
shalt
man
fear
that
the Lord
shouteth by
thy God,
reason
and
of
serve
wine. And
him,
he
and shalt
smote his
swear by
enemies
his
in the
name.
hinder
Ye
parts. He
shall
put
not
them to a
go
perpetual
after
reproach.
other gods,
Moreover, he
of the
refused
gods
the
of the people
tabernacle
which
of
are round
Joseph,
about
and
you.
chose not
For
the
the
tribe
Lord
of
thy
Ephraim,
God is a
but
jealous
chose the
God
tribe
among
of
you,
Judah, the Mount
lest the
Zion,
anger of
which
the
he
Lord
loved.
thy God
And
be
he built his
kindled against
sanctuary
thee,
like high
and
places,
destroy thee
like
from
the
off
earth
the
which
face
he
of
hath
the earth.
established
Ye shall
forever.
not
He
tempt the
chose
Lord your
David
God
also
as
his
ye
servant,
tempted
and
him
took
in
him from the
Massah.
sheepfold.
Ye shall
From
diligently
following the
keep the
ewes
commandments
great
of the
with
Lord
young,
your
he brought him
God,
to feed
and his
Jacob his people,
testimonies,
and
and
Israel
his
his
statutes,
inheritance.
which he
So
hath
he fed
commanded
them
thee.
according to the
And thou
integrity
shalt
of his
do
heart,
that which
and
is
guided
right
them
and
by the
good in the sight of the
skillfulness of his
Lord,
hands.
that it may be
Psalm
well with
79,
thee,
the
and
Psalm
that
of
thou
Asaph.
mayest go in
O
and
God,
possess the
the
good
heathen are
land which
come
the
into
Lord
thine
sware unto
inheritance,
thy fathers. fathers,
Thy
to
holy
cast out
temple
all
have
thine
they
enemies
defiled,
from
they have
before
laid
thee, as the
Jerusalem
Lord
on
hath
heaps.
spoken.
The dead
And when
bodies
thy
of thy
son
servants
asketh
have they
thee
given
in
to be
time to
meat
come,
unto the
saying,
fowls of the
What
heaven,
mean the
the flesh of thy
testimonies and the
saints, and to the
statutes
beasts
and the
of the earth?
judgments which the
Their
Lord
blood
our
have
God
they
hath
shed like
commanded
water
you?
round about
Then thou
Jerusalem,
shalt
and there
say
was
unto
none
thy
to bury
son,
them.
We
are
were
become a
Pharaoh's
reproach to our
bondmen in
neighbors,
Egypt,
a
and the
scorn
Lord
and
brought
derision
us
to
out
them
of
that are
Egypt
round
with a
about us.
mighty hand.
How long,
The Lord
Lord, wilt
shewed
thou
signs
be
and
angry
wonders
forever?
great and
Shall
sore
thy
upon
jealousy
Egypt,
burn
upon
like fire?
Pharaoh and upon
Pour
all
out
his
thy wrath
household
upon the
before
heathen
our
that have
eyes.
not known thee,
And he brought
and
us
upon
out
the
from
kingdoms
thence,
that have not
that he
called
might
upon
bring
thy
us
name.
in to give
For they
us the
have
land
devoured
which he
Jacob
sware
and
unto
laid
our
waste his
fathers.
dwelling
And
place.
the Lord
O
commanded us to
remember
do
not
all these
against us
statutes,
former
to fear the
iniquities.
Lord our
Let
God
thy tender
for
mercy
our good
speedily
always,
prevent us, for
that he
we are
might
brought
preserve
very
us
low.
alive, as
Help
it is
us,
at
O
this
God
day.
of our salvation,
And it shall
for
be
the
our
glory of thy
righteousness,
name, and
if we
deliver us,
observe
and
to
purge
do all
away our
these
sins
commandments
for thy
before the
name's
Lord
sake.
our God,
Wherefore should
as
the
he hath
heathen
commanded
say,
us.
Where
For
is
the
their
Lord.
God? Let him be
Chapter
known
7.
among the heathen in
When the
our
Lord
sight
thy
by the
God shall
revenging
bring
of the
thee
blood of
into
thy
the land
servants which
whither
is
thou
shed.
goest to
Let
possess
the
it,
sighing
and
of the
hath cast
prisoner
out
come
many
before
nations
thee,
before
according
thee,
to the
the
greatness of thy
Hittites, and
power,
the
preserve thou
Girgashites, and the
those that are
Amorites, and the
appointed to die.
Canaanites,
And
and the
render unto our
Perizzites, and the
neighbors
Hivites,
sevenfold
and the
into their bosom
Jebusites,
their
7
reproach,
nations greater
wherewith
and
they have
mightier than
reproached thee,
thou.
O Lord.
And when the Lord
So
thy
we,
God
thy
shall
people
deliver
and
them
sheep of thy
before thee,
pasture, will give
thou
thee
shalt
thanks
smite them,
forever.
and
will
utterly
shew
destroy
forth thy
them.
praise
Thou shalt
to
make
all
no
generations.
covenant with them, nor
Psalm
shew
80.
mercy
To the
unto
chief
them.
musician
Neither
upon
shalt thou make
Shoshone
marriages
Edu,
with them.
a
Thy
psalm of
daughter
Asaph.
thou shalt not
Give
give
ear,
unto
O
his
shepherd
son,
of Israel,
nor his
thou
daughter
that
shalt
leadest
thou
Joseph
take unto
like a
thy
flock,
son.
thou that
For they
dwellest
will turn
between the
away thy
cherubims,
son
shine
from
forth.
following me,
Before Ephraim
that they
and
may
Benjamin
serve
and
other
Manasseh, stir up
gods.
thy
So
strength,
will
and
the
come and
anger of
save
the
us.
Lord be kindled
Turn us
against
again, O
you, and
God, and
destroy
cause thy
thee
face to
suddenly.
shine, and
But
we
thus
shall
shall
be
ye
saved.
deal with
O
them.
Lord God of
Ye
hosts,
shall
how
destroy
long
their
wilt thou
altars,
be
and break
angry
down
against
their
the prayer of
images,
thy
and
people?
cut
Thou
down their
feedest them with the
groves, and
bread of
burn their
tears,
graven
and givest
images
them
with
tears to
fire.
drink in
For
great
thou
measure.
art
Thou
an
makest
holy
us
people
a
unto the
strife
Lord
unto our
thy
neighbors,
God.
and our
The
enemies
Lord thy
laugh
God
among
hath
themselves.
chosen thee
Turn us
to be
again,
a
O
special
God of
people
hosts,
unto
and cause thy
himself,
face to
above
shine,
all
and
people
we
that are
shall be
upon the
saved.
face of the earth.
Thou hast brought
The
a
Lord
vine out
did
of
not
Egypt.
set his
Thou
love
hast cast
upon
out
you,
the
nor
heathen, and
choose
planted
you,
it.
because
Thou
ye were
preparedst
more in
room
number
before
than
it,
any
and didst
people,
cause it
for
to
ye
take
were the
deep
fewest
root,
of
and
all
it filled
people.
the land.
But
The
because
hills
the
were
Lord
covered with the
loved
shadow
you,
of
and
it,
because
and
he
the
would
boughs
keep the
thereof were
oath
like
which
the
he had
goodly
sworn unto
cedars.
your fathers,
She sent out
hath
her
the Lord
boughs
brought
unto
you
the
out
sea,
with a
and her
mighty
branches
hand,
unto
and
the river.
redeemed you
Why
out
hast
of
thou
the
then
house of
broken down her
bondmen,
hedges,
from the
so
hand
that
of
all they
Pharaoh
which
king of
pass by
Egypt?
the way do
Know
pluck them?
therefore
The
that the
boar
Lord
out
thy
of the
God,
wood doth
he
waste
is
it,
God,
and the
the
wild beast of the
faithful
field
God,
doth
which
devour
keepeth
it.
covenant
Return,
and
we
mercy
beseech
with
thee, O
them that
God of
love him,
hosts. Look
and keep
down
his
from heaven, and
commandments to
behold, and
1,000
visit this
generations,
vine,
and
and the vineyard
repayeth
which
them
thy
that
right
hate
hand
him
hath
to their
planted,
face,
and the
to
branch that
destroy
thou
them.
madest strong
He will
for
not be
thyself.
slack
It
to
is
him
burned
that
with
hateth
fire,
him.
it is
He
cut
will
down.
repay
They
him to
perish
his
at the
face.
rebuke of thy
Thou shalt
countenance.
therefore
Let
keep
thy
the
hand be
commandments
upon
and
the
the
man of thy
statutes and
right
the
hand,
judgments
upon the
which I
son of
command
man,
thee
whom
this
thou
day
madest
to do
strong for
them.
thyself. So
Wherefore
will
it
not
shall
we
come
go
to
back
pass,
from thee.
if ye
Quicken
hearken to
us, and
these
we will
judgments,
call
and
upon thy
keep
name.
and do
Turn us
them,
again, O
that
Lord
the
God of
Lord thy
hosts.
God
Cause
shall
thy face
keep
to
unto thee
shine,
the
and we
covenant
shall
and
be
the mercy
saved.
which he
Psalm
sware unto
81,
thy
to the chief
fathers.
musician
And he
upon
will
Gittith,
love
a
thee,
psalm of
and bless
Asaph.
thee, and
Sing
multiply
aloud unto
thee.
God our
He will also
strength. Make a
bless the
joyful
fruit of thy
noise unto the
womb,
God of
and the
Jacob.
fruit of thy
Take a
hand,
psalm,
thy
and bring
corn,
hither
and
the
thy
timbrel,
wine,
the
and
pleasant
thine
harp with the
oil, the
psaltery.
increase of
Blow
thy
up the trumpet
kine,
in the
and
new
the
moon,
flocks
in
of
the
thy
time
sheep, and
appointed,
land
on
which
our
he sware
solemn
unto
feast
thy
day.
fathers to
For
give
this was a
thee.
statute for
Thou shalt be
Israel, and a
blessed
law of
above
the
all
God of
people.
Jacob.
There shall
This he
not be male
ordained
or
in
female
Joseph for
barren
a
among you
testimony,
or
when he
among
went
your
out through
cattle.
the land of
And the
Egypt,
Lord
where
will
I
take
heard a
away from
language
thee
that I
all
understood
sickness,
not.
and
I
will put
removed
none
his
of the
shoulder
evil
from the burden.
diseases of
His
Egypt,
hands were
which
delivered
thou
from the
knowest,
pots.
upon thee,
Thou
but
calledst
will
in
lay
trouble,
them
and I
upon all
delivered thee.
them that
I
hate
answered
thee.
thee in the
And
secret
thou
place
shalt
of thunder.
consume all the
I
people
proved
which the
thee at the
Lord thy
waters
God
of
shall
Meribah.
deliver thee.
Selah.
Thine eye
Hear,
shall have
O
no
my
pity
people,
upon
and I will
them,
testify
neither
unto
shalt
thee.
thou
O
serve their
Israel, if thou
gods,
wilt
for
hearken
that will
unto
be a
me.
snare
There
unto
shall no
thee.
strange
If
God
thou
be
shalt
in
say
thee,
in
neither
thine
shalt
heart,
thou worship
these
any
nations are
strange
more
God.
than
I
how
am
can
the
I
Lord thy
dispossess
God, which
them?
brought thee out of
Thou
the
shalt
land of
not be
Egypt.
afraid of
Open thy
them,
mouth
but shalt
wide, and I
well
will fill it.
remember what the
But my
Lord thy
people would
God
not
did
hearken
unto
to my
Pharaoh
voice,
and
and
unto
Israel
all
would none
Egypt.
of me.
The
So I
great
gave them up
temptations
unto
which
their
thine
own
eyes
heart's
saw,
lust,
and the
and
signs,
they
and the
walked in their
wonders,
own
and the mighty
counsels.
hand,
Oh, that my
and the
people
stretched
had
out
hearkened
arm
unto me,
whereby the
and
Lord thy
Israel had
God
walked
brought
in my
thee out,
ways.
so
I
shall
should
the
soon
Lord
have
thy God
subdued
do
their
unto
enemies,
all the
and turned
people of
my
whom
hand
thou art
against their
afraid.
adversaries.
Moreover, the
The
Lord
haters
thy
of the
God will
Lord
send
should
a
have
hornet
submitted
among
themselves
them
unto
until
him,
they that are
but their
left and
time should
hide
have endured
themselves
forever.
from thee
He
be
should have fed them
destroyed.
also
Thou
with the
shalt not
finest
be
of wheat,
affrighted at
and
them,
with
for
honey
the
out of the
Lord thy
rock
God
should
is
I have
among you,
satisfied
a
thee.
mighty
Psalm
God, and
82,
terrible.
a psalm of
And the
Asaph.
Lord thy God will put
God
out those
standeth in the
nations
congregation
before
of the
thee by
mighty.
little
He
and
judgeth
little.
among the
Thou
gods.
mayest not
How long
consume
will
them
he
at
judge
once, lest the
unjustly, and
beasts of
accept
the
the
field
persons of the
increase
wicked?
upon thee.
Selah.
But the Lord
Defend the
thy
poor
God
and
shall
fatherless.
deliver them
Do
unto
justice to
thee,
the
and
afflicted
shall
and
destroy
needy.
them with a
Deliver the
mighty
poor and
destruction
needy.
until
Rid
they
them
be
out of the hand
destroyed.
of the
And
wicked.
he shall
They
deliver
know
their
not,
kings
neither
into into
they
thine
understand,
hand,
they
and thou
walk
shalt
on in
destroy their
darkness.
name from
All the
under heaven.
foundations of the
There
earth
shall
are
no
out of
man
course.
be able to
I
stand
have said,
before thee,
Ye are
until
gods,
thou
and
have
all of
destroyed
you are
them.
children
The
of the Most
graven
High.
images of their
Ye shall
gods
die
shall ye
like
burn
men,
with
and
fire.
fall like
Thou
one
shalt
of the
not
princes.
desire the silver
Arise,
or
O
gold
God,
that is
judge
on
the earth,
them,
for
nor
thou
take it
shalt
unto
inherit
thee,
all
lest
nations.
thou be snared
Psalm
therein.
83,
For it
a
is an
song or psalm
abomination
of
to the
Asaph.
Lord thy God.
Keep not thou
Neither
silence,
shalt
O
thou
God.
bring
Hold
an
not thy
abomination
peace,
into
and be
thine
not
house,
still, O God.
lest thou be
For
a
lo,
cursed
thine
thing
enemies
like
make a
it.
tumult,
But
and
thou
they that
shalt
hate thee
utterly
have
detest
lifted up
it,
the
and
head.
thou shalt
They have
utterly
taken
abhor it,
crafty counsel
for it
against thy
is a
people, and
cursed thing.
consulted
But
against
utterly
thy
abhor.
hidden ones.
Chapter
They
8.
have said, Come, and
All
let
the
us cut them
commandments
off,
which
from
I
being
command
a
thee
nation,
this day
that the
shall
name
ye
of
observe
Israel
to
may
do,
be
that
no
ye may
more in
live and
remembrance. For
multiply,
they have
and
consulted
go in and
together with
possess
one
the land
consent.
which the
They are
Lord sware
confederate
unto your
against thee.
fathers.
The
And thou
tabernacles of
shalt
Edom,
remember
and the
all the way
Ishmaelites
which
of
the Lord
Moab,
thy
and the
God led thee
Hagarim,
these 40 years in
Gebal,
the
and
wilderness,
Ammon, and
to humble
Amalek, the
thee, and to
Philistines
prove
with the
thee,
inhabitants of
to
Tyre.
know what was in thine
Ashur
heart,
also
whether
is
thou
joined with
wouldest
them.
keep his
They have
commandments
holpen
or
the children
no.
of Lot.
And he
Selah.
humbled thee,
Do
and
unto them
suffered
as
thee
unto
to
the
hunger, and
Midianites,
fed
as
thee
to
with manna,
Sisera,
which
as to
thou knewest
Jabin,
not,
at the brook
neither
of
did thy
Kison,
fathers know,
which
that he
perished
might
at
make thee
Endor.
know
They
that man
came
doth
as
not
dung for
live
the
by
earth.
bread
Make
only,
their
but by
nobles like
every word
Oreb,
that
and like
proceedeth
Zeb,
out of
yea,
the
all
mouth
their
of the Lord
princes,
doth
as
man
Zebah,
live.
and as
Thy raiment
Zalmunna,
waxed
who
not
said,
old
Let us
upon
take to
thee, neither
ourselves
did
the
thy
houses
foot
of God
swell
in
these
possession.
40 years.
O my
Thou shalt
God, make
also
them like a
consider in thine
wheel,
heart
as
that,
the stubble
as a
before the
man wind,
chasteneth
as the
his
fire
son,
burneth
so
the
the Lord
wood,
thy
and as
God
the flame
chasteneth
setteth the
thee.
mountains on
Therefore
fire.
thou
So
shalt keep
persecute
the commandments
them
of
with
the Lord
thy
thy
tempest, and make them
God,
afraid
to
with
walk
thy
in his
storm.
ways,
Fill their
and to
faces
fear
with
him.
shame, that
For
they
the
may
Lord
seek
thy
thy name, O
God
Lord.
bringeth
Let
thee
them be
into a good
confounded and
land,
troubled
a
forever.
land of
Yea,
brooks
let
of
them be
water,
put to
of
shame and
fountains
perish,
and depths
that
that
men may
spring
know
out of
that
valleys
thou,
and hills,
whose name alone
a
is
land of
Jehovah,
wheat and
art the most
barley and
high
vines
over
and
all
fig
the earth.
trees and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land wherein thou shalt
Psalm
eat
84,
bread
to
without
the chief
scarceness,
musician
thou
upon
shalt
Gittith,
not
a
lack
psalm for the
anything
sons
in
of
it,
Korah.
a
How
land whose
amiable are thy
stones are
tabernacles, O
iron, and
Lord of
out of
hosts.
whose
My
hills
soul
thou mayest
longeth, yea,
dig
even
brass.
fainteth for the
When thou
courts of
hast
the Lord.
eaten and
My
art
heart and
full,
my flesh
then thou
crieth
shalt
out for the
bless the
living
Lord thy
God.
God
Yea,
for the
the
good
sparrow
land
hath
which he
found
hath
an house,
given
and the
thee.
swallow a nest
Beware
for
that thou
herself, where
forget
she
not
may
the
lay
Lord
her
thy
young,
God,
even
in
thine
not
altars, O
keeping his
Lord of hosts,
commandments
my
and his
King
judgments
and
and
my
his
God.
statutes which I
Blessed are
command
they
thee
that
this
dwell
day.
in thy house.
Lest
They will
when thou
be
hast
still
eaten and
praising
art
thee,
full,
Selah.
and hast built
Blessed is the
goodly
man whose
houses and
strength
dwelt
is in
therein,
thee, in whose
and
heart
when thy
are the
herds
ways
and
of
thy
them,
flocks
who
multiply,
passing through the
and thy
valley of
silver and thy
Baca make it
gold
a
is
well.
multiplied,
The
and
rain
all that
also
thou
filleth the
hast is
pools. They go
multiplied,
from strength to
then
strength, every
thine
one of
heart
them in
be
Zion
lifted up.
appeareth before
And
God.
thou
O
forget
Lord
the
God of
Lord thy
hosts, hear
God,
my
which
prayer.
brought thee
Give ear,
forth
O
out
God
of the
of
land of
Jacob,
Egypt
Selah.
from the house of
Behold, O
bondage,
God, our
who led
shield,
thee
and look
through
upon the
that
face
great
of
and
thine
terrible
anointed.
wilderness,
For a day in thy
wherein were
courts is better
fiery
than
serpents and
1,000. I had rather
scorpions
be a
and drought,
doorkeeper in the
for there
house
was
of
no
my
water,
God than to
who
dwell in the
brought thee
tents
forth
of wickedness.
water out of
For
the
the Lord
rock of
God is
flint,
a sun and
who fed
shield. The
thee in the
Lord will give
wilderness with
grace and
manna,
glory.
which thy
No good
fathers knew
thing will
not,
be
that
withhold
he
from
might
them
humble
that
thee,
walk
and that
uprightly.
he
O
might
Lord of
prove
hosts,
thee, to
blessed
do
is
thee
the man
good
that
at thy
trusteth in
latter
thee.
end.
Psalm
And thou
85 to the
say
chief
in thine
musician,
heart,
a psalm
My
for the sons
power
of Korah.
and the might of
Lord,
mine
thou
hand
hast
hath
been
gotten me
favorable
this
unto thy
wealth.
land. Thou hast
But thou
brought back
shalt
the
remember
captivity
the
of
Lord
Jacob.
thy
Thou hast
God,
forgiven
for
the
it is
iniquity of
he
thy
that
people.
giveth thee
Thou
power
hast
to
covered
get
all
wealth,
their sins.
that he
Selah.
may
Thou hast
establish his
taken away all
covenant,
thy
which he
wrath. Thou
sware
hast
unto thy
turned
fathers,
thyself from the
as it is
fierceness
this
of
day.
thine anger.
And it
Turn
shall
us, O
be,
God, of
if
our
thou do at
salvation, and
all
cause
forget
thine
the
anger
Lord thy
toward us
God,
to
and
cease.
walk after
Wilt thou
other
be angry
gods,
with us
and
forever?
serve
Wilt
them,
thou
and
draw
worship
out thine
them,
anger to
I
all
testify
generations?
against
Wilt
you
thou
this
not
day,
revive
that
us
ye
again,
shall
that thy
surely
people may
perish.
rejoice in thee?
As the
Shew us thy
nations which
mercy, O
the
Lord,
Lord
and grant us
destroyeth
thy
before your
salvation.
face,
I will hear
so
what
shall
God the
ye
Lord will
perish.
speak, for he will
Because
speak
ye would
peace
not
unto
be
his people and
obedient
to
unto
his
the
saints,
voice of the
but
Lord
let
your
them not
God.
turn again to folly. Surely
Chapter
his
9.
salvation is nigh
Hear,
them
O
that fear
Israel,
him, that
thou art to
glory may
pass over
dwell in our
Jordan this
land.
day,
Mercy
to
and
go
truth
in
are
to
met
possess
together.
nations greater
Righteousness and
and
peace
mightier
have
than
kissed each other.
thyself,
Truth shall
cities
spring
great
out of
and
the earth,
fenced up
and
to heaven,
righteousness shall
a
look
great
down from
people
heaven.
and
Yea, the
tall, the
Lord
children
shall
of the
give that which is
Anakims, whom thou
good, and our
knowest,
land
and
shall
of whom
yield
thou
her
hast
increase.
heard say, Who
Righteousness
can
shall go
stand before
before
the
him,
children of
and
Anak?
shall set us in the way
Understand
of his
therefore this
steps.
day that the
Psalm
Lord
86,
thy
a prayer
God
of
is
David.
he
Bow down
which
thine
goeth
ear, O
over
Lord,
before
hear me,
thee as
for
a
I am
consuming
poor and
fire.
needy.
He shall
Preserve my
destroy
soul,
them,
for I am
and he
holy.
shall bring
O thou
them
my
down
God,
before thy
save thy
face.
servant that
So
trusteth
shalt
in
thou
thee.
drive them
Be
out,
merciful
and
unto me, O
destroy them
Lord, for
quickly,
I
as the
cry
Lord
unto
hath
thee
said unto
daily.
thee.
Rejoice the
Speak
soul of thy
not thou in
servant, for
thine
unto
heart
thee, O
after that
Lord,
the
do I
Lord
lift
thy
up my
God
soul.
hath
For
cast
thou,
them
Lord,
out
art
from
good
before
and
thee,
ready to
saying,
forgive,
For
and
my
plenteous in
righteousness
mercy
the
unto
Lord
all
hath
them that
brought
call
me in
upon
to
thee.
possess this
Give
land.
ear, O Lord,
But
unto
for
my
the
prayer, and
wickedness of
attend
these
to the voice
nations
of my
the Lord doth
supplications.
drive
In
them
the day
out
of my
from
trouble I
before
will
thee.
call upon thee,
Not
for
for
thou
thy
wilt answer
righteousness,
me.
or
Among
for
the
the
gods there is
uprightness of
none like
thine
unto
heart,
thee, O
dost thou
Lord,
go
neither
to
are there
possess
any
their
works
land.
like unto thy
But for the
works. All
wickedness of these
nations whom thou
nations the
hast
Lord
made
thy
shall come
God
and
doth
worship
drive them
before
out
thee, O
from
Lord,
before
and
thee,
shall glorify
and
thy
that he
name.
may
For thou art
perform the
great, and
word which
doest
the Lord
wondrous
sware unto
things.
thy
Thou art
fathers,
God alone.
Abraham,
Teach
Isaac,
me
and
thy way,
Jacob.
O Lord. I will walk
Understand
in thy
therefore
truth. Unite
that the
my
Lord
heart to
thy
fear
God
thy
giveth
name.
thee
I will
not this
praise
good
thee, O
land to
Lord
possess
my
it
God, with
for
all my
thy
heart, and I
righteousness,
will
for
glorify
thou
thy name
a
forevermore.
stiff-necked people.
For great is thy
Remember,
mercy
and
toward
forget
me,
not
and thou hast
how thou
delivered my
provokest
soul
the
from
Lord
the
thy
lowest
God
hell.
to wrath
O
in the
God,
wilderness,
the proud are risen
from the day
against
that
me,
thou
and the
didst
assemblies
depart
of
out of
violent
the
men
land
have
of
sought
Egypt,
after my soul,
until ye
and
came
have not
unto
set
this
thee
place.
before them.
Ye have
But
been
thou, O
rebellious
Lord,
against the
art a
Lord.
God full of
Also in
compassion
Horeb
and
ye
gracious,
provoked the Lord to
long-suffering, and
wrath,
plenteous
so that
in
the
mercy
Lord
and
was
truth.
angry with
O
you
turn
to have
unto me,
destroyed
and have
you.
mercy
When
upon
I was
me.
gone
Give
up
thy
into the
strength
mount to
unto thy
receive the
servant, and
tables of
save the
stone,
son of thine
even the
handmaid.
tables
Shew
of the
me a
covenant
token
which the
for
Lord
good, that
made
they
with
which hate
you,
me may
then
see
I
it and be
abode in the mount
ashamed,
40
because
days
thou,
and
Lord,
40
hast
nights.
opened me
I
and
neither did
comforted
eat
me.
bread nor
Psalm
drink water.
87, a psalm
And the
or a
Lord
song for the
delivered
sons
unto
of
me
Korah.
2 tablets of
His
stone
foundation
written
is
with
in
a
the holy
finger of
mountains.
God.
The Lord
And
loveth
on
the
them was
gates of
written
Zion
according
more
to
than
all
all
the
the dwellings
words
of
which
Jacob.
the Lord spake
Glorious
with you
things
in the
are
mount
spoken of
out of
thee,
the
O
midst of
city
the
of
fire
God,
in the day
Selah.
of the
I will
assembly.
make mention
And
of
it came to
Rahab and
pass at the
Babylon
end
to
of
them
40
that know
days and
me.
40 nights
Behold,
that the
Philistia
Lord
and
gave me
Tyre
the
with
2 tables of
Ethiopia. This
stone,
man was
even the
born
tables of
there.
the covenant.
And of
And
Zion
the
it
Lord
shall
said
be
unto
said,
me,
This and that man
Arise,
was
get thee
born her,
down quickly
and
from
the
hence,
highest
for
himself
thy
shall
people which
establish
thou
her.
hast
The
brought
Lord
forth out
shall
of
count
Egypt
when he
have
writeth up
corrupted
the people
themselves.
that this man
They are
was born
quickly
there.
turned
Selah.
aside out of the
As
way which
well
I
the singers
commanded
as
them.
the players
They have
on
made them
instruments
a
shall be
molten
there.
image.
All my
Furthermore,
springs
the
are
Lord
in
spake
thee.
unto me,
Psalm
saying,
88.
I have
A
seen this
song or
people,
psalm for the
and
sons of
behold, it
Korah
is
to
a
the chief
stiff-necked
musician
people.
upon
Let me alone,
Mahalath,
that I may
Leanos,
destroy them,
Maskil of
and
Heman
blot
the
out their
Ezrahite.
name from
O
under
Lord
heaven.
God of my
And I will make
salvation,
of
I
thee a
cried day
nation
and night
mightier and
before thee.
greater than
Let
they.
my prayer come
So I
before thee,
turned and came
incline thine
down from
ear
the
unto
mount, and
my
the mount
cry.
burned
For
with
my soul
fire,
is full of
and the 2
troubles, and my
tables of the
life draweth
covenant
were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Lord your God, and had made you a molten calf. Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Lord had commanded you. And I took the 2 tables, and cast them out of my 2 hands, and brake them before your eyes. And I fell down before the Lord, as at the first 40 days and 40 nights. I did neither eat bread nor drink water, because of all your sins which ye sinned, in doing wickedly in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure, wherewith the Lord was wroth against you to destroy you. But the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Lord was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him, and I prayed for Aaron also the same time. And I took your sin, the calf which ye had made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it, and ground it very small, even until it was as small as dust. And I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mount. And at Teberah, and at Massa, and at Kibroth Hattaavah, ye provoked the Lord to wrath. Likewise, when the Lord sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given you, then ye rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God, and ye believed him not, nor hearkened to his voice. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord from the day that I knew you. Thus I fell down before the Lord 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first, because the Lord had said he would destroy you. I prayed therefore unto the Lord, and said, O Lord God, destroy not thy people and thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed through thy greatness, which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember thy servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin, lest the land whence thou broughtest us out say, because the Lord was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he hath brought them out to slay them in the wilderness. Yet they are thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest out by thy mighty power and by thy stretched out arm. Chapter 10. At that time the Lord said unto me, Hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and come up unto me into the mount, and make thee an ark of wood. And I will write on the tables the words that were in the first tables which thou breakest, and thou shalt put them in the ark. And I made an ark of shittim wood, and hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and went up into the mount, having the 2 tables in thine hand. And he wrote on the tables, according to the first writing, the 10 commandments, which the Lord spake unto you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly, and the Lord gave them unto me. And I turned myself, and came down from the mount, and put the tables in the ark which I have made, and there they be, as the Lord commanded me. And the children of Israel took their journey from Beeroth of the children of Jaachan to Mosera. There Aaron died, and there he was buried, and Eleazar his son ministered in the priest's office in his stead. From thence they journeyed unto Gudgodah, and from Gudgodah to Jotbah, a land of rivers of waters. At that time the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord to minister unto him, and to bless in his name unto this day. Wherefore Levi hath no part nor inheritance with this brethren. The Lord is his inheritance, according as the Lord thy God promised him. And I stayed in the mount according to the first time 40 days and 40 nights. And the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also, and the Lord would not destroy thee. And the Lord said unto me, Arise, take thy journey before the people, that they may go in and possess the land which I swear unto their fathers to give unto them. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. Behold, the heaven in the heaven of heavens is the Lord's thy God, the earth also with all that therein is. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you, above all people, as it is this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For the Lord your God is God of gods, and Lord of lords, the great God, the mighty, and the terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward. He doth execute the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, in giving him food and raiment. Love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land land of Egypt. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, him shalt thou fear, and to him shalt thou cleave and swear by his name. He is thy praise, and he is thy God, that hath done for thee these great and terrible things which thine eyes have seen. Thy fathers went down into Egypt with 70 persons, and how the Lord thy God hath made thee as the stars of heaven for multitude.
Thy former loving kindnesses, which thou swearest unto
Therefore,
David in thy truth.
thou shalt love the Lord thy God, and
reproach of
keep
thy
his
servants,
charge, and his
how I do
statutes,
bear
and
in
his
my
judgments,
bosom the
and his
reproach of
commandments
all the mighty
always.
people,
And know ye
wherewith
this
thine enemies
day,
have
for I
reproached
speak
the
not with
Lord,
your
wherewith
children
they
which
have
have not
reproached the
known,
footsteps
and which
of
have
thine
not seen
anointed.
the
Blessed
chastisement
be
of
the
the Lord your
forevermore.
God, his
Amen
greatness,
and
his
amen.
mighty hand,
Psalm
and his
90,
stretched
the
out
prayer
arm,
of Moses,
and his
the man of
miracles,
God.
and his acts,
Lord, thou
which he
hast
did in
been
the
our
midst of
dwelling place
Egypt
in all
unto Pharaoh the
generations.
king of
Before
Egypt,
the
and
mountains were
unto
brought
all
forth,
his
wherever
land,
thou hadst
and what he
formed the
did
earth
unto
and
the
the
army of
world,
Egypt,
even
unto their
from
horses,
everlasting to
and to their
everlasting, thou
chariots,
art
how he
God.
made the
Thou
water of the
turnest
Red
man
Sea
to
to
destruction,
overflow
and
them
sayest,
as they
Return,
pursued
ye
after
children of
you,
men.
and how
For
the Lord
1,000
hath
years in
destroyed
thy
them
sight are
unto
but
this
yesterday
day,
when it is
and what he
past,
did
and as
unto
a
you
watch
in the
in the night.
wilderness,
Thou
until ye
carriest them
came into
away
this
as with a
place.
flood. They
And
are
what he
as
did
a
unto
sleep. In
Dathan
the
and
morning they are
Abiram, the
like
sons of
grass which
Eliab,
groweth up.
the son
In the
of
morning
Reuben,
it
how
flourishes
the earth
and
opened
groweth
her
up. In
mouth,
the evening
and
it is
swallowed
cut
them
down
up,
and withereth.
and their
For we are
households, and their
consumed by
tents,
thine
and all
anger,
the
and by thy
substance that
wrath
was
are
in
we
their
troubled.
possession,
Thou
in
hast
the
set
midst
our
of all
iniquities
Israel.
before thee.
But your
Our
eyes
secret
have seen
sins
all
in
the
the light
great
of thy
acts of the
countenance.
Lord,
For
which
all
he
our
did.
days are passed
Therefore
away in
shall
thy
ye
wrath.
keep
We
all the
spend our
commandments
years
which I
as a tale
command
that
you
is
this
told.
day,
The
that
days of
ye
our
may be
years are
strong, and
threescore
go
years
in
and
and
10,
possess
and
the
if by
land
reason
whither
of
ye
strength
go
they
to
be
possess it,
fourscore years,
and that ye may
yet is their
prolong
strength
your
labor
days
and
in the
sorrow,
land
for
which
it
the
is
Lord
soon cut
sware
off,
unto your
and we
fathers
fly
to give
away.
unto them,
We know it, the
and to
power
their
of thine
seed,
anger,
a
even
land that
according to thy
floweth with
fear,
milk
so
and
is
honey.
thy wrath.
For the
So
land
teach
whither
us
thou
to
goest
number our
in to
days, that
possess
we
it
may
is
apply
not
our
as the
hearts
land of
unto
Egypt, from
wisdom.
whence ye came
Return,
out,
O Lord,
where
how
thou
long?
sowedst
And
thy
let it
seed,
repent thee
and
concerning
waterest
thy
it with
servants.
thy
O
foot as a
satisfy
garden
us
of
early with
herbs.
thy
But
mercy,
the
that we
land
may
whither ye
rejoice
go to
and be
possess it
glad all
is
our
a land of
days.
hills
Make
and
us glad
valleys,
according to
and
the days
drinketh
wherein
water
thou
of the
hast
rain of
afflicted
heaven.
us, and the
A
years
land
wherein
which the
we have
Lord
seen
thy
evil.
God
Let
careth
thy
for.
work
The
appear unto
eyes
thy
of the Lord
servants,
thy
and thy
God are
glory
always
unto
upon
their
it,
children.
from the
And let
beginning
the
of the
beauty of the
year
Lord our
even unto
God
the
be
end of
upon
the
us,
year.
and establish
And it
thou the
shall
work
come
of
to
our hands
pass, if
upon
ye
us.
shall hearken
Yea, the work of
diligently
our
unto
hands
my
establish
commandments
thou
which I
it.
command you this
Psalm
day,
91.
to love
He
the
that
Lord your
dwelleth in the
God,
secret place
and to
of the
serve
Most
him with
High shall
all your
abide under
heart
the
and with
shadow
all
of
your
the
soul,
Almighty.
that I will
will
give
say of
you
the
the
Lord,
rain
He
of
is
your
my
land in
refuge
his
and
due
my
season,
fortress, my
the
God,
first
in
rain
Him
and
will
the
I
latter
trust.
rain,
Surely
that
He
thou
shall
mayest
deliver
gather
thee
in
from
thy
the snare
corn
of the
and thy
fowler,
wine
and from
and
the
thine
noisome
oil.
pestilence.
And I will
He shall
send
cover
grass
thee
in
with
thy
His feathers,
fields
and
for thy
under His
cattle,
wings shalt
that thou
thou
mayest
trust.
eat and
His
be
truth
full.
shall be thy
Take heed
shield
to
and buckler.
yourselves,
Thou
that
shalt
your
not
heart
be
be not
afraid for the
deceived,
terror by
and ye
night,
turn
nor
aside
for
and
the
serve
arrow
other
that
gods and
flieth by
worship
day,
them.
nor for
And
the
then the
pestilence
Lord's
that
wrath be
walketh in
kindled
darkness,
against
nor for
you,
the
and he
destruction
shut up
that
the heaven,
wasteth at
that there be
noonday.
no rain, and
1,000
that the
shall
land
fall at
yield
thy
not her
side, and
fruit.
10,000
And
at
lest
thy
ye
right
perish
hand,
quickly
but
from
it
off
shall
the
not
good
come
land
nigh
which the
thee.
Lord giveth
Only with
you.
thine eyes shalt thou
Therefore shall
behold
ye
and see
lay
the
up these
reward
my
of the
words
wicked,
in your
because
heart
thou hast
and
made
in
the
your
Lord,
soul,
which is my
and bind
refuge,
them for a
even the
sign
Most
upon your
High, thy
hand, that
habitation.
they may
There
be
shall
as
no evil
frontlets between
befall
your
thee, neither
eyes.
shall
And ye
any
shall
plague
teach them
come
your
nigh
children,
thy
speaking
dwelling.
of
For
them
he
when
shall
thou
give his
sittest in
angels
thine
charge
house,
over thee, to
and when
keep
thou
thee in
walkest
all
by
thy
the way,
ways. They
when
shall
thou
bear thee
liest
up
down,
in
and
their
when
hands,
thou
lest thou
risest up.
dash thy foot
And thou
against a
shalt write
stone.
them upon the
Thou shalt
doorpost
tread
of thine
upon the
house and
lion and
upon
adder,
thy
the
gates,
young
that your
lion and the
days may
dragon
be
shalt thou
multiplied,
trample
and the
under
days
feet.
of your
Because
children
he hath
in the
set his
land
love
which the
upon
Lord
me,
sware unto your
therefore will I
fathers to
deliver
give them,
him. I will
as the
set him
days
on
of heaven
high,
upon
because
the
he
earth.
hath
For
known
if
my
ye shall
name. He shall
diligently
call
keep all
upon me,
these
and I will
commandments
answer
which I
him. I
command
will
you
be
to
with
do
him in
them,
trouble.
to
I will
love the
deliver
Lord
him
your
and honor
God, to
him.
walk in
With
all his
long
ways,
life
and
will
to
I
cleave unto
satisfy him
him,
and shew him
then will
my
the Lord drive
salvation.
out all these
Psalm
nations
92,
from
a
before
psalm
you,
or song
and
for
ye
the
shall
Sabbath
possess
day.
greater nations
It is
and
a good thing
mightier
to
than
give thanks
yourselves.
unto the Lord, and
Every
to sing
place whereon the
praises unto
soles
thy
of your
name,
feet
O
shall
Most
tread
High,
shall
to
be
shew forth
yours,
thy
from
loving
the
kindness
wilderness
in the
of
morning,
Lebanon,
and
from
thy
the river,
faithfulness
the river
every night.
Euphrates,
Upon
even
an
unto the
instrument of
uttermost
10
sea
strings,
shall
and
your
upon the
coast be.
psaltery, upon
There
the
shall
harp
no
with a
man
solemn
be able to
sound.
stand
For
before
thou,
you,
Lord,
for the
hast
Lord
made me
your God
glad
shall
through thy
lay the
work. I
fear
will
of you
triumph
and
in
the
the
dread
works
of
of
you
thy
upon all
hands.
the land
O
that ye
Lord, how
shall tread
great are thy
upon,
works,
as he
and thy
hath said
thoughts
unto
are very
you.
deep. A
Behold, I
brutish
set
man
before
knoweth
you
not,
this
neither
day a
doth a
blessing
fool
and a
understand
curse.
this.
A
When the
blessing,
wicked
if
spring
ye
as
obey
the
the
grass,
commandments of
and
the
when
Lord
all
your
the
God,
workers
which
of
I command
iniquity
you
do
this
flourish,
day.
it is that
And a
they
curse,
shall be
if ye
destroyed
will not
forever.
obey the
But
commandments
thou,
of the Lord
Lord,
your
art
God,
most high
but turn
forevermore.
aside out of
For
the way
lo,
which
thine
I
enemies,
command
O
you this
Lord, for
day,
lo,
to
thine
go
enemies
after
shall
other
perish.
gods which ye
All
have
the
not
workers of
known.
iniquity
And it
shall
shall
be
come to
scattered.
pass,
But
when the
my
Lord
horn
thy
shalt
God
thou
hath brought
exalt like
thee
the
in
horn
unto the
of an
land whither thou
unicorn.
goest
I
to
shall be
possess it,
anointed with
that
fresh
thou
oil.
shalt put
Mine
the
eye
blessing
also
upon
shall see
Mount
my desire
Gerizim,
on mine
and the
enemies,
curse
and mine
upon Mount
ears shall
Ebal.
hear my
Are they
desire of the
not on the
wicked
other
that
side
rise up
Jordan,
against me.
by the
The
way where the
righteous
sun
shall
goeth
flourish
down, in
like
the
the
land of
palm
the
tree. He
Canaanites,
shall
which
grow
dwell in
like
the
a cedar in
champaign,
Lebanon.
over against
Those that be
Gilgal,
planted in the
beside the
house of the
plains of
Lord shall
Moreh?
flourish in the
For
courts
ye
of our
shall pass
God.
over
They shall
Jordan to
still
go
bring
in to
forth
possess
fruit
the
in old
land which the
age. They
Lord
shall
your
be
God
fat and
giveth you,
flourishing,
and
to
ye
shew
shall
that the
possess
Lord
it,
is
and
upright.
dwell
He is my
therein, and
rock,
ye shall
and there
observe
is
to do
no
all the
unrighteousness
statutes
in
and
him.
judgments which
Psalm
I set
93.
before you this
The
day.
Lord reigneth,
Statutes and
he is clothed with majesty.
majesty,
Chapter 12.
the Lord is clothed
These are the
with strength,
statutes and
wherewith
judgments
he hath
which ye
girded
shall
himself.
observe to
The
do in
world
the
also
land which the Lord
established,
God of
that
thy
it cannot
fathers
be
giveth
moved.
thee to
Thy
possess
throne
it
is established
all
of
the
old.
days
Thou art
that ye
from
live upon
everlasting.
the earth.
The
Ye
floods have
shall
lifted
utterly
up, O Lord.
destroy
The
all the
floods have
places
lifted
wherein
up
the
their
nations
voice.
which
The floods
ye
lift
shall
up their
possess
waves.
served their
The Lord
gods
on
upon
high
the
is
high
mightier
mountains,
than the
and
noise
upon
of
the
many
hills, and
waters,
under
yea,
every
than the
green
mighty
tree.
waves of the
And
sea.
ye shall
Thy
overthrow their
testimonies
altars,
are
and break
very
their
sure.
pillars, and burn their
Holiness
groves
becometh
with
thine
fire.
house, O
And ye
Lord,
shall hew
forever.
down the graven images of
Psalm
their
94.
gods, and
O
destroy
Lord
the names
God,
of
to
them
whom
out of
vengeance
that place.
belongeth, O
Ye
God,
shall
to
not
whom
do
vengeance
so
belongeth,
unto the Lord
shew
your God,
thyself.
but
Lift
unto the
up
place
thyself,
which the
thou
Lord
judge
your
of the
God
earth.
shall
Render
choose
a
out of
reward
all
to
your
the proud.
tribes to put his
Lord,
name
how
there,
long shall the
even
wicked,
unto
how
his
long shall the
habitation
wicked
shall ye
triumph?
seek, and
How
thither
long
thou
shall they
shalt
utter
come.
and speak
And
hard
thither ye
things, and
shall
all
bring
the
your
workers
burnt
of iniquity
offerings, and your
boast themselves?
sacrifices, and your
They break in
tithes,
pieces
and
thy
heave
people, O
offerings of
Lord,
your
and
hand,
afflict thine
and your
heritage.
vows, and
They
your
slay the
freewill
widow and the
offerings,
stranger,
and the
and murder
firstlings
the
of your
fatherless.
herds
Yet
and of
they
your
say, The
flocks.
Lord shall
And
not
there ye
see,
shall
neither
eat
shall
before
the
the
God
Lord
of
your
Jacob
God,
regard it.
and ye shall rejoice in
Understand, ye
all that ye
brutish
put
among
your
the
hand
people, and ye
unto,
fools, when
ye
will
and
ye
your
be
households,
wise?
wherein the
He
Lord thy
that
God
planteth
hath
the
blessed
ear,
thee.
shall he not
Ye shall
hear?
not
He
do
that
after
formed
all
the
the
eye,
things
shall
that
he
we
not
do
see?
here this
He that
day,
chastiseth
every
the
man
heathen,
whatsoever is
shall
right
not
in
he
his own
correct?
eyes.
He that
For
teacheth
ye
man
are not
knowledge,
as
shall
yet
not
come
he
to the
know?
rest,
The
and
Lord
to the
knoweth the thoughts of
inheritance
man,
which the Lord
that they
your
are
God giveth
vanity.
you.
Blessed
But
is the
when ye
man
go
whom thou
over Jordan,
chastenest, O
and
Lord,
dwell
and
in the
teachest
land
him
which the
out
Lord
of
your
thy
God
law, that
giveth
thou
you to
mayest give
inherit,
him rest
and
from
when
the
he
days
giveth
of
you rest
adversity,
from all your
until the
enemies
pit
round
be
about,
digged for
so
the
that ye
wicked.
dwell in
For the Lord
safety,
will not
then
cast
there
off his
shall be
people,
a
neither
place
will he
which the Lord
forsake
your
his
God shall
inheritance.
choose to
But
cause his
judgment shall
name to
return
dwell
unto
there.
righteousness, and
Thither
all the
shall ye
upright in
bring
heart
all
shall
that I
follow
command
it.
you,
Who
your
will
burnt
rise up for
offerings, and
me
your
against the
sacrifices, your
evildoers, or who will
tithes, and
stand
the
up
heave
for me
offering of
against
your
the workers
hand,
of
and all
iniquity?
your choice
Unless the
vows which
Lord
ye
had
vow
been
unto the
my
Lord.
help,
And
my
ye shall
soul had
rejoice
almost
before
dwelt
the
in
Lord your
silence.
God,
When I said,
ye
My
and your
foot
sons
slippeth,
and your
thy mercy,
daughters,
O Lord,
and
held
your
me up.
men servants,
In the
and your maid
multitude of my
servants,
thoughts
and the
within me,
Levite that is
thy
within your
comforts
gates,
delight my soul.
forasmuch as he
Shall
hath
the
no
throne of
part nor
iniquity have
inheritance with
fellowship
you.
with thee,
Take
which
heed to
frameth
thyself
mischief
that
by
thou
a
offer
law?
not thy
They
burnt
gather
offerings in
themselves
every
together
place that
against
thou
the soul of
seest.
the righteous,
Be in
and
the
condemn
place
the
which the
innocent
Lord
blood.
shall
But
choose
the
in
Lord
one
is
of
my
thy
defense, and
tribes.
my God
There
is the
thou
rock
shalt
of my
offer thy
refuge.
burnt
And
offerings,
he
and
shall
there
bring
thou
upon
shalt do
them
all
their
that
own
I command
iniquity, and
thee.
shall cut them off in their
Notwithstanding
own
thou mayest
wickedness.
kill and
Yea,
eat
the
flesh
Lord
in
our
all thy
God shall
gates,
cut them
whatsoever
off.
thy soul
Psalm
lusteth
95.
after,
O come,
according
let
to
us
the
sing
blessing
unto
of
the
the Lord
Lord. Let
thy
us make
God
a
which he
joyful
hath given
noise to the
thee.
rock of
The
our
unclean and
salvation.
the clean
Let
may
us come
eat
before his
thereof, as
presence
of the
with
roebuck, and
thanksgiving,
as
and
of
make
the
a
hart.
joyful
Only
noise
ye
unto
shall
him with
not eat the
psalms.
blood,
For
ye
the
shall
Lord is
pour
a
it upon
great
the
God,
earth
and a
as
great
water.
King
Thou
above all
mayest not eat
gods. In
within
his
thy
hand
gates
are
the
the deep
tithe of
places
thy
of the earth.
corn,
The
or of
strength
thy
of the
wine,
hills is his
or of thy
also. The
oil,
sea is
or
his,
the
and he made
firstlings
it,
of
and
thy
his hand
herds, or of
formed the
thy
dry
flock,
land.
nor any of
O
thy
come, let us
vows
worship
which
and
thou
bow
vowest,
down. Let us
nor thy
kneel before
freewill
the Lord our
offerings, or
Maker.
heave
For he
offering
is
of
our
thine
God, and
hand.
we are
But
the
thou
people
must
of his
eat them
pasture,
before the
and the
Lord
sheep of
thy
his
God in
hand.
the place which
Today,
the
if
Lord
ye
thy
will
God
hear
shall
his voice,
choose,
harden
thou
not
and
your
thy
heart,
son, and
as in
thy
the
daughter,
provocation,
and thy
and as
manservant,
in the
and thy
day of
maidservant, and the
temptation in the
Levite that is
wilderness,
within thy
when your
gates,
fathers
and thou
tempted
shalt
me,
rejoice
proved me,
before the
and
Lord
saw
thy
my
God
work.
in all that
40
thou
years
puttest
long
thine
was I
hands
grieved
unto.
with this
Take
generation,
heed to
and said,
thyself
It
that
is
thou
a people
forsake
that
not
do
the
err
Levite,
in their
as long
heart,
as
and
thou
they have
livest
not
upon
known
the
my
earth.
ways,
When the
unto
Lord thy
whom I
God
swear in my
shall
wrath
enlarge
that
thy
they should
border,
not
as he
enter
hath
into my
promised
rest.
thee, and thou
Psalm
shalt say,
96.
I will
O
eat
sing
flesh,
unto the
because
Lord a
thy
new
soul
song. Sing
longeth to
unto the
eat
Lord
flesh,
all the
thou
earth.
mayest
Sing
eat
unto
flesh.
the Lord. Bless
Whatsoever
his
thy
name.
soul
Shew
lusteth
forth his
after, if the
salvation from
place
day
which
to
the
day.
Lord thy God
Declare
hath
his
chosen
glory
to put
among the
his name
heathen, his
there,
there
wonders
be
among
too
all
far
people.
from thee,
For the Lord
then thou
is great
shalt
and
kill
greatly
of thy
to be
herd
praised.
and of
He
thy
is to
flock
be
which the
feared
Lord
above
hath
all
given
gods.
thee,
For
as
all
I
the
have
gods of
commanded
the
thee.
nations are
And thou
idols,
shalt
but the
eat in thy
Lord made the
gates
heavens.
whatsoever thy soul
Honor and
lusteth
majesty
after.
are before him,
Even as the
strength and
roebuck
beauty
and the
are
hart
in
is
his
eaten,
sanctuary.
so thou shalt
Give
eat
unto the
them.
Lord,
The
O ye
unclean and
kindreds
the
of the
clean
people,
shall
give
eat
unto the
of them
Lord
alike.
glory and
Only
strength.
be sure
Give
that thou
unto the
eat
Lord
not
the
the
glory
blood,
due
for the
unto his
blood
name.
is the
Bring
life,
an
and thou
offering and
mayest
come
not
into
eat
his
the life
courts.
with
O
the
worship the
flesh.
Lord in
Thou
the
shalt
beauty
not
of
eat
holiness.
it.
Fear
Thou
before
shalt
him
pour
all
it
the
upon
earth.
the earth
Say
as
among
water.
the heathen
Thou
that the
shalt not
Lord
eat it,
reigneth. The
that
world
it may go
also
well
shall be
with thee, and
established,
with
that
thy
it shall
children
not be
after thee,
moved. He shall
when thou
judge the
shalt
people
do that
righteously.
which is
Let
right
the
in the
heavens
sight of the
rejoice,
Lord.
and let the earth
Only
be
thy
glad.
holy
Let the
things
sea
which thou
roar in the
hast,
fullness
and thy
thereof. Let the
vows,
field be
thou shalt
joyful, and
take, and
all that
go
is
unto the place
therein.
which
Then
the
shall
Lord
all the
shall
trees of
choose.
the wood
Then thou
rejoice
shalt
before
offer
the
thy
Lord.
burnt
For he
offerings,
cometh,
the
for he
flesh and the
cometh to
blood,
judge
upon
the
the
earth.
altar of
He
the
shall
Lord thy
judge the
God.
world with
And the blood of
righteousness,
thy
and the people with
sacrifices
his
shall be
truth.
poured out
Psalm
upon the
97.
altar of the
The
Lord
Lord
thy
reigneth.
God,
Let the
and thou
earth
shalt eat
rejoice.
the
Let the
flesh.
multitude of
Observe
isles
and
be
hear
glad
all these
thereof.
words which I
Clouds
command
and
thee,
darkness are
that it
round
may go
about him.
well with thee,
Righteousness and
and with
judgment
thy
are the
children after
habitation of
thee
his throne.
forever,
A
when thou
fire goeth
doest that
before
which is
him, and
good
burneth up
and
his
right in the
enemies
sight
round
of the
about.
Lord thy
His
God.
lightnings
When
enlightened
the
the
Lord thy
world.
God
The
shall
earth
cut off
saw
the
and
nations
trembled.
from before
The
thee,
hills melted
whither
like
thou
wax at
goest
the
to
presence
possess
of the
them,
Lord, at the
and thou
presence of the Lord
succeedest
of the
them,
whole earth.
and dwellest
The
in their
heavens
land,
declare his
take heed to
righteousness, and all
thyself
the
that thou
people
be
see
not
his
snared
glory.
by following
Confounded
them,
be all
after
they
that they
that
be
serve graven
destroyed from
images,
before
that boast
thee, and that
themselves of
thou
idols.
inquire not
Worship
after
him,
their
all ye
gods, saying,
gods.
how did
Zion
these
heard it and
nations
was
serve their
glad, and the
gods?
daughters
Even
of
so
Judah
will I do
rejoiced because of
likewise.
thy
Thou
judgments, O
shalt not
Lord.
do
For
so
thou,
until the
Lord,
Lord thy
art high
God,
above all the
for
earth.
every
Thou art
abomination to the
exalted far
Lord,
above all
which ye he
gods,
hateth,
ye that
have
love
they
the
done
Lord
unto
hate
their
evil.
gods,
He
for even their
preserveth the
sons
souls
and their
of the
daughters they
saints.
have
He
burnt in the
delivereth them
fire
out of
to
the
their
hand of the
gods.
wicked.
What
Light is
things
sown for
soever
the
I
righteous,
command
and
you,
gladness for the
observe to
upright
do
in
it.
heart.
Thou
Rejoice
shalt
in the
not
Lord,
add
ye righteous,
thereto,
and
nor
give
diminish
thanks at the
from it.
remembrance of his holiness. Psalm 98. A psalm.
Chapter 13.
O sing unto the
If there
Lord
arise
a new
among you a
song, for he hath
prophet, or
done
a
marvelous
dreamer of
things.
dreams,
His right
and
hand
giveth
and his
thee a
holy
sign
arm
or a
hath gotten
wonder,
him the
and the
victory.
sign or the
The Lord
wonder
hath
come
made
to
known
pass,
his
whereof he
salvation.
spake
His
unto thee,
righteousness hath he openly
saying,
shewed
Let us go
in the
after
sight of
other
the heathen.
gods which thou
He hath
hast not
remembered his
known, and let
mercy
us
and
serve
his
them.
truth toward the
Thou
house of
shalt not
Israel.
hearken unto
All
the
the
words
ends
of
of the
that
earth have
prophet or
seen the
that dreamer
salvation
of
of our
dreams,
God.
for the
Make a
Lord your
joyful
God
noise
proveth
unto
you,
the
to
Lord,
know
all
whether
the
ye
earth.
love
Make a
the Lord
loud
your
noise
God
and
with all your
rejoice
heart
and sing
and with all
praise.
your soul.
Sing unto the
Ye
Lord
shall
with the
walk
harp,
after
with
the
the
Lord
harp and
your
the
God,
voice of
and
a
fear
psalm.
him, and
With
keep his
trumpets and
commandments,
sound
and
of
obey his
cornet make a
voice, and ye
joyful
shall
noise
serve
before the
him, and
Lord the
cleave unto
King.
him.
Let the sea
And that
roar and the
prophet or
fullness
that dreamer
thereof,
of
the
dreams shall
world
be
and
put
they
to
that
death,
dwell therein.
because he has
Let the
spoken to
floods clap
turn
their
you away
hands,
from
let
the
the
Lord
hills
your
be
God,
joyful
which
together
brought you
before
out
the
of the land
Lord.
of
For he
Egypt,
cometh
and
to judge
redeemed
the
you out
earth
of the
with
house of
righteousness
bondage,
shall he judge
to
the
thrust
world
thee
and the
out of
people
the
with
way which
equity.
the Lord thy
Psalm
God
99.
commanded thee to
The
walk
Lord
in.
reigneth, let
So
the
shalt
people
thou
tremble.
put
He
the evil
sitteth
way
between the
from the midst of
cherubims, let
thee.
the earth be
If thy
moved.
brother,
The
the
Lord is
son of thy
great in
mother, or
Zion,
thy
and he
son,
is
or
high
thy
above
daughter,
all the
or the
people.
wife of thy
Let them
bosom,
praise thy
or thy
great and
friend,
terrible
which is
name,
as
for it
thine
is
own
holy. The
soul,
king's strength
entice
also
thee
loveth
secretly,
judgment. Thou
saying,
dost
Let us
establish
go and serve
equity.
other
Thou
gods, which
executest
thou hast
judgment
not
and
known,
righteousness in
thou nor
Jacob.
thy fathers,
Exalt ye the Lord
namely,
our
of the
God, and
gods of the
worship at
people
his
which are round
footstool, for
about
he
you,
is
nigh
holy.
unto thee,
Moses and
or
Aaron
far
among
off
his
from
priests,
thee,
and
from the
Samuel
one end
among
of the
them that
earth
call
even
upon
unto
his
the other
name.
end of
They
the
called
earth.
upon the
Thou
Lord, and
shalt
he
not
answered them.
consent unto
He
him,
spake
nor
unto them
hearken
in the
unto
cloudy
him,
pillar. They
neither
kept his
shall thine
testimonies
eye
and the
pity
ordinance
him,
that he gave
neither
them.
shalt thou
Thou
spare,
answeredst
neither
them, O
shalt thou
Lord our
conceal
God.
him,
Thou
but thou
wast a
shalt
God that
surely kill
forgavest
him.
them,
Thine
though
hand
thou
shall be
tookest
first
vengeance
upon
of
him to
their
put him to death,
inventions.
and
Exalt the
afterwards
Lord
the
our
hand of
God,
all
and
the
worship
people.
at his
And thou
holy
shalt
hill, for
stone
the
him with
Lord our
stones that he
God, he is
die,
holy.
because
Psalm
he has
100,
sought
a
to
psalm of
thrust thee
praise.
away from
Make
the
a
Lord
joyful
thy God,
noise
which
unto the
brought
Lord,
thee
all
out
ye
of the land of
lands. Serve
Egypt,
the Lord
from the
with
house of
gladness. Come
bondage.
before his
And all
presence with
Israel shall
singing.
hear and
Know ye
fear,
that the
and
Lord,
shall
he
do
is
no
God.
more
It is
any such
he that hath
wickedness
made us,
as
and
this
not
is
we
among you.
ourselves. We
If
are his
thou shalt
people,
hear
and the
say in
sheep
one
of
of
his
thy
pasture.
cities, which the
Enter
Lord
into
thy
his
God
gates
hath
with
given thee to
thanksgiving, and
dwell
into
there,
his courts
saying,
with
Certain
praise.
men, the
Be
children of
thankful unto
Belial, are
him, and
gone
bless
out
his
from
name,
among
for the
you, and
Lord
have
is good.
withdrawn
His
the
mercy is
inhabitants of their
everlasting, and
city,
his
saying,
truth
Let us
endureth
go
to
and
all
serve other
generations.
gods which ye
Psalm
have not
101,
known.
a psalm of
Then
David.
shalt thou
I will sing
inquire,
of
and make
mercy and
search, and
judgment.
ask
Unto thee, O
diligently,
Lord, will I
and
sing.
behold,
I
if
will
it be
behave
truth,
myself
and the
wisely
thing
in a
certain,
perfect way.
that such
O when wilt
abomination is
thou
wrought
come unto
among
me?
you,
I will
thou
walk
shalt
within
surely
my
smite
house
the
with a
inhabitants of
perfect
that
heart.
city
I
with
will
the edge
set
of
no
the
wicked
sword,
thing before
destroying
mine
it
eyes. I
utterly,
hate the
and
work
all
of
that is
them that turn
therein, and
aside.
the
It
cattle
shall not
thereof with
cleave
the
to
edge of the
me.
sword.
A
And
froward
thou
heart
shalt
shall
gather
depart
all the
from me. I will
spoil of
not
it
know
into
a
the
wicked
midst of the
person.
street
Whoso
thereof,
privily
and shalt
slandereth
burn
his
with
neighbor,
fire
him
the
will I
city,
cut off.
and all the
Him that
spoil
hath an
thereof,
high look
every
and a
whit,
proud
for the
heart will
Lord thy
not I
God.
suffer.
And it
Mine
shall
eyes
be
shall
an
be
heap
upon the
forever,
faithful of
it
the
shall not be
land,
built
that they
again.
may dwell
And there
with
shall
me.
cleave
He that
naught of the
walketh in a
cursed
perfect
thing to
way, he
thine
shall
hand,
serve me.
that the
He
Lord
that
may
worketh
turn from the
deceit shall
fierceness
not
of his
dwell
anger,
within my
and
house.
shew thee
He that
mercy,
telleth
and have
lies shall not
compassion
tarry
upon
in my
thee,
sight.
and
I will
multiply
early
thee as
destroy
he
all
has
the wicked
sworn
of the
unto thy
land, that I may
fathers.
cut off all
When thou
wicked
shalt
doers from
hearken
the
to the
city of the
voice of the
Lord.
Lord thy
Psalm
God,
102.
to keep
A
all his
prayer of the
commandments which
afflicted
I
when he is
command thee this
overwhelmed,
day,
and poureth
to
out
do
his
that which is
complaint
right in the
before the
eyes
Lord.
of the Lord
Hear
thy
my
God.
prayer, O Lord, and let my cry come
Chapter
unto thee.
14.
Hide not thy face
Ye
from
are the
me in the day
children of
when
the
I am
Lord
in
your
trouble.
God. Ye
Incline
shall
thine
not cut
ear unto me in
yourselves,
the
nor
day
make
when
any
I call.
boldness
Answer
between
me
your eyes
speedily.
for the dead.
For my days
For
are
thou
consumed
art an
like
holy broken, my
unto the
bones
Lord
are
thy
burned as an
God.
hearth. My
The
heart
Lord
is
hath
smitten
chosen
and
thee
withered
to
like
be a
grass, so that I
peculiar
forget
people
to eat
unto
my
himself.
bread. My
Above
reason
all
of the
the
voice of
nations
my
that are
groaning, my
upon the
bones
earth.
cleave to
Thou
my
shalt
skin.
not eat
I am
any
like a
abominable
pelican of the
thing.
wilderness.
These
I am
are the
like an
beasts
owl
which
of
ye
the
shall
desert.
eat,
I
the
watch
ox,
and am
the
as a
sheep,
sparrow
and the
alone
goat,
upon the
the
housetop.
hart, and the
Mine
roebuck,
enemies
and the
reproach
fallow
me all
deer,
the day,
and the wild
and they
goat,
that
and
are
the
mad against me
pygod,
are
and the
sworn
wild
against me.
ox,
For
and the
I have eaten
chamois,
ashes like
and
bread,
every
and
beast
mingled
that
my
parteth
drink
the
with
hoof,
weeping,
and cleaveth
because
the
of thine
cleft into two
indignation and thy
claws,
wrath. For
and
thou
cheweth
hast
the cud
lifted
among
me
the
up and
beasts
cast
that
me
ye shall
down.
eat.
My days are like
Nevertheless,
a shadow
these
that
ye shall
declineth,
not eat of
and I
them
am
that chew
withered
the
like
cud,
grass.
or of
But
them
thou,
that
O
divide the
Lord,
cloven
shalt
hoof,
endure
as the
forever,
camel,
and thy
and the
remembrance
hare,
unto
and the
all
coney, for
generations.
they
Thou
chew the
shalt
cud,
arise
but
and have
divide not
mercy
the
upon
hoof.
Zion,
Therefore
for
they
the
are
time to favor
unclean
her,
unto
yea,
you.
the set time
And the
is
swine,
come.
because
For
it
thy servants
divideth the
take
hoof,
pleasure in her
yet cheweth
stones,
not
and
the
favor the
cud,
dust
it is
thereof.
unclean
So
to
the
you.
heathen
Ye
shall
shall
fear
not
the
eat
name of
of
the
their
Lord, and
flesh,
all
nor
the
touch
kings of
their
the earth
dead
thy glory. When the
These ye
Lord
shall
shall
eat
build
of
up
all that
Zion,
are in
he
the
shall
waters.
appear in his
All that have
glory.
fins
He
and
will
scales
regard the
shall ye
prayer of
eat.
the destitute,
And
and
whatsoever
not
hath not
despise their
fins and
prayer. This
scales
shall
ye
be
may
written
not
for the
eat.
generation
It is
to come, and
unclean
the
unto
people which
you.
shall be
Of
created
all
shall
clean
praise
birds
the
ye shall
Lord.
eat.
For he hath
But
looked
these
down
are
from the
they of
height of his
which ye shall not
sanctuary
eat:
from heaven.
the
Did the
eagle,
Lord
and the
behold the earth,
osprey,
to hear the
and the
groaning of the
osprey,
prisoner, to
and the
loose
glebe,
those
and
that
the
are
kite,
appointed
and
to
the
death,
vulture
to
after
declare
his
the name name of the Lord in
every
Zion,
raven
and his
after
praise
his
in
kind,
Jerusalem.
and the
when
owl,
the people are
and
gathered
the
together,
nighthawk,
and the
and the
kingdoms
cuckoo,
to serve
and the
the
hawk
Lord.
after
He
his
weakened
kind,
my
the
strength
little
in the
owl,
way.
and
He
the great
shortened my
owl,
days.
and the swan,
I said, O my
and the
God,
pelican,
take me
and
not
the gier
away in the
eagle,
midst of my
and the
days.
cormorant,
Thy years
and
are
the
throughout
stork,
all
and the heron
generations.
after her
Of
kind,
old hast thou
and
laid
the
the
lapwing,
foundation of
and
the
the
earth,
bat.
and
And
the
every
heavens are the
creeping
work of
thing
thy
that
hands.
flieth
They
is
shall
unclean
perish,
unto
but
you.
thou shalt
They shall
endure.
not be
Yea, all
eaten.
of them shall
But of
wax
all
old
clean
like a
fowls ye
garment.
may
As
eat.
a vesture
Ye shall
shalt
not
thou
eat of
change
anything
them,
that
and they
dieth
shall
of
be
itself.
changed.
Thou
But thou
shalt
art
give
the
it unto
same,
the
and thy
stranger
years
that
shall
is
have
in thy
no
gates,
end.
that
The
he may
children
eat
of
it.
thy
For
servants
thou
shall
mayest sell
continue,
it
and their
unto an
seed shall be
alien, for thou
established
art
before
an
thee.
holy people unto
Psalm
the Lord thy
103, a
God.
psalm of
Thou
David.
shalt not
Bless
seethe
the
the
Lord,
kid
O
in his
my
mother's
soul, and
milk.
all that
Thou
is
shalt
within me.
truly
Bless
tithe
his
all
holy
the
name.
increase of thy
Bless the Lord,
seed,
O my
that the
soul,
field
and
bringeth
forget not
forth year
all
by
his
year.
benefits. Who
And thou
forgiveth
shalt
all
eat
thine
before the Lord thy
iniquities, who
God
healeth
in the
all thy
place which he
diseases,
shall
who
choose to
redeemeth thy
place his
life
name
from
there,
destruction,
the
who
tithe of thy
crowneth thee with
corn,
loving
of thy
kindness
wine,
and tender
and of thine
mercies,
oil,
who
and the
satisfieth
firstlings
thy
of thy
mouth with
herds
good
and of thy
things, so that thy
flocks,
youth
that thou
is
mayest
renewed
learn
like
to
the
fear the
eagles.
Lord thy
The
God
Lord
always.
executeth
And if
righteousness
the
and
way be
judgment
too
for all
long
that are
for thee,
oppressed. He
so
made
that
known his
thou art
ways
not able
unto
to
Moses,
carry it,
his acts
or
unto
if the
the
place
children
be
of
too
Israel.
far
The
from
Lord is
thee, which the
merciful and
Lord thy
gracious,
God shall
slow to
choose to
anger,
set his
and
name
plenteous
there,
in mercy. He
when the
will
Lord
not
thy
always
God hath
chide,
blessed thee,
neither will
then
he
shalt
keep his
thou
anger
turn it
forever.
into
He
money,
hath not
and
dealt with
bind
us
up the
after
money
our
in thine
sins,
hand,
nor
and
rewarded us
shalt go
according
unto
to
the
our
place
iniquities.
which the
For
Lord
as the
thy
heaven
God
is
shall
high above
choose.
the earth, so
And thou
great
shalt
is his
bestow
mercy
that money
toward
for
them that fear
whatsoever thy
him.
soul
As far as
lusteth
the
after,
east is
for
from the
oxen,
west,
or
so
for
far
sheep,
hath he
or for
removed our
wine, or for
transgressions
strong
from
drink,
us. Like
or
as a
for
father
whatsoever thy
pitieth his
soul
children,
desireth.
so the
And
Lord
thou shalt
pitieth
eat
them
there
that fear
before the
him.
Lord thy
For he
God,
knoweth our
and thou
frame, he
shalt
remembereth
rejoice,
that we
thou and
are
thine
dust.
household.
As for
And
man,
the
his
Levite
days
that is
are as
within thy
grass,
gates,
as
thou
a
shalt not
flower of the
forsake
field,
him,
so he
for he hath
flourisheth.
no
For the
part
wind
nor
passeth
inheritance
over it,
with
and it
thee.
is
At
gone,
the end of
and the
3
place
years
thereof
thou
shall
shalt
know
bring
it no
forth
more.
all the
But the
tithe of
mercy of the
thine
Lord is
increase
from
the same
everlasting to
year, and
everlasting
shalt
upon
lay it
them that
up
fear
within thy
him, and
gates.
his
And the
righteousness unto
Levite,
children's
because he hath
children,
no
to
part
such
nor
as keep his
inheritance with
covenant, to
thee,
those
and
that
the
remember
stranger, and the
his
fatherless,
commandments
and
to
the
do
widow,
them. The
which are
Lord
within
hath
thy
prepared his
gates,
throne
shall
in the
come, and
heavens,
shall eat
and
and be
his kingdom
satisfied.
ruleth over
That the
all.
Lord
Bless
thy
the
God
Lord, ye
may bless
angels that
thee in all
excel
the
in
work of
strength,
thine
that
hand,
do his
which thou
commandments,
doest.
hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Chapter
Bless ye
15.
the Lord, all ye
At the
his
end of
hosts,
every
ye
7
ministers
years
of
thou
his
shalt
that do
make a
his pleasure.
release.
Bless
And
the
this
Lord,
is
all
the
his
manner
works
of the
in all
release.
places of his
Every
dominion.
creditor that
Bless
lendeth
the
aught
Lord,
unto
O
his
my
neighbor shall
soul.
release it.
Psalm
He shall not
104.
exact it
Bless
of
the
his
Lord,
neighbor,
O my
or
soul.
of his
O
brother,
Lord my
because it is
God, thou
called the
art very
Lord's
great. Thou
release.
art clothed
Of a
with honor and
foreigner
majesty,
thou mayest
who
exact
coverest
it
thyself
again,
with
but that
light
which
as
is
with a
thine with
garment,
thy
who
brother thine
stretchest out
hand
the
shall
heavens like
release,
a curtain,
save when
who
there
layeth
shall
the
be no
beams of his
poor
chambers in
among
the
you.
waters,
For
who
the
maketh
Lord
the
shall
clouds
greatly
his
bless
chariot,
thee
who
in the
walketh
land which
upon
the
the
Lord
wings
thy
of the
God
wind,
giveth
who
thee
maketh his
for an
angels
inheritance to
spirits, his
possess it.
ministers of flaming
Only if thou
fire, who
carefully
laid the
hearken unto the
foundations
voice
of
of the
the earth,
Lord
that
thy
it should
God
not
to
be
observe to
removed
do all
forever.
these
Thou
commandments
coveredst
which
it
I
with the
command thee
deep
this
as with a
day.
garment.
For the
The
Lord
waters
thy
stood
God
above the
blesseth
mountains.
thee,
At
as
thy
he promised
rebuke they
thee,
fled.
and
At
thou
the
shalt
voice of
lend
thy
unto
thunder they
many
hasted
nations,
away.
but
They
thou shalt
go up by
not
the
borrow,
mountains.
and
They
thou
go
shalt
down by
reign
the
over
valleys
many
unto the
nations,
place which
but
thou
they
hast
shall not
founded
reign
for
over
them.
thee.
Thou
If
hast
there
set a
be
bound
among
that
you
they
a
may not
poor
pass
man
over,
of one
that
of
they
thy
turn not
brethren
again
within
to
any
cover
of
the
thy
earth.
gates in
He
thy
sendeth the
land which the
springs into
Lord
the
thy
valleys
God
which
giveth
run
thee,
among the
thou
hills.
shalt not
They give
harden
drink
thine
to every
heart,
beast
nor
of the
shut thine
field. The
hand
wild
from thy
asses
poor
quench their
brother.
thirst.
But thou
By
shalt
them shall
open
the
thine
fowls
hand
of the
wide
heaven
unto
have their
him, and
habitation,
shalt surely
which sing
lend
among
him
the branches.
sufficient for his
He
seed
watereth the
in
hills
that
from
which
his
he wanteth.
chambers. The earth is
Beware that there
satisfied
be
with the
not a
fruit of thy
thought in thy
works.
wicked heart,
causeth
saying,
the grass to
The
grow
7th
for the
year,
cattle,
the
and
year
herb
of
for the
release is
service
at
of
hand,
man,
and
that he
thine
may
eye
bring
be
forth
evil
food
against
out of
thy
the
poor
earth,
brother,
and wine
and
that
thou
maketh
givest
glad
him
the
not.
heart of
And
man,
he cry
and
unto the
oil to
Lord
make his
against
face
thee,
to shine,
and it be
and bread
sin
which
unto
strengtheneth
thee.
man's
Thou
heart.
shalt surely
The
give
trees of the
him,
Lord are full of
and thine
sap, the
heart
cedars
shall
of
not be
Lebanon which he
grieved
hath
when thou
planted,
givest unto
where the
him,
birds make
because
their
that
nest,
for
as
this
for the
thing the
stork,
Lord
the
thy
fir
God
trees
shall
are her
bless thee
house.
in all
The
thy
high
works,
hills are a
and in all
refuge for the
that thou
wild goat,
puttest thine
and the
hand
rocks for the
unto.
conies.
For the
He
poor
appointed
shall
the
never
moon for
cease out of the
seasons, the
land.
sun knoweth his
Therefore I
going
command
down.
thee,
Thou
saying,
makest
Thou shalt
darkness that
open
it is
thine
night,
hand
wherein all
wide
the
unto thy
beasts of the
brother,
forest
to
do
thy
creep
poor,
forth.
and to
The
thy
young
needy in
lions
thy
roar
land.
after their
And if
prey,
thy
and seek
brother,
their meat
an
from
Hebrew
God.
man,
The
or an
sun
Hebrew
ariseth,
woman,
they
be
gather
sold unto
themselves
thee,
together,
and
and
serve
lay
thee
them
6
down in their
years,
dens.
then in
Man
the
goeth
7th year
forth
thou
unto his
shalt let
work,
him
and to
go
his
free from
labour unto
thee.
the evening.
And when
O
thou sendest
Lord,
him
how
out free
manifold are
from
thy
thee,
works!
thou
In
shalt
wisdom
not let
hast thou
him
made
go
them
away
all.
empty.
The earth is
Thou
full
shalt
of thy
furnish
riches.
him
So
liberally
is this
out of thy
great and
flock,
wide sea,
and out of
wherein
thy
are things
floor,
creeping
and out of thy
innumerable, both
winepress,
small and
of
great
that wherewith
beasts.
the Lord thy
There go the
God hath
ships,
blessed
there is the
thee, thou
Leviathan
shalt
whom
give
thou
unto
hast
him.
made to play
And thou
therein.
shalt remember
These
that thou
wait
wast
all
a
upon
bondman
thee,
in the land
that
of
thou
Egypt,
mayest give
and the
them their
Lord thy
meat in
God
due
redeemed
season.
thee.
That thou
Therefore
givest
I
them, they
command thee
gather.
this
Thou
thing
openest
today.
thine hand,
And
they
it
are
shall
filled
be,
with good.
if he
Thou
say
hidest
unto
thy
thee,
face, they
I will
are
not
troubled.
go
Thou
away
takest
from
away
thee,
their breath,
because
they
he loveth
die and
thee and
return to
thine
their
house,
dust. Thou
because he is
sendest
well
forth thy
with thee,
spirit, they are
then thou
created,
shalt take
and
an
thou
awl and
renewest the
thrust it
face of
through
the
his
earth. The
ear
glory
unto
of
the
the
door,
Lord shall
and he
endure
shall be
forever.
thy
The
servant
Lord shall
forever.
rejoice in
And
his
also
works. He
unto thy
looketh on the
maidservant
earth,
thou
and it
shalt do
trembleth. He
likewise.
toucheth the
It
hills,
shall
and
not
they
seem
smoke.
hard
I
unto
will
thee,
sing
when
unto the
thou
Lord as
sendest him
long
away
as I
free
live. I
from
will
thee,
sing
for
praise
he
to
hath
my
been
God
worth
while I
a
have
double
faithful hired servant to thee.
My
In
meditation of
serving
him shall
thee
be sweet.
6
I will be
years.
glad
And
in
the
the
Lord thy God
Let
shall
the
bless
sinners be
thee in all
consumed
that
out
thou
of the earth,
doest.
and let the wicked
All
be
the
no
firstling
more.
males
Bless
that
thou
come
the
of
Lord,
thy
O my
herd
soul.
and of thy
Praise
flock
ye
thou
the
shalt
Lord.
sanctify unto
Psalm
the Lord thy
105.
God.
Oh,
Thou
give
shalt do
thanks
no
unto the
work
Lord,
with the
call
firstling
upon
of thy
his name,
bullock,
make
nor
known
shear
his
the
deeds
firstling
among
of
the
thy
people.
sheep.
Sing
Thou
unto
shalt
him,
eat
sing
it before
psalms
the
unto
Lord thy
him.
God
Talk
year
ye of
by
all his
year in the
wondrous
place
works.
which the Lord shall
Glory
choose,
ye in his holy
thou and thy
name. Let the
household.
heart of them
And if there
rejoice
be any
that seek the
blemish
Lord.
therein,
Seek the Lord and his
if it be
strength. Seek his
lame,
face
or
evermore.
blind, or have
Remember
any
his
ill
marvelous
blemish,
works that
thou
he hath
shalt
done,
not
his
sacrifice
wonders
it
and the
unto the Lord
judgments of
thy
his
God.
mouth.
Thou
O ye
shalt
seed
eat
of
it within
Abraham,
thy
his servant,
gates.
ye
The
children of
unclean
Jacob, his
and the
chosen.
clean person
He is the
shall eat
Lord
it
our
alike,
God. His
as the
judgments are
roebuck
in
and
all
as
the
the
earth.
hart.
He hath
Only
remembered
thou
his
shalt
covenant
not eat the
forever,
blood
the
thereof.
word which he
Thou shalt
commanded to
pour it upon
1,000
the ground as
generations,
water.
which covenant he made with Abraham and his
Chapter
oath unto
16.
Isaac, and
Observe
confirmed
the
the
month
same
of
unto
Abib,
Jacob
and
for a
keep the
law,
Passover
and
unto
to
the Lord
Israel
thy
for an
God.
everlasting
For in the month
covenant,
of
saying,
Abib the
Unto
Lord
thee will
thy
I give
God
the
brought
land of
thee
Canaan,
forth
the
out
lot
of
of your
Egypt by
inheritance.
night.
When
Thou
they were
shalt
but a
therefore
few men in
sacrifice the
number, yea,
Passover
very
unto
few,
the
and
Lord thy
strangers in
God
it,
of
when
the
they went
flock
from
and
one
the
nation
herd
to
in the
another,
place which
from
the
one
Lord shall
kingdom to
choose to
another
place his
people,
name
he
there.
suffered no
Thou
man
shalt
to do
eat no
them wrong,
leavened
yea, he
bread with it.
reproved kings
7
for their
days shalt
sakes,
thou eat
saying, Touch
unleavened
not
bread
mine anointed,
therewith,
and do my
even the
prophets
bread of
no harm.
affliction. For
Moreover,
thou
he
camest
called for a
forth out of
famine
the
upon
land
the
of
land.
Egypt in
He
haste,
brake the whole
that thou
staff
mayest
of bread.
remember the
He
day
sent a
when thou
man before
camest
them,
forth
and
out of
even
the land of
Joseph, who
Egypt
was sold
all
for
the
a
days
servant,
of thy life.
whose feet they hurt
And there
with
shall be no
fetters. He was
leavened
laid
bread
in
seen
iron,
with thee
until
in
the
all
time that
thy
his
coast
word
7
came. The word
days.
of the Lord
Neither
tried
shall there
him.
anything
The
of the
king sent
flesh,
and loosed
which
him,
thou
even the ruler of the
sacrificest
people, and let
the
him go
first day
free.
at
He
even,
made him lord
remain
of his
all
house
night
and
until the
ruler of all
morning.
his
Thou
substance,
mayest
to
not
bind his
sacrifice the
princes at his
Passover
pleasure,
within any
and
of
teach
thy
his
gates,
senators
which the
wisdom.
Lord thy
Israel
God giveth
also came
thee.
into Egypt,
But at
and
the place
Jacob
which the Lord
sojourned in
thy
the land
God
of
shall
Ham.
choose
And
to
he
place his
increased his
name
people
in, there
greatly,
thou
and
shalt
made them
sacrifice
stronger
the
than their
Passover at
enemies.
even,
He turned
at
their
the
heart
going
to
down
hate
of the
his people,
sun,
to
at the
deal
season that
subtly
thou
with his
camest
servants.
forth
He
out of
sent
Egypt.
Moses his
And
servant,
thou
and
shalt
Aaron,
roast
whom
and
he had
eat it in
chosen.
the place
They
which the
shewed his
Lord thy
signs
God
among
shall
them, and
choose.
wonders in the
And thou
land of
shalt turn
Ham.
in the
He
morning,
sent
and
darkness,
go
and
unto
made
thy
it dark, and
tents.
they
6
rebelled not
days thou
against his
shalt
word.
eat
He turned
unleavened
their
bread,
waters
and on
into
the
blood,
7th
and
day
slew their
shall be a
fish.
solemn
Their land
assembly to
brought
the
forth
Lord thy
frogs in
God.
abundance in
Thou
the
shalt
chambers
do
of
no
their
work
kings.
therein.
He spake, and there
7
came
weeks
divers
shalt
salty
thou
flies
number
and
unto
lice in
thee.
all their
Begin to
coasts.
number the
He
7
gave them
weeks
hail
from
for
such
rain, and
time as thou
flaming fire
beginnest to
in their
put the
land.
sickle to the
He smote their
corn.
vines
And thou
also, and their
shalt keep
fig
the
trees, and
feast of
brake the
weeks
trees of
unto
their
the Lord thy
coasts.
God
He
with a
spake, and
tribute
the
of a free
locust
will
came, and
offering of thine
caterpillars, and
hand,
that without
which thou
number,
shalt
and
give
did
unto
eat
the
up all
Lord
the
thy
herbs in
God,
their land, and
according as the
devoured the
Lord thy
fruit of their
God hath
ground.
blessed
He
thee.
smote
And
also
thou
all
shalt
the
rejoice
firstborn in
before
their
the Lord
land, the
thy
chief of
God,
all their
thou and thy
strength.
son
He
and thy
brought them
daughter,
forth
and thy
also with
manservant,
silver and
and thy
gold, and
maidservant,
there
and
was
the
not one
Levite that is
feeble
within
person
thy
among their
gates, and the
tribes. Egypt
stranger,
was
and the
glad when they
fatherless,
departed,
and the
for the fear
widow
of
that
them
are
fell
among
upon
you, in the
them. He
place
spread
which
a
the Lord
cloud
thy
for a
God hath
covering, and
chosen to
fire to
place
give
his
light
name
in the
there.
night.
And
The
thou
people
shalt
asked,
remember that
and he
thou
brought
wast a
quails, and
bondman in
satisfied
Egypt,
them with
and
the
thou
bread of
shalt
heaven.
observe and
He
do
opened
these
the rock, and the
statutes.
waters
Thou
gushed
shalt
out. They
observe the
ran in the
feast of
dry
tabernacles
places like a
7
river.
days after
For
thou
he
hast
remembered
gathered
his
in
holy
thy
promise,
corn and
and
thy
Abraham
wine.
his servant.
And thou
And
shalt
he brought
rejoice
forth
in
his
thy
people
feast,
with
thou
joy,
and thy
and his
son and
chosen
thy
with
daughter,
gladness,
and
and
thy
gave them the
manservant
lands
and
of the
thy
heathen,
maidservant,
and they
and the
inherited the
Levite,
labor
the
of the people,
stranger,
that they
and the
might observe
fatherless,
his
and the widow
statutes and
that are
keep his
within thy
laws.
gates.
Praise ye the
7 days
Lord.
shalt thou keep a
Psalm
solemn
106.
feast unto the Lord
Praise ye
thy
the
God
Lord. O
in the
give
place
thanks unto the
which the
Lord,
Lord
for
shall
he is
choose,
good, for his
because the
mercy
Lord thy
endureth
God
forever.
shall
Who
bless
can utter
thee
the
in
mighty
all
acts of
thine
the Lord? Who
increase,
can shew
and in
forth
all the
all his
works of thy
praise?
hands.
Blessed are they that keep
Therefore thou
judgment, and he
shalt
that
surely
doeth
rejoice.
righteousness at all
3
times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God which he hath given thee.
They remembered not
Judges and
of thy
officers
mercies,
shalt
but
thou make
provoked
thee
him
in
at
all
the
thy
sea,
gates,
even at the Red
which
Sea.
the Lord thy God
Nevertheless, he
giveth
saved
thee
them for
throughout
his
thy
name's sake,
tribes,
that he might
and they
make
shall
his mighty
judge the
power
people
to be
with
known.
just
He
judgment.
rebuked the
Thou
Red
shalt
Sea
not
also,
wrest
and it was
judgment.
dried up.
Thou
So he
shalt
led
not
them through
respect
the depths
persons,
as through
neither
the
take a
wilderness,
gift,
and
for
he
a
gave
gift
them
doth
from the
blind
hand
the
of him that
eyes
hated
of the
them,
wise,
and redeemed them
pervert
from
the
the hand
words
of
of
the
the
enemy.
righteous.
And the
That
waters
which is
covered their
altogether
enemies.
just
There was
shalt
not
thou
one of them
follow,
left.
that thou
Then
mayest
believed
live,
they
and
his
inherit the
words. They
land
sang
which the
his
Lord
praise.
thy
They
God
soon
giveth
forgat
thee.
his works.
Thou
They
shalt
waited
not
not
plant
for
thee
his
a
counsel,
grove of any
but
trees
lusted
near unto
exceedingly
the
in the
altar of the
wilderness,
Lord
and
thy
tempted
God,
God in the
which
desert.
thou shalt
And
make
he
thee.
gave them their
Neither
request,
shalt thou
but sent
set thee up
leanness into
any
their
image,
soul.
which
They
the
envied
Lord thy
Moses
God
also in the
hateth.
camp, and Aaron, the saint of the Lord.
Chapter
The earth
17.
opened and swallowed
Thou
up
shalt
Dathan,
not
and covered the
sacrifice unto
company
the
of
Lord
Abiram.
thy God
And a
any
fire was
bullock or
kindled in their
sheep
company.
wherein
The
is
flame burned
blemish,
up the
or
wicked.
any
They made a
evil
calf in
favouredness,
Horeb, and worshipped
for
the
that
molten
is an
image. Thus
abomination
they
unto the
changed
Lord
their
thy
glory
God.
into the similitude
If there
of an
be found
ox that
among
eateth
you
grass.
within any
They
of thy
forgat
gates
God
which the
their
Lord thy
Saviour,
God
which had
giveth
done
thee,
great things in
man or
Egypt,
woman,
wondrous
that hath
works in
wrought
the land of
wickedness in
Ham,
the
and
sight of the
terrible
Lord
things
thy
by the Red
God, in
Sea.
transgressing
Therefore
his
he said
covenant,
that he would
and
destroy
hath gone
them.
and
Had
served
not
other
Moses,
gods, and
his
worshipped
chosen,
them,
stood
either
before
the
him in
sun
the
or
breach to
moon
turn
or
away
any of
his
the host
wrath,
of
lest he
heaven
should
which I have
destroy
not
them.
commanded.
Yea, they
And it be
despised the
told
pleasant
thee, and
land.
thou
They
hast
believed
heard of
not
it,
his word,
and inquired
but murmured in
diligently,
their
and
tents, and
behold, it be true, and the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought in Israel, then shalt thou bring forth that man or that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, and shalt stone them with stones till they die. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death. The hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise, and get thee up into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentence of judgment. Thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall shew thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall shew thee to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that will do presumptuously, and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister there before the Lord thy God, or unto the judge, even that man shall die. And thou shalt put away the evil from Israel. And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. Thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. Forasmuch as the Lord hath said unto you, he shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
Their soul abhorreth all manner of meat, and they draw
priests,
near
the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and his inheritance. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he has said unto them. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, and they shall give unto the priest the shoulders and the 2 cheeks, and the maw, the first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. For the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. And if a Levite come from any of thy gates, out of all Israel, where he sojourned, and come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren the Levites do, which stand there before the Lord. They shall have like portions to eat, beside that which cometh on the sale of his patrimony. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. For these nations which thou shalt possess hearken unto observers of times, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee so to do. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren like unto me. Unto
him
David.
ye shall hearken,
O God, my
according
heart
to
is
all
fixed.
that thou
I will sing and give
desiredst of
praise
the Lord
even with
thy
my
God in
glory.
Horeb in the
Awake,
day of the
psaltery and
assembly,
harp. I
saying,
myself will
Let me
awake
not
early.
hear again
I
the
will
voice of
praise
the
thee, O
Lord my
Lord,
God,
among the people,
neither
and I will
let me
sing
see
praises
this
unto
great
thee among
fire
the
any
nations.
more, that I
For thy
die
mercy
not.
is great above
The
the
Lord
heavens,
said
and thy
unto
truth
me,
reacheth unto
They
the
have well
clouds.
spoken
Be
that
thou
which they have
exalted, O
spoken.
God, above
I
the
will
heavens,
raise them
and thy
up a
glory above
prophet
all
from
the
among
earth,
their
that thy
brethren,
beloved
like
may
unto
be
thee,
delivered.
and will
Save
put
with
my
thy right
words in
hand,
his
and
mouth,
answer me.
and he shall
God
speak
hath
unto
spoken
them
in his
all that I
holiness.
shall
I will
command
rejoice.
him.
I will
And it
divide
shall
Shechem
come to
and mete out
pass,
the
that
valley of
whosoever
Succoth.
will not
Gilead
hearken
is
unto my
mine,
words which
Manasseh
he
is
shall
mine.
speak in my
Ephraim
name, I
also is
will
the strength of
require
mine
it of
head.
him.
Judah is
But the
my
prophet
lawgiver.
which shall
Moab
presume to
is my
speak a
washpot.
word in
Over
my name
Edom
which
will I
I have
cast out
not
my
commanded
shoe.
him to
Over
speak,
Philistia will
or
I
that shall
triumph.
speak in the
Who will
name
bring
of
me
other
into the
gods,
strong city?
even that
Who will
prophet
lead
shall
me
die.
into Edom?
And if
Wilt
thou
not
say
thou,
in
O
thine
God,
heart,
who hast
How
cast
shall
us
we
off,
know the
and wilt
word
not
which the
thou,
Lord
O
hath not
God, go
spoken?
forth with our
When a
hosts?
prophet
Give us
speaketh in
help
the
from
name of the
trouble, for
Lord,
vain
if the
is
thing
the help
follow
of man.
not, nor come
Through
to
God we
pass,
shall do
that is the
valiantly,
thing which the
for
Lord
he it
hath
is that
not
shall
spoken.
tread down
But the
our
prophet hath
enemies.
spoken it
Psalm
presumptuously.
109. To
Thou
the
shalt
chief
not be
musician,
afraid
a
of
psalm
him.
of David.
Presumptuously.
Hold not thy peace,
Chapter
O God of
19.
my praise.
When the
For
Lord
the
thy
mouth of the
God hath
wicked
cut
and the
off the
mouth of the
nations whose
deceitful are
land
opened
the Lord
against
thy
me. They
God
have
giveth
spoken
thee,
against
and
me with
thou
a lying
succeedest
tongue.
them,
They
and
compassed
dwellest
me
in their
about
cities
also
and
with
in their
words of
houses,
hatred, and
thou
fought
shalt
against me without a
separate 3
cause.
cities
For my
for thee
love
in the
they are
midst of
my
thy
adversaries,
land,
but
which
I
the
gave
Lord thy
myself
God
unto
giveth thee
prayer.
to
And
possess
they have
it.
rewarded
Thou
me
shalt
evil for
prepare
good,
thee
and
a
hatred
way,
for
and
my
divide
love.
the coasts
Set
of thy
thou a
land,
wicked
which
man
the
over
Lord thy
him,
God
and let
giveth thee
Satan
to
stand at
inherit,
his right
into
hand.
3
When
parts,
he shall
that
be
every
judged, let
slayer
him
may
be
flee thither.
condemned, and let
And
his
this is the
prayer
case
become
of the
sin.
slayer which
Let
shall
his
flee
days be
thither,
few, and
that
let
he may
another
live.
take his
Whoso
office.
killeth his
Let his
neighbor
children be
ignorantly,
fatherless, and
whom
his
he
wife a
hated not in
widow.
time
Let his
past,
children be
as when a
continually
man goeth into
vagabonds
the
and
wood with
beg.
his neighbor
Let
to
them
hew
seek their
wood,
bread
and
also
his
out of their
hand
desolate
fetcheth
places.
a stroke
Let the
with the axe to
extortioner
cut down
catch
the
all that he
tree,
hath,
and the
and
head
let the
slippeth
stranger
from the
spoil his
helve,
labor.
and lighteth
Let there
upon
be
his
none to
neighbor,
extend
that he
mercy unto
die.
him,
He shall
neither
flee
let there
unto
be
one
any
of
to
those
favor
cities
his
and live.
fatherless children.
Lest the
Let his
avenger of the
posterity
blood
be cut
pursue the
off,
slayer,
and in the
while his heart
generation
is hot, and
following let their
overtake
name
him,
be blotted
because
out.
the way is
Let
long,
the
and
iniquity
slay
of his
him,
fathers be
whereas he
remembered
was
with the
not
Lord,
worthy
and
of
let
death,
not the
inasmuch
sin
as
of
he
his
hated
mother
him not
be
in time
blotted out.
past.
Let them
Wherefore
be
I
before the
command thee,
Lord
saying,
continually,
Thou
that he may
shalt
cut off the
separate 3
memory of
cities
them
for
from the
thee,
earth.
and if
Because
the
that he
Lord thy
remembered
God
not to shew
enlarge thy
mercy,
coast,
but
as he hath
persecuted the
sworn unto
poor
thy
and needy
fathers,
man, that he
and give
might
thee
even
all the
slay the
land
broken
which
in
he
heart.
promised to give
As
unto
he
thy
loved
fathers,
cursing, so
if
let it
thou
come
shalt
unto
keep all
him.
these
As he
commandments
delighted
to
not
do
in
them,
blessing, so
which I
let it be
command
far
thee
from
this
him.
day, to
As he
love the
clothed
Lord thy
himself with
God,
cursing,
and to
like
walk
as with
ever
his
in his
garment,
ways,
so let it
then
come
shalt
into his
thou add
bowels
3
like
cities
water, and
more
like
for
oil
thee
into his
beside these
bones.
3,
Let it be
that
unto him
innocent
as the
blood be
garment
not
which
shed
covereth
in
him,
thy
and
land,
for a girdle
which the
wherewith
Lord
he
thy
is
God
girded
giveth thee
continually.
for an
Let this
inheritance,
be the
and
reward
so
of mine
blood be
adversaries
upon
from the
thee.
Lord,
But
and
if
of
any
them that
man
speak
hate his
evil
neighbor,
against my
and
soul.
lie in wait
But
for
do
him,
thou
and
for
rise
me,
up
O
against
God the
him,
Lord,
and
for thy
smite him
name's sake,
mortally,
because thy
that
mercy
he
is
die,
good,
and
deliver
fleeth
thou me.
into one
For
of
I
these
am
cities,
poor and needy,
then
and
the
my
elders
heart
of
is
his
wounded
city
within
shall
me.
send
I
and
am
fetch
gone
him
like the
thence,
shadow when
and
it
deliver
declineth.
him into the
I am
hand of
tossed
the
up and
avenger of
down as the
blood,
locust.
that he may
My
die.
knees are weak through
Thine eye
fasting,
shall
and my
not pity
flesh
him,
feeleth the
but thou
fatness.
shalt put
I
away the
became
guilt
also
of
a
innocent
reproach
blood
unto
from
them. When
Israel,
they looked
that it
upon
may
me,
go
they
well
shake
with
their
thee.
heads.
Thou
Help
shalt
me, O
not
Lord my
remove thy
God,
neighbor's
O save
landmark,
me
which
according
they
to thy
of old
mercy,
time have
that they
set
may
in
know
thine
that this is
inheritance,
thy hand,
which thou
that
shalt
thou,
inherit
Lord,
in
hast
the
done it.
land that the
Let
Lord
them
thy God
curse, but
giveth thee
bless
to
thou.
possess it.
When they arise,
One
let them
witness
be
shall not
ashamed,
rise up
but let
against
thy
a man
servant
for any
rejoice.
iniquity,
Let mine
or for any
adversaries be
sin,
clothed with
in
shame,
any
and
sin
let
that
them
he sinneth,
cover themselves
at
with
the
their own
mouth of 2
confusion as with
witnesses,
a
or
mantle.
at the mouth of
I
3
3 witnesses shall the matter be established. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord.
Said unto my
before the
Lord,
priests
sit thou
and
at
the
my
judges,
right hand,
which
until
shall
I
be
make thine
in those
enemies thy
days.
footstool.
And the judges
The Lord
shall make
send a
diligent
rod of thy
inquisition.
strength out of Zion.
And behold,
Thou
if the
in
witness
midst
be
of
a
thine
false
enemies,
witness,
thy
and
people
hath
shall be
testified
willing in the
falsely
day of thy
against his
power, and
brother,
the beauty of
then
holiness
shall
from the
ye
womb
do
of the
unto
morning.
him as
Thou
he
hast the
had
dew
thought
of
to
thy
have
youth.
done
The
unto
Lord
his
hath
brother.
sworn, and
So
will
shalt
not
thou
repent.
put
Thou
the
art a
evil
priest
away from
forever
among
after the
you.
order of
And
Melchizedek.
those which
The Lord
remain
at thy
shall
right
hear
hand shall
and
strike
fear,
through
and
kings
shall
in the day of
henceforth
his
commit
wrath.
no
He shall
more
judge
any
among
such
the
evil
heathen.
among
He
you.
shall fill the
And
places
thine
with the
eye
dead
shall not
bodies. He
pity,
shall wound
but
the
life
heads
shall
over
go
many
for
countries.
life, eye
He shall
for
drink
eye,
of the brook
tooth
in the
for
way.
tooth,
Therefore
hand
shall
for
he lift
hand,
up the head.
foot for foot.
Psalm 111. Praise
Chapter
ye the
20.
Lord. I will praise
When
the
thou
Lord with
goest
my
out
whole
to
heart
battle
in the
against
assembly
thine
of the
enemies, and
upright and in
seest
the
horses and
congregation, the
chariots,
works of the
and the
Lord are
people
great,
more than
sought out
thou,
of
be
all
not
them
afraid
that
of
have
them.
pleasure
For
therein.
the Lord thy
His work
God
is
is with
honorable
thee,
and glorious,
which
and
brought
his
thee up
righteousness
out of the
endureth
land of
forever.
Egypt.
He hath
And
made
it shall
his
be,
wonderful
when ye
works
are
to be
come nigh
remembered.
unto
The
the
Lord is
battle, that the
gracious and
priest
full
shall
of
approach
compassion.
and speak
He hath
unto the
given meat
people,
unto them
and
that
shall
fear
say
him.
unto
He
them,
will ever be
Hear,
mindful of his
O
covenant. He hath
Israel,
shewed his
ye
people the
approach this
power of his
day
works,
unto
that he may
battle
give them
against
the
your
heritage
enemies.
of the
Let
heathen.
not
The
your
works of
heart
his hands
faint,
are
fear
verity
not,
and judgment.
judgment.
And do
All
not
his
tremble,
commandments
neither
are
be
sure.
ye
They
terrified
stand fast
because of
forever
them.
and ever.
For the
and
Lord
are done
your
in truth and
God is he
uprightness.
that goeth
He
with
sent
you
redemption
to
unto
fight
his
for you
people. He
against
hath
your
commanded his
enemies to
covenant
save
forever.
you.
Holy and
And the
reverent
officers
is his
shall
name.
speak unto
The
the
fear of
people,
the
saying,
Lord is the beginning
What
of
man
wisdom.
is there
A
that
good
hath built a new
understanding have all
house, and
they
hath
that
not
do his
dedicated it?
commandments. His
Let him
praise
go and
endureth
return to his
forever.
house,
Psalm
lest he
112.
die in the battle,
Praise ye
and
the
another
Lord.
man dedicate
Blessed
it.
is the man that
And what
feareth
man
the
is he
Lord,
that
that
hath
delighteth
planted a
greatly in his
vineyard, and hath
commandments.
not yet
His
eaten
seed
of
shall
it?
be mighty
Let him
upon
also
earth.
go
The
and return
generation of
unto
the
his
upright
house,
shall be
lest he
blessed.
die in the
Wealth and
battle,
riches
and
shall be
another
in his
man eat
house,
of
and
it.
his
And what
righteousness
man is
endureth
there
forever.
that hath
Unto the
betrothed a
upright
wife,
there
and hath
ariseth
not
light
taken
in the
her?
darkness.
Let
He
him
is
go and
gracious and
return
full of
unto his
compassion
house,
and
lest he
righteous.
die in
A
the
good
battle,
man
and
sheweth
another man
favor
take
and
her.
lendeth. He
And
will
the
guide
officers
his
shall speak
affairs with
further unto the
discretion.
people, and
Surely
they
he
shall
shall not be
say,
moved
What
forever.
man is
The
there
righteous
that is
shall be in
fearful and
everlasting
faint-hearted?
remembrance. He
Let
shall
him
not be
go and
afraid of
return
evil
unto his
tidings.
house,
His heart
lest
is
his
fixed,
brethren's
trusting in
heart
the Lord.
faint as
His
well
heart
as
is
his heart.
established. He shall not
And
be
it shall
afraid
be, when the
until he see
officers
his
have made an
desire
end of
upon his
speaking unto
enemies.
the people,
He hath
that they
dispersed,
shall
he
make
hath given to
captains
the
of the
poor.
armies
His
to
righteousness
lead the
endureth
people.
forever.
When
His
thou
horn
comest
shall be
nigh unto a
exalted with
city to
honor.
fight
The
against
wicked
it,
shall see
then
it and be
proclaim
grieved.
peace unto
He shall
it.
gnash
And
with
it
his
shall
teeth
be,
and
if
melt
it make
away.
the
The
answer of
desire of the
peace,
wicked
and
shall
open unto
perish.
thee,
Psalm
then it shall be
113.
that
Praise
all
ye
the
the
people
Lord.
that is
Praise,
found
O ye
therein shall
servants of
be
the Lord. Praise the
tributaries
name of the
unto
Lord.
thee,
Blessed be
and
the
they
name
shall
of the
serve
Lord
thee.
from this time
And if
forth
it
and
will make no
forevermore.
peace
From
with
the
thee,
rising of the
but
sun
will make
unto the going
war
down of
against
the
thee,
same, the
then thou
Lord's
shalt
name is to
besiege
be
it.
praised.
And when
The
the
Lord is
Lord
high
thy
above
God
all
hath
nations,
delivered
and
it
his
into
glory
thine
above the
hands,
heavens.
thou shalt
Who is
smite
like unto
every
the Lord
male
our God,
thereof
who
with the
dwelleth
edge
on
of the
high?
sword.
Who
But the
humbleth
women
himself
and the
to
little
behold the
ones,
things that
and
are
the
in
cattle,
heaven
and all
and in
that
the
is in the
earth? He
city, even
raiseth
all
up
the
the poor
spoil
out of the
thereof,
dust, and
shalt
lifteth
thou
the
take
needy out of
unto
the dunghill,
thyself.
that he
And
may
thou
set
shalt
him
eat
with
the
princes,
spoil of
even
thine
with the
enemies,
princes of his
which the
people.
Lord
He
thy
maketh
God
the
hath
barren
given
woman
thee.
to keep house,
Thus
and to be
shalt
a
thou
joyful
do unto
mother of
all the
children.
cities which
Praise
are
ye the
very
Lord.
far off from
Psalm
thee, which are
114.
not of
When
the
Israel
cities of
went out
these
of Egypt,
nations.
the house of
But of the
Jacob
cities
from a
of these
people of
people
strange
which the
language,
Lord thy
Judah
God
was his
doth give thee
sanctuary,
for
and
an
Israel his
inheritance,
dominion.
thou
The
shalt
sea saw
save
it and fled.
alive
Jordan
nothing
was
that
driven back.
breatheth.
The
But
mountains
thou
skipped
shalt
like
utterly
rams, and the
destroy
little hills
them,
like
namely
lambs.
the
What
Hittites
ailed
and the
thee, O thou
Amorites,
sea, that
the
thou
Canaanites
fleddest?
and the
Thou
Perizzites,
Jordan,
the
that thou wast
Hivites,
driven
and the
back? Ye
Jebusites,
mountains,
as the
that ye
Lord thy
skipped like
God hath
rams, and ye
commanded
little
thee,
hills like
that they
lambs.
teach you
Tremble,
not to
thou
do
earth, at the
after all
presence of
their
the Lord, at the
abominations,
presence of
which
the
they have
God of
done unto
Jacob,
their
which
gods.
turned the
So
rock
should
into
ye
a
sin
standing
against the
water,
Lord
the
your
flint
God.
into a
When
fountain
thou
of
shalt
waters.
besiege a
Psalm
city a long
115.
time, in making
Not
war
unto
against
us, O
it to
Lord,
take it,
not unto
thou
us,
shalt
but
not
unto thy
destroy the
name give
trees
glory,
thereof
for thy
by
mercy
forcing an
and
axe
for thy
against
truth's
them,
sake.
for thou
Wherefore shall
mayest
the
eat of
heathen
them,
say,
and
Where
thou
is
shalt
now
not
their
cut them
God?
down.
But our
For the
God
tree
is
of
in
the
the heavens.
field
He
is
hath
man's
done
life,
whatsoever he
to
hath
employ
pleased.
them in the
Their
siege.
idols are silver
Only
and
the
gold, the
trees
work of
which thou
men's
knowest
hands.
that they be
They
not
have
trees
mouths,
for meat,
but they
thou
speak
shalt
not.
destroy and
Eyes have
cut
they,
them
but they
down.
see not.
And thou
They
shalt
have
build
ears, but they hear
bulwarks
not.
against the city
Noses
that
have they,
maketh
but they
war with
smell
thee,
not. They have
until it be
hands, but they
subdued.
handle not. Feet have they, but they
Chapter
walk not.
21.
Neither speak
If one
they
be
through their
found
throat.
slain in the
They that
land
make
which the
them are
Lord thy
like unto
God
them.
giveth
So is
thee
every
to
one
possess
that
it,
trusteth
lying
in
in the
them. O
field, and
Israel,
it be
trust
not
thou in
known
the
who hath
Lord. He
slain
is their
him,
help and
then
their
thy
shield. O
elders
house
and
of
thy
Aaron,
judges
trust
shall
in the
come
Lord. He
forth,
is
and
their
they
help
shall
and their
measure
shield.
unto the
Ye
cities
that
which are
fear the
round
Lord,
about him
trust in the
that
Lord.
is
He is
slain.
their help
And
and
it
their
shall be
shield.
that the
The
city
Lord
which
hath
is
been
next
mindful
unto
of
the
us. He
slain
will
man,
bless us.
even
He
the
will bless
elders
the
of that
house of
city shall
Israel.
take
He
an
will bless
heifer,
the house of
which hath
Aaron.
not
He
been
will
wrought
bless
with,
them that fear the
and
Lord,
which
both
hath not
small and great.
drawn in the
The
yoke.
Lord shall
And the
increase you
elders of
more
that
and
city
more,
shall
you
bring
and your
down the
children. Ye
heifer
are blessed of the
unto a
Lord, which
rough
made heaven
valley,
and
which
earth.
is
The
neither
heaven, even
eared
the
nor
heavens, are the
sown,
Lord's.
and shall
But the strike off the heifer's neck there in the valley. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God hath chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord, and by their word shall every controversy and every stroke because he hath heard my voice, and all the elders of that city that are next unto the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer that is beheaded in the valley. And they shall answer and say, Our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Be merciful, O Lord, unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge. And the blood shall be forgiven them. So shalt thou put away the guilt of innocent blood from among you, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be,
see, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength, the right of the firstborn is his. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father, or the voice of his mother, and that, when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious, he will not obey our voice, he is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be to be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is accursed of God, that thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. Chapter 22. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of thy brother's, which he hath lost, and thou hast found, shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree, or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young, or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young. But thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, but thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence.
With my whole heart have I sought thee, O let me not wander from thy
seeds.
commandments. Thy
Lest
word
the
have
fruit
I
of
hid
thy
in my
seed
heart,
which
that
thou
I might
hast
not
sown,
sin
and
against
the fruit
thee.
of thy
Blessed art
vineyard
thou,
be
O Lord,
defiled.
teach me thy
Thou
statutes.
shalt not
With my
plow
lips
with an
have I
ox
declared
and an
all
ass
the judgments
together.
of thy
Thou
mouth.
shalt not
I have
wear a
rejoiced in
garment
the
of
way of thy
divers sorts,
testimonies,
as
as
of
much as
woolen
in
and
all
linen
riches.
together.
I will
Thou shalt
meditate in
make
thy
thee
precepts,
fringes
and have
upon the four
respect unto thy
quarters of thy
ways.
vesture,
I will delight
wherewith
myself in
thou
thy
coverest
statutes. I will
thyself.
not forget
If
thy
any
way.
man take a wife,
Amen.
and go in unto
Deal
her, and
bountifully
hate
with
her,
thy servant, that
and
I
give
may
occasions
live
of
and keep
speech
thy
against
word.
her, and
Open
bring up
thou
an
mine
evil
eyes,
name
that I may
upon her,
behold
and say,
wondrous things out
I
of thy
took this
law.
woman,
I am a
and when I
stranger
came
in the
to her, I
earth.
found
Hide
her
not
not
thy
a
commandments
maid.
from me.
Then
My
shall the
soul
father of
breaketh
the
for the
damsel
longing
and
that
her
it
mother
hath unto
take
thy
and bring
judgments at
forth
all
the tokens
times.
of the
Thou hast
damsel's
rebuked the
virginity
proud that
unto
are
the
cursed,
elders of
which
the
do
city
err
in the
from thy
gate.
commandments.
And the damsel's
Remove
father
from me
shall say
reproach
unto
and
the
contempt,
elders,
for I have
I
kept
give
thy
my daughter
testimonies.
unto this man
Princes
to
also
wife,
did
and
sit and
he
speak
hateth
against
her.
me, but
And
thy
lo, he
servant
hath
did
given
meditate in
occasions
thy
of speech
statutes.
against her,
Thy
saying,
testimonies
I
also are
found
my
not thy
delight,
daughter
and
a
my
maid.
counselors
And yet
did
these
it.
are the
My
tokens of
soul
my daughter's
cleaveth unto the
virginity.
dust. Quicken
And they
thou
shall
me
spread the
according to
cloth
thy
before
word.
the elders of
I
the
have
city.
declared my
And
ways,
the
and thou
elders of that
heardest me.
city
Teach
shall
me
take
thy
that man
statutes.
and
Make me
chastise
to
him.
understand
And
the
they
way
shall
of thy
immerse
precepts.
him
So
in
shall I
100
talk of
shekels
thy
of silver,
wondrous works.
and give
My
them
soul
unto the
melteth
father
for
of the
heaviness.
damsel,
Strengthen
because
thou
he
me
hath
according
brought up
unto
an
thy
evil
word.
name
Remove
upon
from
a
me the
virgin
way
of
of
Israel.
lying, and
And
grant
she
me thy
shall
law
be his
graciously.
wife.
I have
You may
chosen the
not
way
put her
of
away
truth. Thy
all his
judgments
days.
have I laid before
But if
me.
this
I
thing
have
be
stuck
true,
unto thy
and the tokens of
testimonies, O
virginity
Lord.
be
Put me
not
not to
found for the
shame.
damsel,
I will run the
then
way
they
of
shall
thy
bring out the
commandments, when
damsel
thou
to the
shalt
door of her
enlarge my
father's
heart.
house. And the men of her city
Teach
shall
me, O
stone
Lord, the
her
way
with
of thy
stones that
statutes,
she
and I shall
die.
keep it unto the
Because
end.
she hath wrought
Give me
folly in
understanding,
Israel,
and I shall keep
to
thy
play the
law.
whore
Yea, I
in her
shall
father's
observe it
house.
with my whole
So
heart.
shalt thou
Make me to
put
go in the
evil
path
away
of thy
from among
commandments,
you.
for therein
If
do
a
I
man be
delight.
found lying
Incline
with a
my
woman
ear
married
unto thy
to an
testimonies,
husband,
and not to
then they shall
covetousness.
both of
Turn
them
away
die,
mine eyes
both
from
the man
beholding
that lay
vanity,
with the
and quicken
woman
thou
and the
me in
woman.
thy
So
way.
shalt
Establish
thou
thy
put
word
away
unto thy
evil from
servant, who
Israel.
is
If a
devoted to thy
damsel that
fear.
is a
Turn
virgin
away
be
my reproach
betrothed
which I
unto an
fear, for thy
husband, and a
judgments
man
are
find
good.
her in the city,
Behold,
and
I
lie
have
with
longed
her,
after thy
then ye
precepts.
shall bring
Quicken me
them
in thy
both out
righteousness.
unto the gate
Thou,
of that city, and ye
let
shall
thy
stone
mercies
them
come
with
also
stones
unto
that
me,
they
O Lord,
die.
even thy
The damsel
salvation
because
according
she
to thy
cried
word.
not,
So
being
shall I
in the
have
city,
wherewith to
and the
answer
man
him
because
that
he hath
reproacheth
humbled
me,
his
for I
neighbor's
trust
wife.
in thy word.
So thou
And
shalt
take not
put
the
away
word of
evil
truth
from
utterly
among
out of
you.
my mouth, for
But
I
if a
have
man
hoped in thy
find a
judgments.
betrothed damsel
So
in
shall
the
I keep
field,
thy
and a
law
man force
continually
her, and
forever
lie
and
with
ever,
her,
and I will
then the
walk
man
at
only
liberty,
that
for
lay
I
with
seek
her
thy
shall
precepts.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing.
Before kings,
there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this man. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. Because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt.
This I had because I kept thy precepts.
He that is wounded in the stones, or hath his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way, when you came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor of Pethor of Mesopotamia to curse thee. Nevertheless the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all thy days forever. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their 3rd generation. When the host goeth forth against thine enemies, then keep thee from every wicked thing. If there be among you any man that is not clean by reason of uncleanness, that chanceth him by night, then shall he go abroad out of the camp, he shall not come within the camp. But it shall be when evening cometh on, he shall wash himself with water, and when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again. Thou shalt have a place also without the camp, whither thou shalt go forth abroad. And thou shalt have a paddle upon thy weapon, and it shall be, when thou wilt ease thyself abroad, thou shalt dig therewith, and shalt turn back and cover that which cometh from thee. For the Lord thy God walketh in the midst of thy camp, to deliver thee, and to give up thine enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be holy, that he see no unclean thing in thee, and turn away from thee. Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee. He shall dwell with thee, even among you, in that place which he shall choose in one of thy gates, where it liketh him best. Thou shalt not oppress him. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore, or the price of a dog, into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow. For even both these are abomination unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to in the land whither thou goest to possess it. When thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it, for the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee, and it would be sin in thee. But if thou shalt forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in thee. That which is gone out of thy lips thou shalt keep and perform, even a free will offering, according as thou hast vowed unto the Lord thy God, which thou hast promised with thy mouth. When thou comest into thy neighbour's vineyard, then thou mayest eat grapes thy fill at thine own pleasure, but thou shalt not put any in thy vessel. When thou comest into the standing corn of thy neighbour, then thou mayest pluck the ears with thine hand, but thou shalt not move a sickle unto thy neighbour's standing corn.
I am afflicted very much. Quicken me, O Lord,
Chapter 24. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and giveth it in her hand, and sendeth her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. after that she is defiled. For that is abomination before the Lord, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. When a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business, but he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken. No man shall take the nether or the upper millstone to pledge, for he hath taken a man's life to pledge. If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel, and maketh merchandise of him, or selleth him, then that thief shall die, and thou shalt put evil away from among you. Take heed in the plague of leprosy, that thou observe diligently, and do according to all that the priests the Levites shall teach you. As I commanded them, so ye shall observe to do. Remember what the Lord thy God did unto Miriam by the way, after that ye were come forth out of Egypt. When thou dost lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou dost lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee. And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. In any case thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun goeth down, that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless thee. And it shall be righteous unto thee before the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren, or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee. The father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor of the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge. But thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee thence. Therefore I command thee to do this thing. When thou cuttest down thine harvest in thy field, and hast forgot a sheaf in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hands. When thou beatest thine olive tree, thou shalt not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. When thou gatherest the grapes of thy vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. Thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command thee to do this thing.
Deliver me, for I do not forget thy law. Plead my cause and deliver me. Quicken me according to thy word. Salvation is far from the wicked.
Chapter 25. If there be a controversy between men, and they come unto judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down, and to be beaten before his face according to his fault by a certain number. 40 stripes he may give him, and not exceed, lest if he should exceed and beat him above these with many stripes, then thy brother should seem vile unto thee. Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders, and say, My husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, So shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him that hath his shoe loose. When men strive together one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets, then thou shalt cut off her hand. Thine eye shall not pity her. Thou shalt not have in thy bag divers weights, a great and a small.
I will lift up mine eyes
not have in thine house diverse measures, a great and a small. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. For all that do such things, and all that do unrighteously, are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it.
David, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love
And it shall be, when thou art come in unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, and possessest it, and dwellest therein, that thou shalt take of the first of all the fruit of the earth, which thou shalt bring of thy land that the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shalt put it in a basket, and shalt go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name there. And thou shalt go unto the priest that shall be in those days, and say unto him, I profess this day unto the Lord thy God that I am come unto the country which the Lord sware unto our fathers for to give us. And the priest shall take the basket out of thine hand, and set it down before the altar of the Lord thy God. And thou shalt speak and say before the Lord thy God, Assyrian ready to perish was my father, and he went down into Egypt and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation great, mighty, and populous. And the Egyptians evil entreated us, and afflicted us, and laid upon us hard bondage. And when we cried unto the Lord God of our fathers, the Lord heard our voice, and looked on our affliction, and our labor and our oppression. And the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand, and with an outstretched arm, and with great terribleness, and with signs and with wonders. And he hath brought us into this place, and hath given us this land, even a land that floweth with milk and honey. And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land which thou, O Lord, hast given me. And thou shalt set it before the Lord thy God, and worship before the Lord thy God. And thou shalt rejoice in every good thing which the Lord thy God hath given unto thee, and unto thine house, thou and the Levite, and the stranger that is among you. When thou hast made an end of tithing all the tithes of thine increase the third year, which is the year of tithing, and hast given it unto the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may eat within thy gates and be filled, then thou shalt say before the Lord thy God, I have brought away the hallowed things of mine house, and also have given them unto the Levite, and unto the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all thy commandments which thou hast commanded me. I have not transgressed thy commandments, neither have I forgotten them. I have not eaten thereof in my mourning, neither have I taken away aught thereof for any unclean use, nor given aught thereof for the dead, but I have hearkened to the voice of the Lord my God, and have done according to all that thou hast commanded me. Look down from thy holy habitation, from heaven, and bless thy people Israel, and the land which thou hast given us, as thou swearest unto our fathers, a land that floweth with milk and honey. This day the Lord thy God hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Thou shalt therefore keep and do them with all thine heart, and with all thy soul. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice. And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments, and to make thee high above all nations which he hath made, in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be an holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he hath spoken.
Psalm 129, a song of degrees.
Chapter
Many a
27.
time have
And
they
Moses with the
afflicted
elders
me
of
for my
Israel
youth.
commanded
May
the
Israel
people,
now
saying,
say, Many
Keep
a
all
time
the
have they
commandments
afflicted
which
me
I
for my
command you
youth,
this
yet they
day.
have not
And it
prevailed
shall be
against
on the
me.
day when ye
The
shall
plough
pass
is
over
plowed upon
Jordan
my back,
unto
they
the
made
land
long
which the
their
Lord thy
furrows.
God
The Lord
giveth
is
thee,
righteous, he
that
hath
thou
cut
shalt
asunder
set
the
thee
cords
up
of the
great
wicked. Let them
stones,
all be
and plaster
confounded,
them
and
with
turn
plaster.
back that hate
And thou
Zion.
shalt
Let
write
them
upon
be
them
as the
all the
grass
words
upon
of
the
this law,
housetops, which
when thou
withereth
art
afore
passed
it
over,
groweth up.
that thou
Wherewith
mayest
the
go
mower
in unto
filleth
the
not his
land which
hand,
the
nor
Lord
he
thy
that
God
bindeth
giveth
sheaves
thee,
his
a
bosom.
land that
Neither do
floweth
they
with
which
milk
go
and
by
honey,
say, The
as the
blessing of
Lord
the
God of
Lord
thy
be upon
fathers
you.
hath
We
promised
bless you in the
thee.
name of the
Therefore
Lord.
it shall be,
Psalm
when ye be
130,
gone
a
over
song of
Jordan, that ye
degrees.
shall set
Out
up
of the
these
depths
stones
have I
which I
cried unto
command
thee,
you
O
this
Lord.
day
Lord,
in
hear my
Mount
voice.
Ebal,
Let thine
and
ears
thou
be
shalt
attentive to
plaster
the
them
voice of
with
my
plaster.
supplications.
And there
If thou,
shalt
Lord,
thou
shouldest
build
mark
an altar
iniquities,
unto
O
the Lord
Lord,
thy
who shall
God,
stand?
an altar of
But there is
stones.
forgiveness
Thou shalt
with
not
thee,
lift
that thou
up
mayest
any
be
iron
feared.
tool
I
upon
wait for the
them.
Lord.
Thou
My
shalt
soul
build
doth
the altar
wait,
of the
and
Lord
in
thy
his
God of
word
whole
do I hope.
stones.
My
And
soul
thou shalt
waiteth
offer
for the
burnt
Lord more
offerings
than
thereon
they that
unto the
watch
Lord
for the
thy
morning.
God.
I say, more
and thou shalt offer peace offerings, and shalt eat there, and rejoice before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt write upon the stones all the words of this law very plainly. And Moses and the priests, the Levites, spake unto all Israel, saying, Take heed, and hearken, O Israel, this day thou art become the people of the Lord thy God.
Surely I have
therefore obey the voice of the Lord thy God, and do his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. And Moses charged the people the same day, saying, Ye shall stand upon Mount Gerizim to bless the people. When ye are come over Jordan, Simeon and Levi and Judah and Issachar and Joseph and Benjamin, and ye shall stand upon Mount Abel to curse Reuben, Gad, and Asher, and Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall speak and say unto all the men of Israel with a loud voice, Cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image, an abomination unto the Lord, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and putteth in a secret place. And all the people shall answer and say, Amen. Cursed be he that setteth light by his father or his mother, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that removeth his neighbour's landmark, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that maketh the blind to wander out of the way, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that perverteth the judgment of the stranger, fatherless and widow, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that lieth with his father's wife, because he uncovereth his father's skirt, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that lieth with any manner of beast, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that lieth with his sister, the daughter of his father, or the daughter of his mother, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that lieth with his mother-in-law, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that smiteth his neighbor secretly, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that taketh reward to slay an innocent person, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law to do them, and all the people shall say,
Behold,
Amen.
bless ye the Lord, all ye saints of the Lord, which by night stand in the house of the Lord.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
For I know that the Lord is great, and that our Lord is above all
the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. They have mouths, but they speak not; eyes have they, thou art called by the name of the Lord. They shall be afraid of thee. The Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. Thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them, thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with a sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
By the rivers of
The Lord
Babylon
shall
there
make
we
the
sat
rain of
down,
thy
yea,
land
we
powder
wept
and
when we
dust.
remembered
From
Zion.
heaven
We
shall it
hanged
come
our
down
harps
upon
the
thee,
willows in the
until
midst
thou be
thereof.
destroyed.
For there they that
The
carried
Lord
us
shall
away
cause
captive
thee to be
required of
smitten
us a
before
song,
thine
and
enemies.
they that
Thou
wasted
shalt
us
go out
required of
one
us
way
mirth,
against
saying,
them,
Sing
and
us
flee
one of the
7
songs
ways
of Zion.
before them.
How
And
shall
shall
we
be
sing the Lord's
removed
song in
into
a
all the
strange
kingdoms
land?
of the
If I
earth.
forget thee,
And
O
thy
Jerusalem,
carcass
let
shall
my
be
right
meat
hand
unto
forget
all
her
fowls
coming.
of the
If
air,
I do not
and unto
remember
the
thee,
beasts
let
of
my
the earth,
tongue
and
cleave
no
to the
man
roof of
shall
my
fray
mouth.
them
If
away.
I prefer
The
not
Lord will
Jerusalem
smite
above
thee
my
with the
chief
box
joy.
of Egypt,
Remember,
and
O
with the
Lord, the children
emerods,
of Edom
and
in
with
the
the
day of
scab,
Jerusalem,
and with
who
the
said,
itch, whereof
Raise
thou
it, raise
canst
it,
not
even
be
to the
healed.
foundation
The
thereof.
Lord shall
O daughter
smite thee
of
with
Babylon,
madness
who
and
art to be
blindness
destroyed.
and astonishment
Happy
of
shall
heart.
he be that
Thou shalt
rewardeth
grope
thee
at
as thou hast
noonday,
served
as the
us.
blind
Happy
gropeth
shall
in
he be that
darkness,
taketh and
and thou shalt
dasheth thy
not
little ones
prosper in
against
thy
the
ways.
stones.
And thou
Psalm
shalt be only
138,
oppressed
Psalm
and
of David.
spoiled
I will
evermore,
praise thee
and no
with my
man
whole
shall
heart.
save
Before the
thee.
gods will
Thou
I
shalt
sing praise
betroth
unto
the
thee.
wife,
I will
and
worship
another man
toward thy
shall lie
holy
with
temple
her.
and praise
Thou
thy
shalt
name
build
for
an
thy
house,
loving
and
kindness
thou
and
shalt
for thy
not dwell
truth. For thou
therein.
hast
Thou
magnified
shalt
thy
plant a
word above
vineyard,
all thy
and shalt
name.
not
In the day
gather
when
the
I
grapes
cried, thou
thereof.
answerest me,
Thine
and
ox shall be
strengthenest me
slain
with
before thine
strength in my
eyes,
soul. All
and
the
thou
kings of
shalt
the
not
earth
eat
shall praise
thereof.
thee, O Lord,
Thine
when
ass
they
shall
hear
be
the words
violently
of thy
taken
mouth.
away from
Yea,
before
they
thy
shall sing
face,
in the ways of
and
the
shall
Lord,
not
for
be
great is the
restored to
glory
thee.
of the Lord.
Thy
Though
sheep
the
shall
Lord
be
be high,
given
yet
unto
hath he
thine
respect
enemies,
unto the
and thou
lowly,
shalt
but the
have none
proud
to
he
rescue
knoweth
them.
afar off.
Thy
Though I
sons and thy
walk in the
daughters
midst
shall
of
be
trouble,
given
thou wilt
unto another
revive me.
people,
Thou shalt
and thine
stretch
eyes
forth
shall
thine
look
hand
and
against the
fail
wrath of
with
mine
longing
enemies,
for
and thy
them
right
all the
hand
day
shall save
long.
me.
And
The
there
Lord
shall
will
be no
perfect that
might
which
in thine
concerneth me.
hand.
Thy
The
mercy, O
fruit of thy
Lord,
land
endureth
and all thy
forever.
labors
Forsake
shall a
not the
nation
works of
which
thine
thou
own
knowest
hands.
not eat up,
Psalm
and thou shalt
139,
be
to the
only
chief
oppressed
musician,
and crushed
a psalm of
away, so
David.
that thou
O
shalt be
Lord,
mad
thou
for
hast
the
searched
sight
me
of
and
thine
known me.
eyes which
Thou
thou
knowest
shalt
my
see.
downsitting and
The
mine
Lord shall
uprising. Thou
smite thee in the
understandest my
knees
thought
and in the
afar off.
legs with
Thou
a sore
compassest my
botch that
path
cannot
and
be
my lying
healed,
down, and art
from the
acquainted with
sole of
all
thy
my
foot
ways.
unto the
For there
top
is
of
not a
thy
word
head.
in my
The
tongue,
Lord
but
shall
lo, O
bring
Lord,
thee
thou
and thy
knowest it
king which
altogether.
thou shalt
Thou
set
hast
over
beset
thee
me
unto
behind
a
and
nation
before,
which
and laid
neither
thine
thou
hand
nor thy
upon me.
fathers
Such
have
knowledge
known.
is too
And
wonderful
there
for
shalt
me. It
thou
is
serve
high.
other
I cannot
gods,
attain
wood
unto it.
and stone.
Whither shall I go
And thou
from thy
shalt
spirit,
become
or
an
whither shall I flee
astonishment, a
from thy
proverb,
presence? If
and a
I ascend up
byword
into
among all
heaven, thou
nations,
art
whither
there.
the
If I
Lord
make
shall
my bed
lead
in
thee.
hell, behold,
Thou
thou
shalt
art
carry
there.
much
If I
seed
take
out
the
into
wings
the
of the
field,
morning and
and
dwell in
shalt
the
gather
uttermost
but
parts of the
little
sea,
in,
even
for the
there shall
locust
thy
shall
hand lead
consume
me,
it.
and thy right
Thou
hand
shalt
shall
plant
hold me.
vineyards and
If I
dress
say,
them,
surely
but
the
shalt
darkness
neither
shall
drink
cover
of the
me,
wine
even
nor
the night
gather the
shall be
grapes,
light about
for the
me.
worms
Yea,
shall
the
eat them.
darkness hideth not
Thou shalt
from
have
thee,
olive
but the
trees
night
throughout all
shineth
thy
as the
coasts,
day. The
but thou
darkness
shalt
and the
not
light are
anoint
both
thyself
alike to
with the
thee.
oil,
For
for
thou hast
thine olive
possessed my
shall cast
reins,
its
thou
fruit.
hast covered me
Thou
in my
shalt
mother's
beget
womb.
sons and
I will
daughters,
praise
but
thee,
thou
for I
shalt
am
not
fearful and
enjoy them,
wonderfully
for
made.
they shall
Marvelous
go into
are thy works,
captivity.
and that
All
my
thy
soul
trees
knoweth
and
right
fruit of
well.
thy land
My substance
shall
was
the
not hid
locust
from thee when I
consume.
was made
The
in secret
stranger
and
that is within
curiously
thee
wrought in the
shall
lowest
get
parts
up
of the
above
earth.
thee
Thine
very
eyes did see
high,
my
and thou
substance,
shalt
yet
come
being
down very
unperfect.
low.
And in thy
He
book
shall
all
lend
my
to thee,
members
and
were
thou
written,
shalt
which
not
in
lend to
continuance were
him.
fashioned,
He shall be
when
the
as
head,
yet
and
there
thou
was
shalt
none of
be the
them.
tail.
How precious
Moreover,
also
all
are thy
these
thoughts
curses shall
unto me,
come
O
upon
God. How
thee,
great
and
is
shall
the sum of
pursue
them!
thee, and
If I
overtake
should
thee,
count them,
till
they
thou
are
be
more in number
destroyed,
than the sand.
because
When I
thou
awake, I
hearkenest
am
not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. They shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, their tongues like a serpent, the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. He shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kine, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down. Wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
Let not an and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters. I know which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege, and the right of the poor. In the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. The upright shall dwell so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege, but mine eyes are unto wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Ye shall be left few in number, as ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass, that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good, and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you, and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. Therefore the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, Would God it were even, at even thou shalt say, Would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. No man shall buy you, and bondwoman, no man shall buy you. And of thy mercy cut off mine enemies, and destroy all them. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moses called unto all Israel, and said unto them, Ye have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh, and unto all his servants, and unto all his land, the great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles. Yet the Lord hath not given you an heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear, unto this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxen old upon you, and thy shoe is not waxen old upon thy foot. Ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink, that ye might know that I am the Lord your God. And when ye came unto this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us into battle, and we smote them, and we took their land, and gave it for an inheritance unto the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh. Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Ye stand this day all of you before the Lord your God, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of thy water, that thou shouldest enter into covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath, which the Lord thy God maketh with thee. I will extol thee, my God, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before the Lord our God, also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know how we have
dwelt in the land of Egypt,
Lord is gracious,
and how we
and full of
came through the
compassion,
nations
slow
which
to
ye
anger,
passed
and
by.
of great mercy.
And ye have
The
seen
Lord is
their
good to all, and his
abominations,
tender
and their
mercies
idols,
are over
wood
all
and
his
stone,
works.
silver
All thy
and
works shall
gold,
praise
which
thee,
were
O
among
Lord,
them.
and thy saints shall
Lest
bless
there
thee.
should be among
They shall
you
speak of the
man,
glory
or
of thy
woman, or
kingdom,
family,
and
or
talk of thy
tribe,
power,
whose
to
heart
make known
turneth
to the
away
sons
this
of
day
men
from
his
the Lord
mighty
our
acts and the
God,
glorious
to go and
majesty of
serve
his
the
kingdom.
gods of these
Thy kingdom
nations,
is an
lest
everlasting
there should
kingdom,
be
and thy
among you
dominion
a root
endureth
that
throughout all
beareth gall and
generations.
wormwood.
The Lord
And it come
upholdeth
to
all
pass,
that
when he
fall, and
heareth the
raiseth
words
up
of
all
this
those
curse,
that be
then he
bowed
bless
down.
himself in his
The
heart,
eyes of all
saying,
wait
I
upon
shall
thee,
have
and thou
peace,
givest them
though
their
I
meat
walk
in
in the
due
imagination
season.
of
Thou
mine heart,
openest thine
to
hand,
add
and
drunkenness to
satisfiest the
thirst.
desire of every
The Lord
living
will
thing.
not spare
The Lord
him,
is righteous
but
in
then
all
the
his
anger
ways,
of
and
the
holy
Lord
in
and
all
his
his
jealousy
works.
shall
The
smoke
Lord is
against
nigh
that
unto
man,
all them that
and all
call
the
upon
curses
him,
that are written
to
in the
all
book
that call
shall
upon
lie
him in
upon
truth.
him.
He will
And the
fulfill
Lord
the
shall blot
desire
out
of them
his
that fear
name from
him.
under
He also
heaven.
will hear their
And the
cry,
Lord
and will
shall
save them.
separate him
The
unto
Lord
evil
preserveth
out
all
of all
them
the
that love
tribes of
him, but all
Israel,
the wicked will he
according to all the
destroy.
curses
My
of the
mouth shall
covenant
speak
that are
the
written
praise
in
of the
this book
Lord,
of
and
the
let all
law,
flesh
so
bless
that
his
the
holy name
generation to come
forever
of
and
your
ever.
children
Psalm
that shall
146.
rise up
Praise ye
after
the
you,
Lord,
and
praise
the
the Lord,
stranger
O
that
my
shall come
soul.
from a
While
far
I live,
land,
will I
shall
praise the
say,
Lord. I will
when
sing
they see
praises
the
unto my
plagues of
God
that
while I
land
have
and the
any
sicknesses
being.
which the
Put
Lord
not your
hath
trust
laid
in
upon it,
princes, nor in the
and
Son
that the
of Man,
whole
in whom
land
there is
thereof
no
is
help.
brimstone
His
and
breath
salt
goeth
and
forth, he
burning,
returneth
that
to
it is
his
not
earth,
sown,
and
nor
that
beareth,
very
nor
day
any
his
grass
thoughts
groweth
perish.
therein,
Happy is he
like
that
the
hath the
overthrow
God
of
of
Sodom
Jacob
and
for his help,
Gomorrah,
whose hope is
Admah
in the
and
Lord his
Zeboim,
God,
which
which
the
made
Lord
heaven and
overthrew
earth,
in
the
his
sea, and
anger
all that
and in his
therein
wrath.
is, which
Even
keepeth
all
truth
nations shall
forever,
say,
which
Wherefore
executeth
hath the
judgment for
Lord
the
done
oppressed,
thus
which giveth
unto this
food to the
land?
hungry.
What
The Lord
meaneth the
looseth
heat
the
of this
prisoners.
great
The
anger?
Lord openeth the
Then
eyes
men
of the
shall
blind.
say,
The Lord raiseth
Because they
them
have
that are bowed
forsaken the
down. The
covenant
Lord
of the
loveth
Lord
the
God of
righteous.
their
The
fathers,
Lord
which
preserveth
he
the
made with
strangers.
them when he
He
brought them
relieveth the
forth out of the
fatherless
land
and
of
widow.
Egypt.
But the
For they
way
went
of the
and served
wicked he
other
turneth
gods,
upside down.
and
The
worshipped
Lord shall
them,
reign
gods
forever,
whom they
even
knew
thy
not,
God, O
and
Zion,
whom
unto
he
all
had not
generations.
given unto
Praise
them.
ye the Lord.
The anger of the
Psalm
Lord was
147.
kindled against this
Praise ye
land,
the Lord,
to
for it
bring
is
upon
good
it
to
all
sing
the
praises
curses
unto
that are
our
written
God,
in
for
this
it is
book.
pleasant, and
The
praise
Lord
is
rooted
comely.
them
The
out of
Lord
their
doth
land
build
in
up
anger,
Jerusalem. He
and in
gathereth
wrath, and
together
in
the
great
outcasts of
indignation,
Israel.
and
He
cast
healeth
them
the
into
broken
another
in heart, and
land, as it
bindeth up
is
their
this
wounds. He
day.
telleth the
The
number of the
secret things
stars. He
belong unto the
calleth them
Lord
all
our
by their
God,
names.
but
Great
those things
is our
which are
Lord, and
revealed
of great
belong unto
power.
us
His
and to our
understanding is
children
infinite. The
forever,
Lord
that
lifteth
we may
up the
do all
meek.
the
He
words of
casteth the
this
wicked
law.
down to the ground. Sing unto the Lord with thanksgiving.
30.
Sing praise upon
And
the
it shall
harp
come to
unto our
pass,
God,
when all
who
these
covereth
things
the
are come
heaven with
upon
clouds,
thee,
who
the
prepareth
blessing
rain
and
for
the
the
curse
earth,
which I
who
have
maketh
set
grass
before
to
thee,
grow upon the
and thou
mountains.
shalt call
He
them to
giveth to the
mind
beast
among
his
all the
food, and to
nations,
the young
whither the
ravens which
Lord thy
cry.
God
He
hath
delighteth
driven
not
thee,
in the strength
and
of
shalt
the horse.
return
He
unto the
taketh
Lord
not
thy
pleasure in the
God, and
legs of a
shalt
man.
obey
The
his
Lord
voice
taketh
according to
pleasure in
all
them
that I
that fear
command
him,
thee this
in those
day,
that hope
thou
in
and
his
thy
mercy.
children with all
Praise
thine
the Lord,
heart
O
and with all thy
Jerusalem. Praise
soul,
thy God, O
that then the
Zion.
Lord thy
For he
God
hath
will turn
strengthened the
thy
bars of thy
captivity,
gates.
and
He hath
have
blessed thy
compassion
children
upon thee,
within thee.
and will
He maketh
return and
peace
gather
in
thee
thy
from all the
borders, and
nations,
filleth thee with
whither
the
the
finest
Lord
of the
thy
wheat.
God
He
hath
sendeth
scattered
forth
thee.
his
If any
commandment
of
upon
thine be
earth. His
driven
word
out
runneth
unto the
very
utmost
swiftly.
parts of
He
heaven,
giveth
from
snow
thence
like
will the
wool. He
Lord thy
scattereth the
God gather
hoarfrost
thee, and
like
from
ashes.
thence
He
will he
casteth
fetch
forth
thee.
his ice
And
like
the Lord thy
morsels. Who
God
can
will bring
stand
thee
before
into
his
the land
cold?
which thy
He
fathers
sendeth out his
possessed,
word, and
and thou
melteth
shalt
them.
possess
He
it.
causeth
And
his
he will
wind
do
to
thee
blow, and the
good, and
waters
multiply
flow.
thee
He
above thy
sheweth his
fathers.
word unto
The
Jacob,
Lord
his
thy
statutes
God
and his
will
judgments unto
circumcise thine
Israel.
heart
He hath not
and the
dealt
heart of
so
thy
with any
seed,
nation.
to love
And
the
as for
Lord
his
thy God
judgments,
with
they
all
have not
thine
known
heart,
them.
and with all
Praise
thy
ye the
soul,
Lord.
that thou
Psalm
mayest live.
148.
And the
Praise ye
Lord
the
thy
Lord.
God will put all
Praise ye the
these
Lord
curses
from
upon
heavens.
thine enemies,
praise him in the heights,
them that
praise
hate
ye
thee,
him, all
which
his angels,
persecute thee.
praise ye him, all
Thou shalt
his hosts.
return, and
Praise
obey
ye
the
him,
voice
sun
of the
and
Lord,
moon, praise
and do
him,
all
all
his
ye stars
commandments
of light.
which I command
Praise him,
thee
ye
this
heavens
day.
of heavens, and ye
And the
waters
Lord
that
thy
are
God
above
will
the
make
heavens.
thee
Let them
plenteous in
praise the
every
name
work
of the
of thine
Lord,
hand,
for he
in the
commanded,
fruit of
and
thy
they were
body,
created.
and in the
He
fruit
hath
of thy
also
cattle, and
established
in
them
the fruit of
forever
thy
and ever.
land
He
for
hath made a
good. For the
decree which
Lord
shall
will
not
again
pass.
rejoice over
Praise the
thee
Lord
for
from the
good,
earth, ye
as he
dragons
rejoiced
and all
over thy
deeps, fire
fathers.
and hail,
If thou shalt
snow and
hearken
vapor,
unto the voice
stormy
of the
wind
Lord thy
fulfilling
God,
his
to keep
word,
his commandments and
mountains
his
and all
statutes,
hills, fruitful
which are
trees
written
and
in
all
this book of the
cedars,
law,
beasts and all
and if thou
cattle,
return
creeping
unto the
things and
Lord thy
flying
God
fowl,
with all thine
kings of
heart
the
and
earth
with
and
all
all
thy
people,
soul,
princes and all
for this
judges of the
commandment
earth,
which I
both
command
young
thee
men
this
and
day,
maidens, old
it
men
is
and
not hidden
children,
from thee,
let them praise
neither
the
is it
name of the
far
Lord,
off.
for
It
his
is
name
not in
alone is
heaven that
excellent.
thou
His
shouldest
glory
say,
is
Who
above
shall
the earth
go up
and heaven.
for us
He
to heaven
also
and bring it
exalteth the
unto
horn of
us,
his
that
people,
we may
the
hear
praise
it
of
and
all
do it?
his saints,
Neither is
even
it
of the
beyond the
children of
sea that
Israel,
thou
a
shouldest
people
say,
near unto
Who
him.
shall go
Praise ye
over
the
the sea
Lord.
for us and
Psalm
bring it unto us,
149.
that we may
Praise
hear
ye
it
the
and
Lord,
do it?
sing unto the
But
Lord
the
a new
word is
song, and
very
his praise
nigh
in the
unto
congregation
thee,
of
in thy
saints.
mouth,
Let Israel
and in thy
rejoice in
heart,
him that
that
made
thou
him.
mayest
Let the
do it.
children of Zion
See,
be
I
joyful
have
in
set
their
before
King.
thee
Let them
this day
praise his
life
name in the
and
dance. Let
good,
them
and
sing
death
praises
and
unto him
evil,
with the timbrel
in
and
that I
harp.
command thee
For the
this day
Lord
to
taketh
love
pleasure
the
in his
Lord thy
people. He will
God,
beautify the
to
meek
walk
with
in his
salvation.
ways, and
Let
to
the
keep
saints
his
be joyful
commandments
in
and his
glory. Let them
statutes
sing
and his
aloud upon their
judgments,
beds.
that
Let
thou
the high
mayest
praises
live
of God
and
be in their
multiply.
mouth, and a
And the
two-edged
Lord thy
sword in their
God shall
hand,
bless
to
thee in the
execute
land
vengeance
whither
upon
thou
the
goest
heathen
to
and
possess it.
punishments upon the
But
people,
if thine
to
heart
bind their
turn
kings
away,
with
so
chains
that
and
thou
their
wilt
nobles
not
with fetters of iron,
but shall be
to
drawn
execute
away
upon
and worship
them the
other
judgment
gods
written.
and serve
This
them.
honor have all
I
his
denounce
saints.
unto you
Praise
this
ye the
day,
Lord.
that ye shall
Psalm
surely
150.
perish,
Praise
and
ye
that
the
ye shall
Lord.
not
Praise
prolong
God in
your
his
days upon the
sanctuary.
land,
Praise him in the
whither thou
firmament of his
passest
power.
over Jordan to
Praise
go
him
to
for his
possess
mighty
it.
acts. Praise
I
him
call
according
heaven
to
and
his
earth to
excellent
record
greatness.
this day
Praise him with
against
the sound
you,
of the trumpet.
that I have
Praise
set
him with the
before you
psaltery and harp.
life and
Praise
death,
him with the timbrel
blessing
and dance.
and
Praise
cursing.
him with stringed
Therefore,
instruments and organs.
choose life,
Praise him upon the
that
loud
both
cymbals.
thou and
Praise
thy
him upon the
seed may
high-sounding
live,
cymbals.
that thou
Let
mayest
everything
love
that
the
hath
Lord
breath
thy God,
praise the Lord.
and that thou
Praise
mayest
ye the
obey
Lord.
his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. To Isaac. Chapter 31. And Moses went and spake these words unto all Israel, and he said unto them, I am 120 years old this day. I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord hath said unto me, Thou shalt not go over this Jordan. The Lord thy God, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee, and thou shalt possess them. And Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord hath said. And the Lord shall do unto them as he did to Sihon and to Og, kings of the Amorites, and unto the land of them whom he destroyed. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according unto all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong, and of a good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. And Moses called unto Joshua, and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, Be strong and of good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee, he will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. And Moses wrote this law, and delivered it unto the priests, the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto all the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the feast of tabernacles, when all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear, and that they may learn, and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law, and that their children which have not known anything may hear, and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua, and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went, and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up, and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me, and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, Are not these evils come upon us, because our God is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods. Now therefore write ye this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel, put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves, and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods, and serve them, and provoke me, and break my covenant. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day, and taught it the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge, and said, Be strong, and of a good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, Take this book of the law, and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion, and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death? Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes, and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song, until they were ended. Chapter 32. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of the Lord, ascribe ye greatness unto our God. He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. They have corrupted themselves, their spot is not the spot of his children, they are a perverse and crooked generation. Do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that hath brought thee? Hath he not made thee, and established thee? Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings, so the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields, and he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the fat of kidneys of wheat, and thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Jeshurun waxed fat, and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begat thee thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them, because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them, I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischiefs upon them, I will spend mine arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword without, and terror within, shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of grey hairs. I said I would scatter them into corners, I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, Our hand is high, and the Lord hath not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, and the Lord had shut them up?
For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter, their wine is the poison of dragons, and the cruel venom of asps. Is not this laid up in store with me, and sealed up among my treasures? To me belongeth vengeance and recompense, their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For the Lord shall judge his people, and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, Where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices, and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you, and be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven, and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword, and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captive, from the beginning of revengers upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. And Moses came and spake all the words of this song in the ears of the people, he and Hoshea the son of Nun. And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to all Israel. And he said unto them, Set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do, all the words of this law. For it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life, and through this thing ye shall prolong your days in the land, whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Lord spake unto Moses that selfsame day, saying, Get thee up into this mountain Abarim, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho, and behold the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel for a possession. And die in the mount whither thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people, because ye trespassed against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because ye sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Israel. Yet thou shalt see the land before thee, but thou shalt not go thither unto the land which I give the children of Israel. Chapter 33. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses the man of God blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, The Lord came from Sinai, and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy feet. Every one shall receive of thy words. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun, when the heads of the people and the tribes of Israel were gathered together. Let Reuben live, and not die, and let not his men be few. And this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, Hear, Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou an help to him from his enemies. And of Levi he said, Let thy Thummim and thy Urim be with thy Holy One, whom thou didst prove at Massah, and with whom thou didst strive at the waters of Meribah, who said unto his father and to his mother, I have not seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brethren, nor knew his own children. For they have observed thy word, and kept thy covenant. They shall teach Jacob thy judgments, and Israel thy law. They shall put incense before thee, and whole burnt sacrifice upon thine altar. Bless, Lord, his substance, and accept the work of his hands. Smite through the loins of them that rise against him, and of them that hate him, that they rise not again. And of Benjamin he said, The beloved of the Lord shall dwell in safety by him, and the Lord shall cover him all the day long, and he shall dwell between his shoulders. And of Joseph he said, Blessed of the Lord be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew, and for the deep that coucheth beneath, and for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun, and for the precious things put forth by the moon, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the precious things of the lasting hills, and for the precious things of the earth and fullness thereof, and for the good will of him that dwelt in the bush. Let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. His glory is like the firstling of his bullocks, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And of Zebulun he said, Rejoice, Zebulun, in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents. They shall call the people unto the mountain. There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck of the abundance of the seas, and of treasures hid in the sand. And of God he said, Blessed be he that enlargeth God. He dwelleth as a lion, and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. And he provided the first part for himself, because there, in a portion of the lawgiver, was he seated. And he came with the heads of the people. He executed the justice of the Lord, and his judgments with Israel. And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp. He shall leap from Bashan. And of Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor, and full with the blessing of the Lord, possess thou the west and the south. And of Asher he said, Let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days so shall thy strength be. There is none like unto the God of Jeshurun, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help, and in his excellency on the sky. The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, Destroy them. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Happy art thou, O Israel! Who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help? And who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Chapter 34. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab unto the mountain of Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, that is over against Jericho. And the Lord shewed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah unto the utmost sea, and the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees unto Zoar. And the Lord said unto him, This is the land which I swear unto Abram, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. So Moses the servant of the Lord died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth-peor, but no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. And Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands upon him. And the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as the Lord commanded Moses. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face, in all the signs and the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh, and to all his servants, and to all his land, and in all that mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moses shewed in the sight of all Israel.